There it is! Game on! Sort out!
He tends to go on a
시작이다요.
roll and then wins Worlds.
Dark.
So that could be a thing that could happen here today, or at least the beginning of it heading towards first stand. But of course, that is a long way in the future. No one's heading to Brazil just yet, although I have a feeling Gen G might.
Posiben.
I think it's going to be a
Born
high
banned
variance
out.
series,
Is it
but
carrier?
I think
No,
game
it's
by game,
Ando.
it's going to be hard to scope
Ando
out
Barn.
exactly how things develop.
Yep,
아,
right now,
안딜
we'll see
선수
how the draft
바드는
develops,
뭐
because we're here right now.
굉장한 모습을 계속 보여줬죠. 안도 had a crazy bar gameplay. He's literally getting the carrier treatment here.
Yunara
밴까지.
well.
Very targeted bans
Drew
here.
had a crazy
Yeah.
game on Yunara to
And I
beat.
think just not too surprising.
DRX DK전에서 지우 선수가 유나라로 막 앞대시 하면서 마지막에 막 캐리할 뻔했는데 아쉽게 됐죠.
And then the question comes down
아
to
이슬추님,
those
준만카이님 어서오세요. 하이하이.
mid-laners.
有乜嘢好
Because
하이파이
especially
하이파.
if you're going Nico ban as
Oh.
well, which makes sense, right? Nico's been a great pick, but also
Okay, let's
Peter
go.
specifically has been phenomenal on it. Starts to make you wonder about mid laners. So do the DN supers now
I
look to ban
mean,
one of those? Potentially
they're
look to
all
try
banning
get
supports
one
and
of them
ADCs,
uncontested, try and
guys.
get
Supports and ADCs
Rumble
being banned out.
uncontested. What is the play here?
I think ban Orianna. And then
Ban
force a Rumble ban,
Orianna?
because that's probably still
Ban
going to be
Ryze?
necessary, and then you get a Zia
No,
without having
they
to
ban
worry about
Nocturne
Orianna.
instead.
Or you take
But
away the
아지르
Nocturne to make
녹턴,
the
오리아나
Orianna less
녹턴 막 이런
scary,
게
because I think if
되니까.
you're having a look at these two mid
미드를
laners,
자르는 대신
Closer
녹턴을
clearly wants
자르는.
to play a Zia,
야,
and
미드는
Yukao
그냥
clearly wants
교환할
to
것
play Orianna.
같습니다.
That's how it
They're just gonna
feels
be
in my
trading
mind.
like the most OP.
The problem is Jarvan is still there, so it could still be picked alongside
The most
a pretty
OP mid
decent
lane
ball carrier
champions,
as
yes.
far as the Orianna is concerned.
아, 다들 좋은
And they
연휴
did ban
보내셨나요?
Rumble, so I guess
Did you
that's
guys have
going
a
to be the
good
first pick instead.
Lunar New
Yeah,
Year?
so
I don't know if you guys celebrated or
I guess
not.
in this situation, you have to take the Rumble, and then you end up trading the mid
잘
laners.
보내셨나요?
I think
새해
the
복 많이
Nocturne obviously
받으시고
means
다들.
that
Happy New Year's.
DRX can't take
If you celebrate.
Orianna and Nocturne together, which is,
Happy
you know,
Lunar
I feel like
New
you have a lot more
Year's.
power to do that on the second pick side. And that combo is,
새해 복
I
많이
mean, DNS know how much that combo
받으세요.
can threaten. They're a team who are very good at using it
매년마다
themselves.
하는
Also protects the Nocturne for Pioshik.
조크.
It's been a pick that's pretty good for him, so saves it for later in
바드
the
바드.
series.
Yeah, that's a
온
good
세상이
point.
바드.
The Ambessa are going to be locked in here. I'd kind of
Oh,
like that to be a jungle
Bessa?
pick.
Wait,
I
what?
actually quite
They're
like
not
Rich
actually
on
prioritizing
Horn. I feel
Ryze.
like he's
Interesting.
done relatively well, and we've seen that.
Ryze 뭐야? 26.3
top side of the
26.3
map, and that
touch.
was against Keen. So
no
that
Ryze.
might be an avenue of
No
success
Azir.
instead.
Okay, there's
Wow,
Azir.
this is actually not what I was
Azir은.
expecting out of DRX.
네,
Priority
두두 선수가
on
요즘
the
폼이
Azir
미쳤기
instead of
때문에
the
근데
Orianna.
두두 럼블?
Especially when you can kind of public
굉장히
execution
무서운
into the
부분이고요.
backline on the
두두
Ambessa
럼블
and
is kind of
deliver a
scary.
ball that way.
Dudu's
Would
been
be
like
a
1v9
cool
pop
way to
off.
make
So.
things happen, but instead,
Rich
the
is
Pigeon
playing
gotta
pretty
be
good
locked
nowadays
in,
too,
and that will allow the Pantheon to go to Pioshik. Oh my goodness, and then there's the Orianna as
태민님
well.
오늘은 누가 올라올 것
This exact
같으신가요? 아
lineup of picks.
오늘은
I think it was B&K that picked it into
진짜
T1
근데
and demolished
진짜
with it.
모르겠는걸?
Yeah, the Pantheon
진짜
Orianna, it's
모르겠어.
not quite Nocturne Orianna,
두
but it
팀
does a
다
pretty good job
충분히
of
이길만
setting
한
up the
거라고
ball.
생각합니다.
You can dive in super aggressively.
이렇게 말하면 또 안 되겠지.
And then just the shockwave to follow. This is a really strong top side for the DN
개인적으로
supers.
근데
And
DRX가
now,
이길 듯?
DRX
아니
will be going
DK
for that
상대로
all we
진짜
talked
근데
about into the
DRX가
Rumble.
이길
So a
뻔해가지고
matchup, obviously we have seen that solo kill that Shiwu managed to get,
한번 봐야 될
which was
듯
pretty
합니다. 근데
crazy,
조합을 좀 봐야 될 듯.
into Keen.
You probably next for the most for the first
generally
combined
just looking to scale
family.
up to that Kanik Rukin, then you can just survive the matchup, hit
Four in
that
the
late
four.
game scaling. Definitely feels like
Welcome back.
DRX are going to be on the back foot on the top side in terms of that early
By the way, what do you
pressure,
think about voice chat coming to League?
and looking just to
They
try
should have
and
added it. Okay, guys,
survive
if you guys
a
don't
little
know,
bit till
League of
later
Legends
stages.
is
We do start
officially
seeing
gonna
AD
get
carries banned out with
voice chat.
Kai'Sa and Lucian
You know, like
taken away
Valorant?
immediately
야,
here.
발로란트처럼 리그 오브 레전드도 드디어 롤 보이스가 그 솔랭이나 게임에서 팀원들이랑 보이스로 이제 대화를 할 수 있다는 점. 발로란트는 시작부터 그거 추가됐었거든요. 근데 롤은 지금 16년 만에 드디어 It took them 16 years to add it. They had the technology, but they just hesitated adding it because of like the toxicity, I guess. But I mean, let's think about it. Every game is toxic if you say it like that. Everyone is toxic all the time.
And they
So
just didn't get off the ground.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite work
like
out.
FPS games, they all have voice
in
and
a very similar
yeah.
situation. It might have even been that game where they
just
played
because
the
of
Rumble
those
Pantheon
toxic
Orianna,
people doesn't
and
mean
it
you should just be like
started to do
scared.
things a little bit
I think.
faster. As Poppy going to be
I
taken
don't
away
know.
here. Let's see what Gio is going to be locking in.
For me, I'm excited. I'm very excited for
there is
me.
still a lot on the
Because
table.
I get to talk
Maybe
to
it
my
could be
teammates and
dangerous
like
to
listen
right
to
it
them
right
and see
now.
if they're actually human or not.
They can just go Ashe Seraphine.
That's a good point.
Like, you know, my teammates are not monkeys in game, of course.
Do they just
They're
go
actually
something,
human beings. Like,
maybe
that's
a
cool.
Blitzcrank? That's a huge threat in this situation.
I'm excited because I can actually talk to my jungler and like, you know, ask them to do something. It's like, hey,
have that mid-game
like, can you like not pass top?
And
Like,
it looks like I think
you know,
Jin fits with
things like that. You can't really communicate. Like,
I don't like Jin.
there's a lot of
Huge
things you
amount of
can't
joy,
really
especially
communicate
into
real
it
time
Yeah, I
when you
don't
use
like
chat or
But
things.
this composition for the DN Supers, you are looking
네,
to
롤
spike
보이스
in the
저는
mid-game,
개인적으로
and
진짜
you'll
좋다고
definitely be able to
생각합니다.
follow up
롤
with
보이스가
that.
온다는 거는
As long
이게
as you
확정된
won't
거고요,
hit, like,
여러분.
super late
롤
game, it's
보이스가
not really too much of a
생긴다고
problem. And you have a
합니다.
lot of damage in the composition in general, so
Yep.
굉장히
I think DRX knew
저는
that they
좋게
wanted to pick
봅니다.
the Ezreal. Now the Kai'Sa ban makes all that
재밌을
much
것
more
같아요.
sense. As I think
물론
they were just
욕이나
aiming for that from the
절망평이
beginning.
있긴 하지만
As
그런
Jhin, Alistar. Not
나쁜
exactly
놈들
a,
때문에
awe-inspiring bottom lane. And let's see
일반인들이
what Andal wants to do.
굳이
Could just be the
무서워할
comment if
필요는
you would
없다.
like to. I'd prefer to
리포트하고
see something else, and I think
그런
Nautilus
이상한
is pretty
놈들은
free.
리포트하면 되는
Given the
거고.
fact that there is an Alistar already there, I think that your lane prospects are still looking kind of okay. Up
Okay,
against
like,
the Jhin
everything was
Alistar,
looking good
and so he can go
until
towards
the
champion
Ezreal
that he's
Nautilus
been
from DRX.
really dominating on.
이제
And I
노틸까지는
really like to
솔직히
see it. Andal
괜찮으면
just
돼.
hopping out on the best foot
근데
forward
이즈리얼밖에
straight away.
럼블 오리아나
I think getting
상대로
comfort
되게
for
빡세긴
him,
하겠다.
in this situation, but I think honestly, DN
여기에서 할
Supers
만한 게 많이
having
없긴 하겠다.
Rumble
I mean,
Pantheon
Rumble
as
Oriana's
such
just so
a strong
broken, and the
top
Pantheon's
jungle,
gonna be
the
ulting from
Oriana as
above.
well,
Like,
linking
Pyoshik
with
is
that.
crazy, so.
And it feels like they just picked the Jhin Alistar just
But
to
you
kind
would,
of
like,
have,
with
the Alistar
Orin,
for the
I
setup,
feel
the
like
Jhin
maybe
for the
something else
follow-up.
on Ezreal would have
Feels
been
like they
better.
kinda got everything they
Ezreal
wanted
should be
in
able to
this game
survive a
one.
lot of
I
these
would
fights,
agree,
though.
and I think even if they picked, you know,
I'm not a fan of
Teemo,
Nautilus, by the way.
Zillion in the bottom lane, it
노틸러스가
would have still
그렇게
been
좋진
fine
않다고
because that
생각하는데.
top side is just so incredibly
야,
powerful.
안드리 선수가 과연 노틸러스 픽을 많이
I don't know why I used
재밌게
that as an
할지.
example of a bad bottom lane, but stuff with Teemo is just generally not going to work
I
out.
think Teemo Zillion doesn't sound too
We get further on, DRX like a well-oiled machine. Let's see whether that is going to be represented on the Rift as well, because we know fan chants have a very, very high
조합은
impact in
DNS가
the
좋아
outcome
보입니다.
of the game.
DNS
And
has the
that
better
fan
comp,
chant was a
I
bit
think.
messy on the DNS side. That command attack, though, seemed fine. So maybe Closer not suffering from it just yet.
So interestingly, both supports opting to go Aftershock. I think it completely makes sense on the Nautilus. He is quite squishy. Those extra resistances go a long way. But seeing on the Alistar as well, I feel like a pick that we've seen a lot more spellbook on.
No longer
Yeah,
do we need
Really
Discord
valuing that
function to
extra
talk to people,
tankiness,
yeah.
particularly in the early game.
And I
before you
think
have that
like
ult
people are like,
available.
oh, but
And
like
Andal going the
people don't
Ignite,
even join
so
like
wanting that
Discord links
extra
if you post
pressure
it.
in
Like
the
people are not going to
2v2.
join the league voice.
Ooh, it didn't
Well, the
calibrate.
thing is, the
Although they
reason
do have
why
a
I
wall
don't
there,
join
so
like
a little
people
bit of
don't join
sidestep,
Discord
I
links
guess,
is like it's a
playing a
random
part.
ass Discord. Like you never
You
know
can
what
see
kind of
right now,
Discord
bit of
you're
info here
stepping
towards
into.
bottom
But
side
if
of
it's
the
like
map. No one's throwing out
integrated
any,
into the game
tempo
itself,
spells just yet.
it's a lot easier to
As
access.
healing to
Right?
Ignite feels good for DRX.
Yeah.
See whether they can play around it.
I think as well with it being a Jhin into an Ezreal, with the lethal tempo Ezreal, you get it stacked up.
Andal,
you get your
I don't
passive
think you can
stacked
get
up,
rid of
so
that
much
ward,
sustained
though.
damage in
Oh, come
comparison to a
on.
Jhin who is stuck on that reload.
Yeah.
See, the wave is pushing in, so it can't really contest
really
that
feel
fish
like
ward.
Jhin is reloading most
If they were
of the
pushing
time.
hard, then it's fine.
I
But
know he gets 4 bullets and then it's a reload, but it really feels like he's reloading between every bullet.
야,
Time
이것도
spent
룬
reloading
guys. 룬
is-
It's just
보시면은
significantly high.
아, 솔직히
you know?
룬을
Yeah.
조금만 더
Alright,
오래
Andal,
보여주면
he's looking
좋겠다.
for it. Gonna start this one up.
Like,
Does have the pulverize there from Peter.
oh,
but
nice
hits the
hook, but
onto
Andal.
Duckdom.
okay,
Andal just you know,
it's not too
trying
bad
to
of a
put some
trade.
fear
I
into
think.
his opposition. Not really
그런
finding it too
들려오는
much more
나쁘지
other
않죠.
than that. DRX with control of the wave for the moment, as the cannon is going to get pulled underneath this turret, and at least
Some
Duckdom is
basement
gonna be able to
dwellers
use
will
that
talk to
full shot
people for the
in order
first
to take
time
that
in
one down.
years.
Wasn't
Mo.
reloading that
What do you
Yeah.
mean?
I think using the Aftershock and the shield from the Nautilus well, you are able to go
People,
for sort of aggressive
people use
trades,
Discord to
but,
talk to people
you know, into an
anyways,
Alistar, he's just
even
gonna
basement
sustain that
dwellers.
from the passive.
It's a mage.
Not able to achieve too much. It is the first strike Rumble again, so just looking to farm up gold from the Ornn where possible.
Yep, good old money printer rumble.
And that's the plan.
Well, Pyoshik moving over here. Andal is having a little bit of a look around.
Yeah, but
as there
League Voice has
is
been a
Willa
thing in
the
China
vicinity.
for quite a long time.
He wants to take this Rift Scuttler, but there's
Whoa,
the
they're
flash.
flashing in
Headbutt
for
ult
that.
From Peter,
Okay,
looking
good
for
hook from
Willa.
Andal's
Stanley
out.
Clark's gonna
Oh
follow
my
up.
gosh,
Pyoshik now
Willa has
turns
to
onto
flash out.
Willa, who manages to get the dash to get
좀
away.
성공하긴
And
한데
then
이러면
just does
둘 다
Ambessa
살았죠.
things
They both
in
live, but
order
our
to
cost
be absolutely all right.
Ezreal was
Looks
also
like
heading there
Pyoshik
to try to
gonna
help.
be able to grab the Scuttle Crab, and
일단
DRX did not lose first blood
안배사 그냥 탑
to a
가서
Scuttle
먹으면
fight.
될 것 같은데.
Yeah,
I guess
able
I
to
can
get
just
away
go
from
top
that
and
one,
grab
but it
the
was a
scuttle there.
scary
Should be okay.
situation. And it's again dealing
She
with
has
the
a smart
threat of the
still.
Pantheon
Really smart.
in the early game.
And that was
with the initial
really hard
setup,
from
and
Peter.
also
He just
fact
really
of a
wanted to
Jhin.
go in
He's
there.
always going to be able to contribute to the fight first with that root.
Another hook in from Andal, feeling really good about that one. Peter taking a lot of damage. As Dom also
5 stacks.
good accuracy
Ezreal
on
by
those
the
Mystic shots from Jiu.
Yeah, good trades, and also Peter burned his heal in that early skirmish. So
And his flash.
yeah, so down sums there puts him in a really fragile position.
Ooh, managed to get the cannon there. I was a little bit worried.
If Andal connects,
Honestly, like
it could just be kill threat.
I don't know.
If you
if you don't want to use it, you just don't join as well, right?
Really on the
No.
defensive in
Or you
this
could just like
position.
mute your
Should be a
mic
play,
if you just want to listen only.
potentially in this situation.
I wonder if you can
too
mute.
now.
Are you gonna be able
Maybe
to
not
mute
this
like
wave.
specific
Yeah,
people
Mystic
though? I don't
shots
think you can do
connecting.
that, right?
And another one there. Jiu actually
Maybe you have to be able to do that.
Oh,
근데 이즈리얼이 지금 굉장히
in lethal range,
라인
like
좀
you were
빡세게
talking
하고
about, as
있고요.
Rich, not going to quite get the
지금
knocker,
집에
but is
가야
going to be,
될
I
거.
guess,
Jen has to go
all
home
right
by
for
the
the
way.
moment. Has built a null
He's gonna
magic
lose a
mantle
wave
for
on the
himself,
tower
which is
again.
helping with these frame
이러면은
plays.
웨이브
But is
박히고.
Dudu having a very good time. And is actually ahead by an
이
entire wave right
정도면은
now.
초반에 사고가 안
There's teleport back
터져가지고
from Rich, but there's no cannon in this
이즈리얼은
wave, so
기분이 매우 좋은
actually missed a
상황.
couple of
Ezreal's gonna be
melees
pretty
as he
happy with the
turtle ports his way
situation
up
because like
there.
there was no killer and
And
accident
it's
really.
so interesting seeing Yukal on the Azir side of this matchup. I
Tensius Leech
swear
coming
every
through
single
currently,
time
Tensius
there's the
Leech
trade of
around
Orianna
top.
Azir, he is on the Orianna. As Andal thinking about going
As
for
an
something,
EU
but
player, I'm not okay.
doesn't
If you're
have his
from
flash.
EU, it must be
Level
really
6 there for
annoying
Yukal.
though.
He seems to be doing pretty okay
Because
so far,
like
though,
EU is
so-
such a, it's like the only server in the world,
Sort of
the
like
only
it's
League of Legends
all-
server that
it's all
has
calm on
multiple
Summoner's Rift for the
languages.
moment. I'm expecting this game
multiple,
to
many
turn silly at
countries,
some
many
point.
languages,
Yeah.
many cultures.
Waiting for it.
Now, it might
All
happen right now
on
as
one
Yoshik
server.
dives in. Willer is
It's
in
a
the
problem.
vicinity though. Only level
If you
5,
think of
so
a
doesn't
Korea
have that
server,
public
we all speak
execution as now
Korean.
Jiu and Dokdam are
I
fighting
could
for
be
the
like, yeah,
moment.
there's
I imagine
foreigners,
Jiu
but
does have
yeah,
a bit more
but
consistent
most
damage,
people
though, as
speak
Peter
Korean.
just has to get out of there. Pioshik in a lot of trouble,
Okay,
but
they
he's
really
got
have,
the
but
Aegis
Dokdam's
to
on
mitigate
touch.
that damage and will be
Nothing
able
happens,
to
though.
escape.
He
The
goes back up.
DRX do manage to win out and get a little bit of positional control around
So
this river.
Femi was a
Yeah, a lot
pie.
of cooldowns from DNS just dumped into the Nautilus, and it gave Willer so much free reign there in that fight. And Bessa able to get a lot of damage down in return, made things a little scary.
Yeah, Dokdam and Peter now underneath this turret with a little bit of respite.
Luckily,
Jiu
I'm
gonna
in
go back
NA, so I'm
home.
chilling. Yeah,
See whether he
NA
can
is like
collect
all
himself a
English
chain or
mostly.
something like
so.
that on this particular back.
I think EU as well, though. Most people speak English, so you guys can just talk
once
in
that ult's
English. now.
available, you know, it's not just the fact that you have all that global pressure, you also get the free armor pen with it. He's going to be pretty...
한국 서버도 근데 외국 분들
deal with.
많아가지고 롤보이스
Andal
오면은
is now
특히 이제
Willa's support.
마스터
that's what it
이상에서는
looks
막
like.
I mean, you have an Ezreal, why not?
Yeah.
중국어랑
Just
이런
park
것도
him
알아야
down
되는 거 아니야?
Does have a
아,
wave to deal with now.
영어로
Arcade
할 수도
shifted,
없을 거
I
아니야?
believe, to pick up one of the minions that was falling down.
Wait, Korea server might also be a problem actually now that I think
DNS
about it,
moving up to
because
about
we have a lot of like
200 gold lead just
Chinese,
based on how these
Japanese,
lanes are doing, and I imagine that
Vietnamese,
is
and like other
almost
type
all
of
Dudu,
players on
who
Korea,
is, you know, doing the money
especially
print
the high
thing, but is
elo
also
area,
ahead by
high
about
elo
a wave.
regions.
But Rich obviously is.
I don't
just
even know if pros are
happy
gonna
wearing
join
a
it.
cape and
Maybe
building
pros might not
stuff,
even join it.
all that sort of stuff here towards top
프로분들은
side.
아예 그냥
He's
안
getting
쓸 수도
pressured out a good
있겠다.
amount though, so...
평상시에
Grub's
스크림 할 때
up at
맨날
about
그 보이스
15,
하는데
which is
솔랭에서
pretty
그냥
low
조용하게
mana,
하고 싶어하는 사람들이
getting
많았지.
chunked out, and he doesn't have TP. So unless he can find a reset, he's just not going to be of any
보이스로
real use.
팀원들이
if they
막
try
말을
and set up
듣지도
the
않을 것
drops.
같고.
Might have to give that over if DNS opt to contest it.
아 어서오세요 하이.
Yep, Gio and Andal back to it here towards the bottom side.
롤보이스
Andal has
개꿀잼이긴
decided
하겠는걸.
to
그래도
join his other AD carry.
저는 이런
That isn't
변화
Ambassador.
시도 이런 거 좋은
First
것
rate going to be a
같아요.
mountain. So
I mean,
that is
they
not
already
gonna be the
tested
soul.
like
How are we
Chinese
feeling
server
about
and
Chemtech's
like
scenario
they're
here?
bringing it to the main
Orcs,
servers
do you
now
think that you'll
after
be
testing
able
on
to
the Chinese
to
server.
guarantee that we do not get a Chemtech soul, or is
And
it
all
good?
I'm gonna
I'll do my
say
best.
is that if
I'm gonna
it
try
had
my
no
very
problems
best
on the Chinese
to
server,
get
I
us
think
cloud
they're
soul.
okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
I'd like a cloud.
I like zipping around the map.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like Chinese
Now, not a
Chinese
whole
League
lot
of Legends
cloud
players
soul
are
value, I
very
guess. Like,
toxic
there's not
sometimes,
those champions
and like
that
I
feel
guess they have
really
a
good with
system
it,
in place
like
to like catch out
and Sivir and
toxicity.
things like that.
It's just like the
I mean,
flat
I
move.
mean,
It's okay.
no.
It
It's
does
not
just
great.
feel good.
With
Yeah,
implementation
walk
of
faster.
Vanguard, they've been able to capture a
I do
bunch of
think,
like trolls.
Obviously, can't be a
Wind
mountain. I
traders,
mean, Infernal Soul pretty big. Hextech's always
toxicity.
crazy.
Yep.
Ocean,
Not as toxic as
not the
Femi,
worst
yeah.
Ocean game. It's honestly not even the worst Chemtech angle for like the DRX comp with like Ambessa.
Everyone
or
in EU speaks
a good
English,
point, actually.
TBH. Oh, that's actually
Maybe
good. That's
Chemtech
good.
would actually be the dream. Maybe we need to
Yeah,
up
EU is like
let's
multiple
Chemtech
people
Drake.
speaking
Let's
multiple
not
languages,
go
right?
that far.
I'm
Yeah,
almost
all the
ready to go
European
that
people,
far. Maybe
they
it's time
speak
for
like
justice
English for
Chemtech
sure,
Soul.
and then they
No.
speak their
No, I don't
home
think so.
mother
It's not.
tongue, and they
No.
maybe know another.
I
They're
always
like,
need
you
to
know,
test.
bilingual,
Make sure that
trilingual.
we're not getting there. That's all right, Rich. pretty happy
Kinda crazy,
as he's made his way back up there.
아, 유럽 사람들은 그냥 기본적으로 영어는 당연히 알고 본인들 나라 언어도 막 한두 개가 아니라 막 세 개씩 아는 분들이 되게 많더라고.
We have to, point out that DNS's comp doesn't scale badly or anything
90%
like that,
does for sure.
but it's Ornazir.
That's pretty much
Ezreal.
everybody.
They're very
Especially
happy
the
to
young
go later
people,
on
the
in the game.
gamers, you're gonna know
There's
English.
tons of CC with this Nautilus
Yeah,
as well.
in Korea is a bit
So
problematic
DNS very
though, I
happy
think.
that they can pick up this first dragon because I think Drakes are going to be
Koreans are
really
not good
important
at
for
English,
this
so
composition to keep themselves
either we
in
have to
control.
learn some basic
So
Chinese
opting go for the Drake
or
instead of
something.
going for the
That's gonna be
grubs. I mean, Rich did get that recall off, so he was healthy anyway, but Part hasn't that. And I think it feels bad to pick up a mountain and then
Dragon
see a
security
Hex
to
tech
grub
after.
security. So
Yeah,
basically they're
I
trading
think in terms of the souls
grubs
you might be setting
and
up for, it
dragon.
just doesn't
But this
feel
season,
too
since there's
positive.
no feat of
It means
strength,
that
I keep
Chemtech
saying
or
this, but
Cloud are both
Boy grub's
available,
not as
so I'm
important
very
now.
happy about that. We'll have to see.
사실
exactly which one
공호충이
it's
그렇게
going
막
to be.
좋은
Still
느낌은
a
아니죠.
gamble.
용이 훨씬
I
더
don't know
좋은
why I'm
느낌.
so enthusiastic about the
이번
Chemtech
시즌.
angle. It's weird. Maybe I've been playing too much Zorn in TFT.
Yeah.
Barry's missing every Q, getting flamed. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be.
vibe. I don't know. Anyway.
I want to hear what my teammates are gonna react when I fucking miss my ult completely. Like holy, my barn.
We're at the bro and brew.
바드공 개트롤하면 이제 보이스로 이제 욕 먹는 거야?
When he gets the gold cash in, that's something.
맨날 핑으로 핑이나 채팅으로 욕 먹었는데 이제 보이스로 욕 먹는 시대가 오는 거야? Holy shit. 페비나이트 울다. I'm gonna fucking cry on stream. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, it's like Alistair. They just fucks up now. 이거 노틸러스. BP 콜인가요? 콤핑 콜인가요? 솔직히 킬각은 아니었었어. I mean, it wasn't really a 킬각. Maybe if it hit all four Nautilus, it could have burned his flash or something.
Managing to get barrier and heal from the side of DNS.
Oh, that's a bit of a cheeky stop.
Pressure here.
Pokemon!
Also, that would.
My teammate. The thing is, I'm so bad when I'm playing with voice comms, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out.
A little unfortunate.
Because when I start talking to people, like,
it's a lazy ward.
I start fucking running. I don't know. It's hard to focus. I don't know if you guys watched my games with Spearshot. I was fucking running.
Scarra would be so proud of that ward.
So every time I met Spearshot Suluki, like he would invite me to voice comms, and I'll join the voice, and I couldn't concentrate at all. I started straight running. It was really crazy.
Ward that did nothing.
Not that I don't run it down normally, but like it was even worse than usual.
Just clearing waves in the mid lane. 3 minutes on any sort of neutral objective turning up, so there is no reason to fight right now.
No.
We might just be setting up for
보이스는 안
a
들어가는 게
random
맞을지도.
scuttle team fight. There's a hook
근데
connecting
마스터
somehow.
이상에서는 그래도
That was a weird
보이스가
angle,
좀 차이가 많이 날 것 같은데. 보이스 하는 거랑 안 하는
so
거랑.
buffers it to avoid any
바드
sort of
공각이
misposition.
말파 궁각이랑 똑같다니까? 그 말파랑 바드랑 핑으로 이게 이사소통이 안 됩니다, 여러분.
Completely even.
딱 그 바드 궁각 나오면 바로 던져야 되는데. 근데 보이스가 있으면 그런 거 좀 타이밍 거 맞게 할 수 있겠죠. I'm happy as a bard lane because like my bard ult angle is similar to other champions. Like Malphite ult is similar. 근데 말파도 바드가 궁 쓸 수 있으니까 바드 궁부터 기다리는 느낌? 그렇게 플레이할 수도 있거든요. It's not really wrong for Malphite to wait for the bard ult first either. Hey, I mean that's not too bad. First one's coming through for DRX. No, it's 1-for-1 though. Peter's taking a lot of damage. Rich is gonna be able to. Oh no, Peter just flashes out. Now they have to run away. And look at that, Closer's just running them down. 이러면 오른은 죽었는데 이러면. Oh no. DNS striking back though. The Orin TP and Orin ult was good.
Like there's no reason to fight right now. They don't need to fight.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. They didn't need to fight at all.
I needed some action. I knew that was the only way to get it.
I want you to kind of look at what they use.
I mean, it looks. Peter looked like he was so completely chunked and he couldn't play the game. 판테온이 시작부터 그냥 죽긴 했는데 아지르가 이거 같이 이렇게 죽어버렸죠. I wonder if Azir could have like shuffled out or something. I think his skills were on cooldown because he's trying to kill Pantheon. 판테온이 생각보다 빨리 안 죽은 점? 그게 좀 컸고 여기에서 노틸러스랑 안배서가 스킬이 하나도 없죠. Nautilus and Bessa no skills.
Honestly, the only thing I'll say about this
Peter lived for like 67 years.
A little bit late. If his ult was up sooner, if he had mana sooner,
The
That could've been a
3-man
lot
voice
worse
with
for
Spear and
DRX.
Death Dart
That
was
was
insane. But I
way
wasn't
too
the
many
only
kills
one
blown
that
on
game,
Pantheon.
okay?
They were getting antsy. I think we could tell.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one
and
running it down that game.
it wasn't
Let's
even
be
pulling the
real.
trigger, it
Spear
was
and Death Dart
three
were
different people
also
pulling the
running
trigger
it
at
down.
the same time. Overkill, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh
Definitely,
my gosh.
so-
That was a
I think
Calpus
if
game.
UCal had have actually survived, got out of that shockwave, and not just died at the very beginning of the fight, could have been a different story. Has a lot of consistent damage
방송 중에
on this
문제 소리가
Azir.
되는 발언을
also
보이스에서
if they
누가 할
just held
가능성도 생각해보면
Some of their tools.
아니
Yeah.
그러니까 그런 게 나오면은 그게 오히려 증거 자료로 그 사람이 밴이 된다니까. 뭔지 알겠어요.
And maybe
그러니까
waiting
그걸
for
증거
Rich to be
자료를
there as
제시하면
well towards the
라이엇이
beginning.
오히려
I think,
배나요.
when you can capitalize on the ram, have a
그렇게
little bit of
하는
CC
거는 그
down
사람들 바보지.
beforehand
자기
to
롤
get
계정
those extra knockups, create
밴되면은
that bounce
이제
house.
밴가드 때문에
These are
아예
sort
그냥
of
롤을
the
못 할
things
텐데.
that DRX is going to be looking for. So
부캐도 다 밴댄단 말이야.
but great for DNS. to start this
그냥
game
자기
off.
그냥 롤
They now
접을
have about 1,000
사람들은
gold
그렇게
lead.
하겠지만
Rich with his Rooker though completed, and so he's starting to care less and less about what
그러니까
this
지금
Rumble is
라이엇이
doing.
지금
Yeah.
시작하는 게 뱅가드 이걸 도입을 했기 때문에 지금 시작하는 거죠.
They'll have that sort of pressure.
I
but
mean,
it's hard to really,
there's always a concern of like league
apparently
voice
just break through that shield again and
saying
again at this
stuff
point.
that
Kill
is
threat
not
is a more
appropriate for
difficult one to
stream.
get towards.
So the streamer is in danger if you join a
Well,
league
let's try and
voice.
get Willer out of here,
But the
but
thing
Banana
is, like,
Rush
that's
is
actually
going to
just
be under
evidence
DRX's
for
control.
that person to get banned if they see something like racist or
and now we're
some
starting
really
up the
like
Drake
hateful
yet
stuff,
again.
right?
We do have all of DNS
You're just gonna
in
report
the
them right away,
vicinity.
mute them, and
Oh, look,
also
Execution comes down,
send
gets
out
on top of
information
Yoshi.
over to Riot
Once
and Riot.
again, they
Wheeler's
really
going
wanna
in, and
engage
aren't they on
onto the
closer?
Pantheon
But
as
closer
Everest
flash,
is
you
avoided
can't.
by
No,
the
it's so
Orianna, but
deep
now
now.
Closer is zoned away.
이러면은 아제르가 플래시가 없는데 아 이거 아제르가 이런 DRX 큰일이 났고요. Gio has the flash out, but he's gonna get comboed by Alistair, isn't he? 이토나
Down goes the Ezreal. That
The
was the
Alistair
opposite of all of that
just
feedback that we gave to
bonked him.
DRX.
Yes, they just blow
Okay.
everything again at the start of the fight.
Is looking a bit over, guys.
Once more out of the
Looking a
Pantheon.
bit
So they
over.
ult in, the follow-up isn't there. That's Ambess ult, that's Nautilus ult, Yukal goes for closer, and then look how uncomfortable Yukal's position is here. He's like, where do
Yeah.
I go? There's a whole
It's gonna be a
enemy team
3-0
there.
with
Can I
Eagles,
go
right?
to the turret? No,
Okay,
he
but
gets
honestly,
shockwaved
this
into the
game is
turret.
already over at
This
Champs Alliance.
time,
At
Dr.
least for
has
game
his ult
1.
immediately,
I told you,
and it
DRX
goes
comp
so
way
much
worse.
This is how it
그러니까
could've
이제
gone
놓기를
last
하는
fight
순간 근데
if he had a
좀
good ult setup.
별로긴
This time he
했어,
does,
조합이.
and yeah, they get decimated.
They
So,
just needed like a hyper carry. They can't really play Ezreal.
didn't learn from the last setup, it seems,
No.
with DRX. DNS did, though. They had the General available, and they
NLC
immediately
Legends on
punished
one.
them.
LC, okay,
managed to pick up the
NLC.
Dragon.
What
It's
the
an
hell is
Ocean
going on
Soul.
with NLC, by the way?
Not the best, but
Not great.
not the worst.
NLC, if you
As
doesn't
now
know what that
looking
is,
for
that's like
Rift Herald as well.
EU
DNS
Tier
really
2
starting to run away with this game
amateur
now.
league.
Yeah, this is a big goal lead, so this is really where
The league
DNS
that
wanted to be. This
Lustratonus
was the
played
game.
in.
The early game
And
was
there's like so
slower.
much
It took a bit
drama.
more
Apparently,
time
they're
for them
not
to get
even paying their
online, but
casters their talents.
3.5
And then they like
15
fired one of
minutes.
their like really hardworking caster called Trouble. I mean, like you can fire your talents, that's fine, but
amuse it completely. Flash out from Peter as the On has
it's kind of a bad time to do it, I think. Well, I mean, okay, shutdown going over to Azir, that's exactly the person you want fed here. 아제르가 근데 캐리에 대해서 아제르가 방금 킬 먹은 거 좀 많이 크죠?
on cooldown
나쁘지
until
않은데?
Dudu died, or did he just not use it?
I'm not.
LR stopped figuring the big money now, and they can't pay the team.
There's no way he wouldn't
No,
use
but
it.
like
He even tried to
when they
flash
couldn't
over the
pay
wall, finish them
Aragon
off,
apparently
and
posted, it was like
kinda failed the flash,
2024.
so I assume
That's
it was
when
on
Lustratonus
cooldown.
was still playing, no? 2024, 2025.
It was 5 seconds.
So they were literally just not
available
playing
from the death chamber.
I think
their
what's exactly
talent.
what you even worse about this
Even when
is
Lustratonus was still
Pantheon
playing.
was nowhere near for this play. If Pantheon was in ult range, think how badly this would have
Yeah.
gone for DRX. But
I don't
Dudu
know
plays
what's
the
going
initial
on
part of
over
this
there.
play good, right?
don't know.
Blocks the shuffle and then goes for the flash.
They
but gets
only
caught
play
in the Azir
2025.
wall. He
Oh
saw
my.
Andal and Willa and was like, that's 2 free kills for me
crazy.
right now. And ended up
So
kind
they
of
paid,
flubbing
so
it, and
they
it
finally got money to
backfiring.
pay their
Really
talent after
unfortunate there.
Lustratonus brought like
That's suboptimal.
200,000
We're about to
euros.
head towards, you know,
Won't
2
come.
item spike territory though here for Jiu. He is going to
League
start
just
doing more
needs to
than
bring
drop
in
down
gambling.
these fights.
I
We
mean,
have
they're,
the first
I saw
ornament
their
complete
main
on
broadcast
that
at like
Rookan
800
for
viewers
Rich.
the other day.
And so
I was
that is
like,
going to
what
mitigate
happened?
that gold advantage by just a little
Apparently
bit.
the
As you can
quality is
see,
really, really
it's only
bad.
2.6k. It's actually gone
I
down
always
by
see
about
Jamada,
1,000.
one of the
We're
other
not the end of the world
casters,
here for DRX at this
former
point in time.
casters for
I think if I
NLC,
was
like,
Joker
he's
and I
just
was doing
shitting on
a coach
NLC all the
comms
time.
that they love to do.
So apparently the
call up
production
and he'd say, "Guys,
is
just
really
hold
shit.
on, okay? We've got
And
it
their
in the
teams
late
are
game."
just like 3 out of
As we
like
often say if we're trying to be the optimistic one.
3 teams
in
are just
solo
like
queue.
4 fun teams, like
As
streamer
now
teams.
closer could be Emperor's Divided. Does actually. Shockwave is going to connect there as well. And
is
Pyosik
gonna
turns
go
off. So
down
Yukal just once
here.
again dead.
Pyosik,
That was an odd
Pantheon,
decision to make.
big problem.
As Willer and Andal just say, well,
Yeah,
Pigeon Man, you
I think if
are
you
dead.
give over
And
Rumble,
everybody-
you really
So
can't
many of the
afford to give
shuffles
over
and
Pantheon,
Yukals
or else your
haven't gone
silence
well.
is
Yeah, it's
so
just not
shit.
right in
Dodge.
it. There we go. Sidestep from Dog
Dog
Dom is
Dom?
beautiful.
방금
He had
무빙
flash
뭐야?
as well, just
미친.
confident in his
Yeah.
mechanics.
Dog
He
Dom
said,
just
I can do
didn't
this.
have Swifties. So many Jins have Swifties, so that becomes even easier, but doesn't even have that.
Yeah, the Ghost Blade coming in clutch there for the
Yeah.
movement speed.
True.
But just,
Hey,
I
I mean,
love
he
the
went
confidence,
top
right? He has the summoner. He's
What a
like,
good
no,
purchase from him.
I
Top
dodged those.
Yeah, absolutely did.
닌카
so
근데
well
되게
played there.
좋은데
Here,
이번 판.
Yukal again goes for a shuffle onto closer, but doesn't have the backup from the team.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
I
so
guess just
far.
forgets about the
Like,
existence of
Yukal
Pantheon.
seems...
This
Yeah.
time, you can see the difference
was
of the
kinda
play.
confused,
That bot side
honestly.
play onto the Rumble. Pantheon wasn't there to clean up. Ended
Well,
up going
then too
DRX
deep.
favored, even though it took a bit of time. Here, though, they try and make the
팀원들이
play top
허용해줄
side.
수 없는
Pantheon's
거리였다요.
there, immediately shuts it down. Kind of puts in a context. We were talking about this in the
DNS is
pre-show.
winning.
These global picks, the impact they're having.
Please.
Why
Yeah.
the
Please,
Pantheon is
4 more
100%
kills for
win rate
DRX.
in
We're gonna make the funny number.
playoffs so far, the LCK Cup.
That'd be pretty.
It's doing pretty good.
Yep,
2-7
It's
now.
just pretty exceptional right now. And it works with so many things. Like the Pantheon Rumble I've seen just be so dominant in the early stages of the game. The combination
Outside of
of
Korea,
early
esports
damage
gonna slide
is
back down to
so
just being
high,
5
and
dudes
then
and a
later
dream,
on,
and all the
you
big
can
teams are
really
gonna
pick out
disappear.
a single
Well,
target
that's
and
like the
eliminate
death
them,
of
and then if they
esports,
turn
though.
to
If that
actually try
happens,
and
it's
kill
so
you, Aegis
over.
is so broken.
I really hope that
also-
doesn't
I feel like,
happen.
you know, old school Pantheon.
It's okay
before
having
the
like a
rework,
5 dudes
I
in a
always
dream
just thought of him as that
narrative,
champion who's
but
just so useless in
it
the
also
late
has to
game.
be kind of
Yeah.
serious,
He does
you know?
so much damage now, and there's so much
Like,
like
Lucer
armor
Donis
pen for
was
free
like-
on his ult, like a
Yeah,
passive
5 dudes
armor
in a
pen.
dream, but they also put in
And the
so much
damage
effort.
mitigation means that he's just not that squishy.
They put in so much work,
he
guys.
feels, of course,
Pretty well.
going in. I'm just not sure whether it's a good idea.
What
as
the
he gets
hell
a decent
is
little
going
shield,
on?
keeps himself alive for a while, and now
Closer
Rich
is
is
flash
turned
if they can
up,
get
does
him,
find
no?
the ram as they
근데
do get the
오리아나가
knock
죽기
onto
전에
the Orianna.
딜을 되게 많이
Yellow's
해가지고.
trying to get out of there, dealing with
Closer
Dudu,
did have
silenced
flash, he just
himself.
didn't use
Peter's
it,
looking a
he
bit
just
worse for
accepted his
wear
death.
as Jiu trying to get that damage down now
오,
onto
이
Dudu.
자리를
Will
지금
makes it
딜이
out to
하나도 안
safety,
들어가죠.
and Rich is just trying
Rich,
to
what are you
quadruple
doing?
ahead with his
아니, 근데
hammer.
뒤에서-
Yukal gets caught by the
okay.
deadly flourish, but makes his way out as he
He
shifts the
sure was
sands.
shuffled out of the
And
way.
Rich is able to get himself
Boom.
out of there. The curtains are being
Boom.
called though. And
Oh,
the
shit.
bullet not quite enough. Yukal just outranges it. I'm not sure
He
how
started
most of
dodging
DRX
it.
survived
I was a
that,
bit
but,
scared for
definitely good on him.
Yukal there. Jiu started dodging.
That was crazy. Yeah, outranging. That bullet was going to hit Yukal.
아니 근데
Oh,
한 방을 할
a little bit
때마다
closer.
DRX가 개손해를
It was
보는 느낌?
underground, the good old
지금도 그냥
underground,
미쳐
so you have
밀렸죠.
no idea,
It's because
where
they
the
don't
curtain calls
they
range
put on the
ends.
Herald men,
This
so
was
they
a
actually
pretty
lost.
manic start to the fight. So
the main
again,
tyrant.
going for that proactive play
Every
from
time there's a
DRX,
fight, DRX is actually
and they
going on the back
managed
foot.
to take out
And Closer dies
here.
here.
Not
I was
much you
like,
can
Colin
do in this
doesn't flash.
situation
No,
being
he did have
bounce
flash the whole
house,
time. He
but
just didn't
unfortunately,
move.
Judy just doesn't quite have the damage to finish off Willa in this situation.
Had a nice
And
ulti
it feels like a
before
little
as
bit of split focus from DNS. They're just not able to finish off the targets very well, which makes sense. You know, Jiwoo and Yukal both quite mobile. We're getting more fighting, it seems.
We are just straight into another fight. Yukal in a bit of trouble yet again. Man, he is just not having a great time this game.
Ando's
As now
that
Heba
too.
pulverized onto Andal, and he should be set up on a silver platter
아니
for a double
DNS
kill
그냥 너무
from
압도적인데.
Dom.
DNS
If I was to
absolute
give any
dumb becoming
feedback,
there,
I'd probably
guys.
say get it together, Yukal.
Okay, well-
That's probably where I would be
Peter wrong.
in this one. He's been out of position, and that should be sole
No,
point
bro.
going over to DNS as Gio
Like,
looks
this
to try
comp
and get some
gap is
scraps here in this
insane.
mid lane.
The
but
comp
isn't
gap
quite
is
able to
insane.
do
Yes,
so. Rich
yes.
is starting to become
DRX
that
is
brick
just
wall
playing better
that
as
we
well.
expect of him. But if
조합
they fall
차이도
too
있어,
far
근데
behind,
진짜
it will
조합
not
차이가
matter about the scaling
많이 큰 듯?
conversation.
They can just kind of ignore him and then deal with him at the end of the fight.
No,
right?
Korea, you know,
The
LCK
CC is a
has
big
been like
problem,
losing
of
money.
course,
You guys
but
know that, right?
If everyone else
LCK has
dies
been losing
first,
money every
it's
year.
not really going to be too much of a concern. And Yukal just
Yeah.
seems to always be dying at the start of the fight.
It's not just the West that's like
oh, he just
losing
wandered.
money in esports.
Yeah.
I think the major
it's another
major
surprise
problem with
Pantheon
esports is like the
scenario.
player
It's
salaries
one
are
of these
so
situations where
so
you're playing
high.
as it, you feel so safe.
Especially in
because you
LCK,
have
the, like the
ability,
player
but
salaries are one of the highest in the
Bumble
world.
interrupts his dash,
I
and
heard
then-
that LCS
okay,
and
game
LEC, the
over.
player salaries went down quite a lot.
Let's see
Except
whether
for, like,
Yukal
key players,
can
I
avoid
guess.
death for the 5th time in this series. The first 4 will
Korea,
give them to him. They can be a freebie.
Like for example,
And now we'll see
HLE
whether he can do better. As Rich is
spent,
going to
I
miss
think,
that cannon.
100 100억?
And has he got 14,
100억
can start
하나에서
doling
100억
out
정도
some of
사용했죠,
these
로스터에.
ornaments to his teammates, which is going to
I
be
don't know
important,
how much
very
that
close
is
to level 15 as well.
100억이
And so we
달러로
could
얼마
have,
정도지?
you know, the
Like
Infinity Force and stuff like that. Looking pretty good there. Isn't it? It's Trinity Fusion or something like that, isn't it? The version?
Actually, it's just Trinity Force brackets masterwork brackets now.
Oh no, it's not. I disagree. I know that that's what they did. That's because they did not want to consult
대거이 달러를
me
얼마인지
or
지금
I guess
검색해
LS
보도록
because we were
하겠습니다.
the ones who talk about ornaments way too much back in the day. They didn't want to consult us on all of the names.
$6.9 million. Holy shit, that's how much they're spending on their roster.
They still
HLE.
exist. They're just not written in the game.
HLE spent $7 million to go fucking 10th place. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's fucking wild.
The curtains are called on Endel's life.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Victor's
Minus
still
7.
strong, right?
Like what?
There you go.
Relevant.
I didn't know
Baron
that's
is
that much
probably
money there.
gone.
Okay, well, they're going to TP and they're going to contest
Go
this.
down.
Yeah, True Shot Barrage also gets a lot
I mean,
of
the crazy
value.
thing is
Baron
Hano
takes
has
a
so
long
much
time,
money, by
and
the
it's
way.
gonna
If you
start
guys don't
tripping people
know,
out. They have Richie,
HLE
he's
is Hano
tanky
Life
to move in,
Esports,
so
but
they
their
move
parent
off the
company,
Baron.
the company
There's an
above them
equalizer
is
that
Hano.
goes down. Pyoshi gets
They
here as
sell
well, but we're
tanks, by the
flashing.
way.
And is the
Okay,
arcane shift
money
going to be
there.
back? Yes, it is.
Dude,
Decent
still
position
dead.
there, but unfortunately
That's
the
Baron.
orb makes its way over the wall, and there is a dead 80
No.
carry. This could be another
Yeah.
opportunity for a Baron.
So
As
HLE
Yukon
literally
at
just
least
has to
a
sell
Shadow
one
Flame that's
tank.
a bit more upgraded. Just don't think that's going to
And
quite
they
help
make the
when
money
Gio
for HLE
is taking a
roster.
bit of a dirt
So
nap.
people are like,
well,
oh
hit me
yeah.
with it. What's the upgraded Shadow Flame called?
It's Shadow Inferno.
Yeah, Hana
Oh.
is very
That's
rich.
also
They are probably one of the
the
biggest companies
name
in
of
Korea.
my first pop punk album.
People are like, oh, Samsung or some shit.
Pretty sure.
No,
Or
Samsung
My
sells
Magic
phones
Show.
and
Is that
chips and all
lost
that.
media? I would love to listen to it.
Yeah.
Hana sells
Shadow
weapons,
Inferno.
like
I really like it.
jet planes
okay.
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what the next master. What's the Spear of Sojin going to be? I have
tanks.
absolutely no idea. I don't think
Samsung
LS
sells
and I really
tanks.
figured
Nope.
that one out.
Not from my
That's
knowledge.
beyond me. You're the
Yeah.
expert.
Samsung sells phones.
Yeah.
And
I'll-
monitors
I'll-
and text.
I'll get back to it. We were
You've
just
got some time yet, hopefully.
yeah. Maybe Black Cleaver is in a better position, and we can do the Obsidian
Yeah,
Cleaver.
HLE is
Well,
an insurance
officially,
company,
probably
but they're
assume-
owned by
presumably gonna
Hana.
upgrade Geo
Hana Life
first,
Esports.
so
Hana
maybe you're
Life
safe for a bit
is
longer
an
anyway.
insurance
Yeah, there we go.
company.
I like that. Willet taking out his Gromp though, and it's a 5,000 gold lead, and the Soul Point is there for DNS.
I don't
They're
know.
in so much
Insurance
control of this
is,
game.
for the
This
most
is going
part
to
in
be a
Korea,
real
it's
tough
not
one
as
for
common
DRX
as
to
like
find an angle
NA.
on. And maybe
NA
they'll
has
just
like a
have to
pretty
talk
bad
to themselves about oh,
insurance,
but our ornaments are
view
mitigating
of
so much of this
insurance,
gold
I think,
advantage because they
from what I
represent
heard.
so much
I don't
money's
know.
worth of stats. Haha. And I just don't
So
know
you
whether
can't just
that's
say
going
free
to work.
money.
If
Like
DRX
Hana Life
continue
is
to
Hana
have
Life
their
is
members
not
be
like
out of
a
position
scummy
at the beginning of
company.
these team
They
fights,
actually
like,
do
their
insurance.
composition, it's so good in a
Yes.
front to back.
Life
but
when
don't
selling weapons,
back
though.
to
Okay,
front,
they're not
you
the
know?
same company,
That's what
guys.
you
They're
gotta
just
do.
How much
a
gold
branch.
value do you lose if your Azir just dies at the start of every fight? You know?
Yeah, but I get what you guys are saying,
Factor
but
that in when you're calculating these things.
I
It's
think like
oh, plus
I recently
1,000 for
read
each
like
ornament,
something like where
minus,
they
you
sold
know,
like
9,000,
tons of
how much is it,
tanks
like
to
11,000
Poland or
maybe at this
something.
point for Yukal being
Because
dead?
Poland
Maybe
was
not
scared
even
of like
that.
Russia.
He doesn't have that many items, so
Oh,
Monka.
by the way, from chat, what's an upgraded Bandle pipes? A Bandle Symphony. Oh,
Samsung
that's
is not tank, but missile
beautiful.
guidance. Yeah,
I
Samsung
love
is like
that.
everything tech
honestly, I'm kind of
related.
sad Peter's not
They do a
on,
ton of
the
tech
team of the
stuff.
All now. 'cause
I know.
They're
already a
one of the
Bandle
only
pipe.
companies
Where's
that
the Bandle
invested
pipes?
in this like.
And Rich was our OG Bandle piper, was he not? He was. He
Well,
was the first one to.
So I watched
know
a
it
very
was on his
tossing
Cassante.
video. It's like a science
Now Duda could be in a little bit of
channel
trouble and does
and
have the equalizer down, and now the round
about, like,
comes on through.
making
Rich
chips,
seeing what he can
microchips.
get done here. There's the public
Bro,
execution.
what the
to
fuck is
bring
going on? There's like a
Willow
2v3
back
up there.
in. Shockwave connects
Yukal
on the
is
two,
here,
though,
but I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh, we think we went to duck down. No, I thought I pressed the bind. Could have actually changed everything, but actually connected to Jin, no? 와 이게 근데 진짜 플래시 본 거였는데 그냥 이러면은 게임이 끝났는데 게임 지시냐?
This one, ladies and gentlemen, triple here for Doctor.
League of Legends esports tournament? Yeah, we're just yapping,
just
honestly.
broken the
But
metaphorical camel's back.
yeah, Samsung is like one of the only
this is
companies
not
that went
looking
into
good.
like they
Trying to
put
find
a
a
lot
plan
of
to do it.
money
You
into
know
this
what?
new technology.
I think it kind of makes sense.
That
You're
people
trying to
were
find a sort
working
of
on.
pick onto someone before the start of the fight, but the problem
So
is
basically,
Ornn
they use
and an
like
Ambassador onto a pretty bulky rumble, and you're in the enemy jungle, so of
gosh.
course they're going to get there pretty
Okay, one
quickly. Yukal goes for this play, and he tries to flash to follow the
야,
flash
하면
back down,
나
even if he does.
아제르가 저 궁을 맞췄어도 근데 달라지진 않았어.
Just
It's just such a deep fight from DRX. That kind of fight would be fine if you're like 5k gold ahead. But they were like 7k gold behind. That shit ain't gonna be working, guys. Hano meeples
didn't get a chance to use it there.
I don't know, guys. But anyways, what the original topic was
However,
that
on the other side, this Jin is really working.
LCK
which
is not as profitable as you
confusing and
think.
upsetting
Yes,
me.
it's the most popular League of
Well, I
Legends
think part of it
league.
is he didn't build rapid
in the
fire
world.
second.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's a.
I just hope esports
he's gonna
picks it
build
up. I think
fourth.
EWC,
but he
people
has more
hating
damage
on
items
it, but
before that.
That's a good point.
like Riot is putting in gambling sponsors, things like
Also
that.
already has
It's
the
because like
LDR,
they're trying to revive League of
right.
Legends.
The biggest
esports.
deal is that he's hitting almost all of his curtain call shots.
I think the
in
Roosters
teamfights,
doing us wrong
and
and the
that's
LEC
working
was
out
actually
very
pretty good.
effectively.
Yep. Also,
Maybe
Rich
Riot's gonna have an
didn't really
idea
have
to like
armor until he
revive
bought that chain
esports
vest. That helps a lot.
for especially in the West.
So
I think
definitely
yeah,
a
LCK
contributing
is doing a
factor.
lot better than the other leagues.
Well, speaking of Rich, Peter with the headbutt, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
He
he
may
stole-
still
he
die,
stole
but he's
the
got an
Ornal
unbreakable
there.
will,
Peter.
and that is going to keep him alive. Finds a double
QE,
pole right
and
there as well as
then
equalizer goes
Winner
down.
is
Winner
in big
definitely
trouble.
dead. Cannot ulti out of that one. As the
Closer,
Empress dive from the grave for
Shockwave!
Yukao
Oh my
does
gosh,
next
Nolus has
to
seatbelt, but
nothing.
he
The
can only survive so
Shockwave,
much.
so
티로스도
good.
살
Out
수가
of closer,
없습니다, 이게.
DRX just lose 3 in the blink of an eye, and now Pyoshik is looking for even more.
Oh
Down will go
my.
Jiu, and is that going to be the
they
ace?
send
They
it.
save Rich till
끝.
last because he takes
밀리고
the
끝났다,
longest
진짜.
time. And Jiu has
아,
an endless hunger, but
오른쪽,
unfortunately, I
이거는
think he's
너무-
still going to be hungry, as he may not even get out of the death
DRX
chamber before the
이거
Nexus explodes.
조합을
DNS looking to break open the base.
다시 생각해서 뽑아야 될 듯.
And honestly, at this
다음
point,
판.
DRX, the game looks pretty doomed. 13,000 gold disadvantage.
The DRX just
Ocean
has to
Soul
pick
in
an
pocket
easier
as well,
call.
pushing with the Baron.
They're picking,
They should be able to be
picking
up
like
in time before
Eldrail,
the game
Norlis,
ends,
but then they
I'm
have
not sure
Orin.
they
Like,
can
what are
really
they
do
trying
too
to
much
do?
to prevent it. No, DNS look to try and finish now or back off and play it safe. Looks like they'll just push in.
Is there an Andal
Are they
pin
trying to
angle?
dive in? Are they
That's
trying
what
to,
we've got
like,
to see. But I don't think so.
scale,
As
or are
Yukao
they
has
trying to
respawned, Hook is going to connect there onto Dudu, but they're
Ult?
focusing down the Nexus
What are they
turrets,
trying to do?
and
They don't
Andal
really have
dies
an
as
identity
afterthought.
with their
Willer's
comp,
trying to
I
deal
think.
with these minions as best he can, as now Peter just wandering
Cool, next
towards
game,
the
y'all.
fountain and doesn't seem too worried.
They have
Another
to
shockwave
kill
going to
franchising
connect.
and
The
add
pitcher
promotions.
dies on the fountain. The cow goes down as well, but it does not
I don't know,
matter. The
guys.
Nexus will
Franchising
fall,
is like-
and DNS move up
And
1-0
GG, we're moving on to
in
game
the
2.
standard positions,
Learn
making sure that he's
we're
ready to back
loading
up his
into game
teammates.
2.
And let's see whether he
Game
can do
2
that
Champs
again as we
Select.
dive into
Here it
Champion
is.
Select for game number 2. DNS this time will be on the blue side with second pick, and DRX, as mentioned by the space, will be picking first. Let's see what they're going to be taking away.
Are they
Yeah,
gonna
and I
ban
think
bar?
just a big aspect of it was like securing those
다들
huge
밴 나오는 거 아니야,
picks,
또?
the draft
bar ban?
advantage. You know, I hope DRX obviously was gameplay.
바드.
There's also draft if they can
야, 근데 바드!
adjust a lot in this game too. Hopefully can come out
Carrier
and
and
look
now
to equalize the
Andal?
series. DN Supers once
What
again
do you
banning away the
mean, bro?
Bard, but they are in second pick in this situation where you just don't have as much
Why?
freedom.
Bordeaux and Bordeaux and
And
Bordeaux.
we don't need to worry about
이건
you know,
바이옴이야,
Oriana's,
바이옴.
things like that anymore as far as these bans are concerned.
They
Has
just hate
opened the
Bard.
floor a little as Gwen going to be taken away as
The
well. I
carrier
wonder what that
treatment.
necessarily means.
In
For
our
Rich's
event,
pick
same
here towards
don't
top
take
side,
Valkyrie.
might be a Renekton angle or something like that that we're looking for. Just have to see. Unless he wants to play Sion. Oh god, it means he wants to play Sion, doesn't it?
I mean,
탑
we've seen
럼블
Gwen
개수습
ban. A lot of Gwen
싸기라고.
bans, you know, just in general, the pick is pretty,
럼블 저거 어떻게 해야
frustrating to
되는데
deal with
진짜
skills very well.
솔랭에서는 최저점이거든요. 절대 안
And it
나오는
looks like
그냥 완전
DNS
쓰레기
kinda locked into what
챔프라서
they're banning.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want you to
더
play these
높아하기에는
champs
근데 진짜
irrespective.
어떡하지?
Something to have in mind is
아,
that
라이언
Varus
입장에서도
has
머리가
another-
아플 듯
Varus is
합니다,
presumably the
이게.
third ban, right? That's our
밸런스를
assumption.
어떻게 해야 될지.
Nocturne got taken away by
프로에서는
DRX.
역대급 싸기 챔프인데.
Oh.
Varus
Okay,
not
wait,
looked
Fry's
at.
bound out.
Fry's instead
So
taken
what is there
away.
left
So
then?
presumably DRX has first picked the Varus in this situation.
Varus is open.
Varus
바루스 오픈인데요?
also available. I think that's why it was
Do
a
they
big
have
deal for
something
DRX
prepared
to
into
ban
the Varus,
Nocturne.
maybe?
Nocturne's been a great pick for Pioshik, but Nocturne, Nico, very scary to play into, especially if DRX do
Nico's
secure
open
this
as well.
Varus first pick.
니코를 픽할 수도 있겠는걸? 바루스 주고.
Oh, Zinza.
Wait, what?
Go for
Varus-
So they're
instead.
opening
Yeah, they can
both
pick
Varus and Nico.
now, though.
바루스
And
니코를
once
가져갈
again,
수도 있겠는
the
거예요,
Supers
여기서?
are off to a ridiculous start.
What
Varus
the
Nico
hell?
is a pretty tough bot lane to play into.
바루스
That doesn't
니코.
sound like a whole lot of fun.
설마.
Also,
This
I
part
mean-
of it
바루스
makes
니코?
a lot of sense.
Nico for
No
Peter
fucking
is
way, they're
great.
giving over everything, man.
That pick
What
he
is DRX cooking
for
today?
A lot of last
Game
year,
long
we
draft
talked about
also,
better
they
Nikos.
they
There was a
overcooked
period
it a
of time
bit.
where they were really struggling. Looks like they're not going to immediately snap
I
it
guess
up
they
now,
don't want to
though.
commit on Nico here.
Going for the Ari
니코가
instead
요즘 그
for
정도는
Boza.
아닌가? 근데
But
그렇다기에는 근데 벤이 많이 되긴 하죠.
The Talia is
Nico's
probably
bound to
what
lock,
Yukao
though.
wants to play. They're just going to
And is
preemptively
picked a
go
lot
for
as well.
the theoretical counter pick.
I feel like the Ari does better in this matchup. I feel like a lot of
Ari
players
over
are happy
Nico,
to take
that's
the
what I'm
Ari
saying,
in-
bro.
Oh yeah, they always pick into it. That's
What
very
are
true.
they
I don't know
cooking?
whether, like, I feel like
teams are
Ari
cooking
should
quite
do
a lot.
worse into Talia. But
I feel like
just
this
Zipper?
does circumvent the Unraveled Earth, and you can
Yeah.
almost like set up the longer
Are they gonna
range
play Rice
comms.
over
I
Lulu?
think it's
Like,
pretty
what's the plan?
fine. I think DRX could take like Aurora in this situation. They are just going to go for the Sivir for now. Sivir into Varus is one of the better AD carries into it. You can kind of neutralize a lot of his poke. You can just wave
There's really not that many mid
in the
laners.
lane. So if you are going to let the Varus open, you do want to make sure you get that Sivir in hand, which they do secure.
오로라를 이기려
If you're going to have a
하시거든요.
composition
Aurora,
into
like what else
Varus,
would you play other than
Xin Zhao Sivir
Aurora?
does a pretty good job, right, in terms of limiting the impact of
There it
what
is.
the Varus can do with
There's
sort of
the
bursting
Aurora,
people
guys.
out. Looks like it will be that
요즘
Aurora
오로라가
coming
되게
through as
자주
well.
나오는.
Presumably for UCal, but there is
lot
that
of Aurora
flexibility
nowadays.
option into the top lane if
We
they
saw
really
the trophy,
want to.
80,000 damage
And now for
Aurora
DN
the other
Supers,
day.
are you going to commit to that Nico
초비
for
선수의 8만
Peter?
딜 오로라가
That's what we
나오는.
expect.
딱 생각이
Or
나죠.
do you really want to make sure you secure a jungler here?
탑 서브도 가능하다. 오,
Yeah,
탑
but
오로라도
not
당연히.
Xin Zhao.
Not entirely sure. You could just go
할
for
수
a
있긴
Jarvan
한데.
or a Wukong, which is what Pyosik does want to do. A little bit more teamfight presence, a bit more extra damage with that Cyclone. And so going to be taking that, scaling up towards level 6, and Odin looking pretty chuffed about his first 3 picks. And let's get into some bans, see what's going to be taken away. Top lane is probably what we're looking at.
Surely
but
they'll ban Nico,
it's
guys,
a bit
right?
difficult
Surely,
with the
guys.
flexibility of the Aurora. And now we're probably going to see maybe supports banned away. I think maybe a Nico. Yeah, Nico just going to hit
There
the
it
deck
is. The
immediately.
Nico
I
ban.
think Nico's a good one. You could also get rid of Rakan if you're scared of like the Wukong-Rakan combination being a little bit of concern. Karma, I think, is good. Sivir Karma, really strong combo. The double movement speed, you can especially buff up the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao plus Enchanters has always been really threatening. Karma feels really good about rushing early Mikhails, and Mikhails has insane value into this DN Supers composition. We'll see if they end up actually going for the Cassante in the situation. The Dusante going to be denied here.
Definitely a worthwhile ban, but does open the floor for something like a Rakan, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they have counterpicked.
Wukong Rakan is like such a good combo.
Decide
No reason not to
themselves
pick
whether
it
they
here.
want it for top lane or support. I think you could just go something like the
라칸을 안 할
Rakan, play
이유가
it safe, have
없잖아.
that team
라칸을
fighting
해야죠.
power, the synergy
뽀삐도
with the
벤이고,
Wukong, which they
Poppy's
are
ban,
gonna do,
Karma's ban. Like,
Yeah.
and keep
They're
Dudu
pretty
and
happy
give
with
him the
this.
counterpick into Rich.
you could pick
A
Lulu
lot
here.
of top laners, I mean, I say
What
a
other
lot,
support can you pick?
It's
Like,
Cassante, it's Gwen.
Janna?
A couple of top laners already taken away.
잔나 나오면 재밌긴 하겠다. Janna would be kind
Will
of
he
fun.
just play Sion?
Janna R, no?
That's my question.
잔나 궁으로 그냥 빡
Open not. Will mean
밀어내기.
that it'd be straight into a
What do you mean,
a
Leona?
Rek'Sai
Come
most
on.
likely.
Where's
Let's see
the
what
Lulu?
Rich is going
I wanted to
be
see
playing
like an
here, whether it will
enchanter
be the
here, but
Aurora,
I guess they
whether
need
it
some
will
kind
be
of
something
frontline.
else, and Kennen is getting some nods out of Rich right now.
앞라인을 좀 더 세우는
Interesting
느낌?
blind
탑에서
pick. We don't see this
앞라인이
blind all
아니라
that
이제
often,
캐넨
but
같은 거
Aurora
나오니까
is often
서폿이
picked
이제
into it,
살짝
and
탱키해준.
Rise is another option
앞라인
into
느낌
it,
봐.
as we heard Vikla talking about in the pre-show.
Yeah, I mean, if they were gonna
And
pick
so,
something like
a little
tanky
bit of
in
a
the
better
top
option
lane,
here is
that would
now
be fine
Dudu
to
thinking
pick
about
an
Yorick.
enchanter, but having like a hard
I did
engaged tank
forget
support
about
better
Yorick
if you're gonna pick like Cannon top.
Sorry about that one. And
No
it is
front
going to be
line
locked
without
away.
that.
So going for a little bit of that split push angle.
I don't
Certainly
know
a lot
about
of
this
sustain
Yorick,
to try and
guys.
help you
I
through
really
the
don't
lane
know
up
about the
against
Yorick.
cannon, but doesn't exactly feel
Dudu Yorick
like
though?
the most
Monk.
ultimate. Just getting a bit of information
Burn needs
here.
to be
Yukao
nerfed, but-
spots the monkey. There you go. Beautifully done. And Peter
Right,
is going to
nerfing it.
potentially face check
Oh.
and may have to press some buttons to
Whoa.
avoid death, things like that.
Oh,
But instead, yeah, he's
So,
I mean,
yeah, he's Q's.
Leona ends
and
up
then
losing
Dr.
more
Anderson
HP,
damage
by the
return,
way.
and it's okay. Again, Handel going for the
Monka.
aftershock on Leona, another champion who doesn't strictly need this, and we've seen a lot of spellbook on Leona, but one of that extra survivability,
다드는
one of that extra tankiness, and it
뭘
does
높여야
synergize really well
되냐면은
with her W, her Eclipse. But Peter going for the
궁풀
spellbook, I
같은
do feel
거를
like
좀
it makes
줄이면
a lot of
되지
sense from
않을까?
Rakan, because
한 15초
otherwise
정도
you go
높여.
Guardian, which is kind
궁풀.
of as a rune.
Yeah. One of the good things here for
라인전
DRX is the fact
약한
that they did get
거는
Leona into Rakan, which has
다들
been a
궁이
pretty
좀
decent
사기니까.
matchup. Having a look here though, Closer has always been a bit of a fan of playing Ahri at any opportunity. And so we'll see whether he can
그러니까
have the
궁을
impact that he
15초로
wants to. I
늘리라고.
think Ahri does really like to get ahead to feel valuable. So we'll see whether it is going to be one of these no damage Ahris or whether it's going to be the hard carry version. Of course, you just have to watch some of the
Does
Showmaker games
Rakan
to
build tank or
understand
AP
what an
nowadays?
Ahri can really do.
You just go
if
Bandle
given
fight.
a lot of leeway.
Yeah,
I'm
Aurora
pretty much
also,
every
though, a pick
champion
that
right
we've
now.
seen do some
Ban the pipe, ban the
crazy
pipe,
amounts of
ban the
damage
pipe.
if we can get ahead. And
You could go
also
Ziggs as
an
well into
Ignite,
Rakan. Rakan can go Ziggs
on
as
the
well.
Aurora, so really looking to try and snowball
아마
on this pick.
지크를 갈 것
The
같은데 이번
old
판은
Ignite
근데
electrocute
밴들
for as much
파이프는
damage
평타
as possible
기반 챔프가
earlier
많으면
on in the
좋은데
game, as G was
바루스가
going to be
포킹발을
able
쓰니까
to pick up
여기가
that cannon,
지크가
but
훨씬 좋겠죠.
you missed one of
딜
those
뽕딜 넣는 거.
casters. Not super happy about that
Like
one.
auto-tech
As
champions,
G was gonna be a
there's
little
really
bit,
not
but
that many of
he'll
them
be
in
alright,
DNS.
as now
comp,
Yukao
so.
will throw down that Ignite that
That
we
was
were
a very
talking about, but loses out on
interesting
the
trade
trade.
coming
As
through.
Zenith played in,
Or
turret
Doc.
shot is taken here by
Ando
but
did
does
take
have
a
the
tower, but
aftershock
at the end,
to help that health bar.
I don't think you mind the tank.
It's only level 2, so I believe Eclipse not
Andrew
actually
has an
leveled just
aftershock.
yet.
Yeah, Trader heals there, but it is teleport for Dogdown, barrier for Jiwoo, so
방금
extra
쿨은
combat
근데
summoner
늘리면 안 돼요. 벌써
there, but it doesn't really
56초인데.
matter if the damage is focused on the supports.
And that's got to feel bad as the Gleaming Quill heal comes through, as Jiu steps past the minion wave, looks to try and do stuff, and then all of that stuff gets kind of mitigated.
Looks like they may be setting up for a dive here.
30초를 늘리는 걸 말이 안
Is
되지
that
그냥.
optimistic?
This could be
건물이
really
딜
dangerous. I
스킬도
think
아니기
Dogdown
때문에.
might try and teleport back.
Well, Willer is going to try and turn the wind into lightning, and does do
이래
so.
가지고 그
Let's see whether this is going to
밸런스는
work out. It's all on Andor.
Bioshock
Whether he can
하는 게
connect that
맞다.
Zenith Blade. Instead, he just walks up and tries to take down Dark
Oh,
Dom.
wow, that's actually very
Survives
cool
as
dive.
well.
Willer's just gonna
As
walk
now
out as
Peter
well.
in some trouble. Jiu doesn't
이러면은 they
pick
can
up
just
the
re-dive
turret
it, they
aggro,
just walk
and
back
Willer's
in.
looking to make his way back. There's the
이러면은
flash out.
그냥 죽는
And,
용도로.
yeah, just sacrifices himself
오,
in
굉장히
order to pick
깔끔한데요.
up
이렇게
the
되면
double
굉장히 기분
for
좋거든요.
Jiu. This is
라칸이
exactly
킬을
what
먹기도
DRX
했고,
wanted to start
라칸
with.
것도
But
kill
here's
as
the
well.
thing, Dogdown
So.
has no cleanse,
You
has
literally
teleport
just re-dive
instead,
it, but
doesn't even get a
you're
chance
like,
to
okay, I'm
flash.
just gonna die for
And the
this.
re-dive,
If you die, you just
such
respawn
a
really
good
quickly, by the way.
play, ends up giving a
이
second
그냥
kill
다이브를
over
하면서
Jiwoo. The recall stop from Willer here,
히히.
and I think Peter does everything he
상대한테
can.
들어간다고
Gets the
해도
double
웨이브가 다
knock-up here,
박히거든요. 거기에다가
but
서포
Dogdown
킬.
just gets locked up and blown
DRX
up.
기분 굉장히
And
좋고요.
in this situation,
깔끔합니다.
they make the call. They're like, we're going
Very
to sacrifice
clean.
a jungler to make this play happen.
빨리 죽으면은
He
빨리
goes
집에
down,
가서 바로 그냥
and
리스폰
Jiwoo
되기
ends up
때문에
picking up
템
the kill,
사고.
even gets a blue buff as well. Two
Very
kills
strange,
now
it's
for the
fine.
Sivir. A great start for
Yeah.
DRX.
And this was going to be a point of power for DNS, is the laning phase of the Varus is just so dangerous. It should be not too much of an issue here for Jiu now, with a couple of kills under his belt. Now with a Sheen. And we'll just look to try and clear out waves as much as possible. This is the problem with Sivir getting ahead, is that she just makes the lane
I don't
non-interactive.
know about this Yorick
You
pick.
just wipe
Yorick
out
is not
waves over and over
doing
again.
very
You
well
don't
in the
need to worry
canon.
about it. It's not necessarily a thing just yet.
Champion
but it
got
will
nerfed
be,
too much, guys.
As that Essence Reaver has certainly been fast.
I mean, obviously Yorick
right now.
isn't very strong
Especially
until
when you
your
get Essence
ulti.
Reaver.
Once you have your
I mean,
ulti,
Essence
you should
Reaver
be
and Aurora
way
is really
better.
where you feel frustrating because you have infinite mana and
Sustain is
infinite
way better as
cooldowns,
well.
But to already have a blue buff on a Sivir, I mean, one of the
Yeah.
problems with Sivir is you're gated early by your mana.
다들
and you
이속
have a blue
높은?
buff, so that's just not a thing.
다드는 이속
so
너프를
fun of a
할 거면은 그
matchup
종을 먹었을 때
now
그 이속을
for
너프를 해야지. 그
this
일반적인
2v2.
이속은 너프 안
And you
해도
can
될
see
때.
Dogdown and Peter playing pretty far back.
종 먹었을 때
having to
이속이
try and
15초로
farm with
늘는
the
게 좀 많이
arrows
크죠?
and not
종을
really
먹었을 때.
succeeding.
Yeah,
15초
at least the wave
지속되거든.
is pushing towards them, so that is good news. A little bit difficult for a champion like Sivir to hold the wave if you do like pressing W.
If they're gonna nerf Bard, they
Willer
should just nerf his
will be
like old
starting off
cooldown.
this first Cloud Dragon, so a little bit sad.
I think Bard doesn't need a
am I?
nerf though.
So we don't
Champion
get
is a
Cloud
bit strong
Soul,
right
that's okay.
now.
First little
been
Drake
strong
here,
for quite
get
a
a little
while.
bit of added movement speed and slow resistance. Going to be feeling all right about that one. Zenith Blade does go wide. Boomerang Blade does hit once onto Dogdom.
살라님 바드 한 번이라도
Looks
하신
like the
적
Drake is gonna
있나요?
be forgone for now.
지금 채팅으로 근데
Pyoshik
계속
was rotating
바드
down. Level 5,
장인인데
both that jungle
긁네.
is very close to level 6 for Pyoshik in particular.
그만 긁으시면 좋을 것 같기도
Pyoshik-
하고.
Pyoshik helps to push mid and help closer move down first.
한 번도 안
I think the
해본
threat
거
at
티
level 6
나는데요?
was just a bit too much. Didn't want to sort of engage in what could end up being a lot of resets for the Ahri, so understandably they end up backing away.
All right, well,
They're actually swapping this really on top here.
yeah. Sometimes you just have to do it, even if it's not all that interesting. Currently, things very, very even between the two. A little bit of a Mr.
It's 6
Pandaria
minutes.
theme for that particular Yorick skin. Bit of a fan.
What are they looking here?
I don't actually know what it's called, but it looks like a, what is it, the Shah?
Both supports are up
I
here.
think.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
Ando
from this. Anyway,
misses.
we do have the grand entrance coming on through, and there's a
아니
great charm on
잠시만
Ando.
이거
He gets
뭐야 근데
exhausted, and he's
DRX
gonna go
갑자기
down.
왜 이래?
That is
What
gonna
are
be
they
just
trying
a
to do?
free
I don't
kill
get
for
it.
DNS.
There's
As
no
Yukao
objective
does
at all
offer
in
a
the
bit of
top
damage
lane.
back towards Closer, who does have the ulti now on cooldown. but
What are they
finds
even
the
trying to do? I
charm
don't get
as
it.
well,
아니
and
그 진짜 이
Yukao
3대0
just
나오겠다
kinda
오늘.
napping, does avoid the
아니
true
뭐야
damage onto that
이거.
Orb of Deception.
탑으로
And now
갑자기 왜
Dogdom
간 거지?
also getting aggressive against
Like if they're
Jiu.
going to hold that
Let's
top,
see whether Jiu
maybe
can
they
actually
stay
stand his
swapped.
ground. It looks like they
Maybe
are
they set
going
their
to
ADC
agree
top as well.
to back away.
그 원딜 탑으로 보내서 뭐
And just
완전
go
수업을 하는
back
것도
home.
아니고.
Yeah, some
이
heavy trading.
라인 이거
Even
패스 때문에
using
그렇게
the
수업도
barrier
못합니다.
there in that
근데
trade.
공호충이 있는 것도 아니고요.
Still it being about even in the end. Not
좀
completing the ult
아쉬운데?
though.
It's a bit tragic because like there's literally nothing to fight for.
Who knows? Had the inside track.
And even if Ando landed that, Dudu's here anyways. 뭐 요링이 그냥 뚜벅뚜벅 걸어오잖아 이게. 애초에 각이 아니었어요. 저게 스킬이 안 맞은 이게 문제가 아니야. 그냥 저 각 자체가 하면 안 되는 각이었어. Like the angle itself is wrong. Like it's not like oh he misses E such an end or no. Like literally the Yorick was just walking down with his wife. Like you can't look for the angle at all. The angle itself is wrong.
The Rakan, Ahri, Wukong. It's so hard to set up on them. All of them have a ton of dashes. All of them can sort of, you know, with the Rakan can dash to either the Wukong or the Ahri. They can go in, they can go out so easily. It's kind of like they choose the fights. If they see a favorable situation, they will go in. If they don't, they will back off. It does mean it's hard to find these
코치
skirmishes.
보이스가 없었으니까 보지.
You kind of want to be looking for more for a setup where you can
아니
get
근데
onto,
DRX가
say, the mobile
코치
virus.
보이스를 제일
It's much
맛깔나게
easier
활용하는 팀
to
중에
kind of
하나거든요.
fight on.
해외에서도 유명하더라고.
Let's see whether they can figure things out a little bit
I mean,
better.
DRX is literally one of the teams that really relied on Coach Voice. And they were like such a good team that used Coach Voice really well. Without Coach Voice, they look kind of confused, not gonna lie.
There's a nice little stun there from Rich, but he gets put into the ghoulie cage.
Because right now he can't use Coach Voice. There it is. You know how Yorick was getting bullied early on, but now he has a wife.
Okay, so the maiden falls. Dudu will have another one, I guess.
Just let it go.
I mean, he had a wife.
Really seemed to care.
Yeah, that seemed very.
He has a wife, he had a wife.
I'm a bit scared.
Yeah, it seemed to not be too concerned. Does get the point though. He'll take that.
Rich. Does manage to get the stun, but there's another goal wall. The flash is just not going to do anything at all. So that's a solo ball there
뭔가에 본
from
건지는
Dudu.
알겠는데 두두 선수가 플래시가 있었죠. Dudu had flash, so he just gets out there. Absolute fucking disaster with DRX. I think they're gonna get 3-0
Look at
today.
Dudu's irons.
Holy moly, tayo.
Yeah, he didn't have much damage. Just make treads.
Yo, Blast was
It's
so
not going to get
high.
better.
It's not looking like it, especially not with plays like that. So Rich getting punished just a little bit here. As Pioshik looking for this dragon. Willer is going to make his way in. Let's see.
Ando going in.
There it is. Pioshik that secures the dragon, but can they actually win the fight?
Okay, wait, hold up.
Finds between worlds.
Wukong is in big trouble.
Go the Leona first.
Oh, there it is. Yukong actually gets him though. Yukong does have his only backup.
Getting aggressive.
Oh, 노력을 인정해주니 지우. There it is. Yukong is hitting everything. Oh, Closer gets the kill as well. Double kill. Oh, he has the flash. He's dead.
There's the overdeception.
Oh, 평타가 근데 안 돼요. Oh my gosh, didn't have enough damage. Sad. I mean, he couldn't really tank tower again.
Mid laners coming up
One more
huge
tower shot,
in
he would've
that
died.
fight. The target selection from them is
이거.
excellent. Oh, we'll get a replay of this.
Oh no.
Yeah, he just doesn't even have much damage, so he doesn't just kill him.
Giga
with that
Chan
base
Zudu.
Q.
Ah,
Yeah.
Tabi.
Yeah,
Big
gotta feel
agree.
rough.
Big agree on that one.
So in this fight, Pioshik nearly actually survives, which is crazy. He gets engaged onto. He
여기에서
gets
진짜
the
근데
ult off,
우홍이
he
빨리 안
kills
터진 것도
Andal.
큰 듯? I mean, Wukong not
And he
dying
gets
quickly
over the
was actually
wall,
pretty
but
big as well.
Yukao manages to snipe in on the back end.
여기서 그리고 지우
and then they
선수가
start
딜을
cleaning
굉장히
up.
많이
Yukao moves
넣었는데
in,
지우 did so much damage.
Helps Jiwoo secure this kill.
But
Knockdown.
Closer was on
And then
top,
Closer getting the
getting his
reset, so
ult
both mid
reset,
laners are
ult
last to
reset, boom, boom,
survive,
boom.
getting a lot of value here.
아 근데 요즘 진짜 근데 아리가 W 버프를 받았거든요 이번 그게
If it was closer that got the red
패치에서.
buff, he would have probably got the kill.
He would have.
나올 때마다 굉장히 세 보입니다. Ari looks coming
back.
back in meta, guys. Every time I see this
And
champion now.
As it stands,
Did they both
almost
like
1,000
W, I
gold,
think, right?
For DNS, as
They
far
both
as their
W?
lead is concerned. They also have the first dragon as well. And so it actually works out just fine. Spell shield just
Let me
for a
do
comment
prediction
there.
like
At least you always get a consolation
Actually.
prize if
Yeah.
you spell shield late against Avaris.
Still get the health back, right?
guys
you
can do
go.
predictions.
A little bit of something.
I mean, I think either team can win at
But
this,
it's a lead
at this
again
point.
for
You
DNS.
can't really say who's gonna win.
Which
Oh,
doesn't.
no. It's all right. Nimbus Strike gets him.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, it's a lead again for DNS, which doesn't feel too good. It's Bandle Pipes already for.
Oh,
바텀 빼고는 근데 다 지는 중. 지금
I thought we'd see a lot less Bandle Pipes
지우
with the
선수가
fact they increased
3킬
the
모아서
cost. But Peter's fully committed to the Bandle
골드가 좀
Pipes.
앞서고 있긴
He's just a
하지만
musician.
CS는 들고
Yeah,
바로
had hard.
덕담 선수가 더 높죠.
So fair play.
yep. One of the issues here for DNS
Rich
this
is
time
livid?
around
I mean,
is
honestly,
that
I
it's Siva
think
who has
yes, he graded his stay,
DRX
but if he
with
just
money in the
recalled,
right
he would have
spot.
lost like the entire
And
wave.
they're now going to try and feed it.
So I understand
Solo
why
Flame
he's
doesn't do
stayed.
too much as Pioshik
If only he
in
had ulti,
great
maybe he could have
position,
looked for the
but
kill there.
That's a very wide
wasted
ulti out of
ulti for them.
Doctom, and so Chains of Corruption not hitting means the
A
DNS
bit
is
of
going
a
to have to back
tragedy.
away. Willow looking to make his
Big
way in,
booking
finds
goal.
the win becomes lightning, but
Gio is very
Peter
low
is
in mana.
still
He needs to
looking
get
for
it back.
more. Especially after that.
Grio snipes,
piercing arrow
those
does
snipes are
connect.
important,
Now
by the
Rich
way.
looking for an angle here. Does
웨이브
just wanna kill
클리어, 웨이브 클리어는 하긴 했는데.
The maiden away.
Can wait, hold up, the
please.
maiden?
Oh, 50 gold over to
His
Rich.
wife is gone!
Dude's way better maiden management.
아니 근데 저거 진짜 중요합니다. 저거
He's just
빨리
he's just
잡아야
so
되긴 해
caring,
근데.
honestly.
궁을 교환하긴 했어. 아니 he
it's
ulted
distressing.
basically to get the maiden.
You know, Valentine's Day wasn't that long ago.
No, it was only a few days ago. Oh man, well.
It doesn't work like
certainly some
Annie's
feedback for him
Tibber. It doesn't really TP to you just because you walk far away. 그러니까 멀리 간다고 티버처럼 이렇게 따라오는 건 아니라서.
The red buff.
레드 버프 스틸
That
당하는 건
might be
좀
a hint
아쉬운데.
as to where he is on the coin flip.
Wheeler's actually
Looking
feeling
pretty good
behind
at the
level.
moment,
Pioshik
with about a 400
and both
gold
Dudo
advantage
are
over
ahead
his
of level here.
opposition. As Yukon, nice little avoidance there. As Rich is looking like he's feeling a little bit better here in this lane.
He has the gunblade completed, and I do think the fact that this is an item does make Kennen do a fair bit better into some of these trickier matchups. The sort of side lane split pushes, you have the sustain.
Leona's heading
of the
down.
item, bit of AD as well.
Yep.
야, 레오나
also
다이브가
has a
봐서
call
바르스
ticking
뒤로 뺀다.
And so
Burst
that'll
is
help
running
him
because he
mitigate the advantage
knows
just a little.
Leona's near.
As Doctor.
You've been spotted.
Oh dear.
Oh, he might be in big trouble.
He does spot that there is someone
Oh.
there. Comment going to give that
덕담
one away,
선수가
but
이게
it does mean that he's zoned away
투각이
from this
굉장히
turret for
좋으시네요.
now. We do
actually
have
smelling
DRX
the
all
nose, like-
moving through this jungle. Andal spots that control ward, so
Good
they
smell.
can move out of the way of that if they would like to as well, as Pioshik on a ward. This is a lot of DRX
Yeah, Rakan wasn't there,
territory
so he
here,
was
but
playing
at
extra
least
safe.
Doctom was able to make it to the wave. Be able to pick that one away as Willa gets lit
Oh,
on
Peter,
fire
Sophie
here
doesn't connect.
preemptively.
Is he gonna
Halo
pull
Varus
his
does
ult
come down to
trigger?
try and slow him up. Chains of Corruption max range.
궁으로
As
근데
they do throw a lot
Wheeler,
of their
he's caught out though
damage
still.
into the Crescent
Oh,
Guard,
they're
but
hard
Wheeler's still gonna
engaging.
go
There it
down.
is, the
Andal
R is
trying
gonna
to
reset
escape,
from
and
closer.
DNS, team
이러면은
fighting beautifully once
아니가
again.
궁이
Jiu's
다시
trying his
돌아와가지고
very best
끝까지
to kite this
쫓아오겠는
one
거야.
out, and down will go the Rakan. Pioshik does take out
Jiu.
Andal, and Jiu is looking real worse for wear at the end of that play.
캐넨이 오긴 했습니다.
Kennen
캐넨's
could've
behind.
been
Ari
on the
doesn't have any
flank,
ult
though.
stacks. Ari's dead.
Closer.
아니
He's
죽었다 이거.
looking to be his option. Yeah, he's just going to get shot with a gun and a blade.
Kennen,
Cut with
good
the blade,
TP, I
shot with
think.
the gun.
이러는
and all
김에
with the
그냥
same
swap을
item. Closer's
해버리겠는
just
걸.
dead. That
They
is
should
going
just
to be
swap
the kill
it then.
going over to Rich. A
11을
little bit
그냥
of
타워로
money
보내나?
back in his pocket.
I mean, the quest
And
has
that
been
hull still
completed for a
hasn't
little
cashed in.
bit, so
Tower
Steven's
likely
just going
dead.
to Tower's
No
going to be gone though.
TPs on the rest of the team.
Look at how fast he
so
pushes
Why
away.
does the maiden keep coming back? It knows
캐넨
that
템포
Dudu
탄
doesn't
김에
care.
그냥 바텀에 라인 받아먹고.
Wow.
because she loves him.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know,
Wow,
Love
one
is-
TP
love is
outside
a-
of
is a
lane
weird thing.
at
Anyway,
14 minutes.
we do have
The tower
DRX
goes
now
down
back
for
out onto
them.
the map. 8
Crazy.
to 7, a little bit more bloody is this game, close to a kill a minute. Actually, we are at exactly a kill a minute. That feels pretty good. This
Assassins?
Drake
I mean, Ari and
likely to
Aura are
even things out
basically
here.
assassins.
a lot of ults on cooldown for this.
Oh, we're
Like,
not
look
between
at
the
this,
worlds.
he's going
Doctom
for a
could be in
kill
little bit of
here.
trouble.
You
can't look for the
can't.
angle and
Wow.
behind it.
Did you
There's
see
the solo
first?
bowler. Just
No way,
leaving him a
you
little bit on his
can't.
lonesome as Dudu makes
Oh,
his
he's
way
so
over.
bad.
Yukal, I think, might be dead. Yeah, Solo Flame
I
not
mean,
going to help
he
out.
used
That
his
is just a
flash. I don't know if he had to
huge
use his
whack to the
flash.
head with a shovel.
방금
They do trade it for
플래시.
Dragon, though. As
사용을
1-for-1
근데
in
해야
that
됐을 것
trade, and
같았는데.
oh my
I
goodness,
think
it's a
he had to
Hextech
flash
Soul.
because Doctom was going to
that's
run
a
away
scary
from
one.
that.
He
You know,
did
any more
use
damage.
literally everything to kill
Then dies
Doctom,
immediately.
so
Okay,
it
to be
makes
fair,
sense
the
he'd
whole
just
team was there.
immediately die
Hey, come on,
afterwards, with a chase down.
You call this game has been popping off, let's be real.
Yorick and the Maiden are walking back towards the top lane, so I imagine DNS not wanting to fight this one too much.
I do think Dudu's got the right idea,
Maybe
though.
he was a
You
pie.
know, we have so many Yoriks who just keep trying to team fight, and he
Yeah, no,
knows.
don't do that.
This
He
is my
doesn't
hope.
even want the Maiden with him.
Yeah,
He wants to be as alone as
Look at all those
possible.
merchants.
maybe that was a
헤르메스 신발, 헤르메스
misinterpretation.
신발,
Right?
헤르메스
It was
신발,
like, you need
헤르메스
to be
신발.
alone in the side lane, and that's what he. That was the confusion.
이러면은
I get
그때
it. Completely
시비르가
makes sense.
Okay.
템 나오기
Doctom
시작한
oversteps
다음에
here
이제
a
막
bit.
평타 때리면
Yukal
녹을
slides
텐데.
in with the rocket belt and even
탑
flashes in for
정글까지
the kill.
헤르메스 신발을 가버렸죠.
Does get
지금
the reset on
50이랑
the
유닉이.
W, but Phoenix catches him with a knockup.
네,
and then,
이렇게
yeah, he's dead.
미드가 킬을 하나씩
so
주워 먹는 것도
Actually, I feel
중요합니다.
like
점
Dudu's
만들고
rotations
킬러
have been
노리는 거
really,
나쁘지
really
않았습니다.
effective though. Comes in,
Yukal getting the
tidies
kill
up
there
the
is
kill
not
or
too
two,
bad.
and then focuses
They
back
do
on the
lose the
side lane
heroes here. Oh,
immediately.
well, they're gonna contest
DNS
it.
going
Let's
to
watch.
use their power in
DRX DRX walking
in
in.
order to try and take down this
It's
Rift
late.
Herald, and that will be
They lost
secured
it.
by Pyosik.
뭔가.
They do just
I
make
mean, they
their
already
way out.
lost
So
first with Hard
swift
Health,
little
so.
take. DRX within touching distance, absolutely. I think this should
Faker's
even out the gold
could have
almost
lived. Okay,
entirely
I
as
mean
Rich
that's a
takes down
completely
this turret.
separate player and separate
Going to
champion.
be second of the game, first for DRX. Not getting that first turret blood gold or anything like that, so maybe not going to give them that much of a gold injection. As now Willer is looking to try and take down Dudu. Man, that ghoulie wall actually working out very effectively as Yuka comes over, wants to get that damage through.
Dudu
2 versus 1. And Dudu just wants out. Pyoshik's making his way in though, so
Dude, Wheeler's
maybe
in
he
trouble,
wants back in
actually.
again. The ghouls get mad and down goes
Wow.
Willer. This Yorick is a big problem.
유리칸데 괜히 가가지고 지금 다 썰리네. 아 이거 DRX 진짜 코치 보이스가 뭔지 맞는 것 같은데요? 아까 채팅에서 누가
Good response.
아니 DRX가 진짜 근데 코치 보이스를 굉장히 잘 활용하는 팀이 맞는 것 같아 진짜. Everybody predicted this by the way.
Is that the collective
DRX
noun of
uses
ghouls?
coach voice like 49
I don't
times
think
or
so.
something
I didn't know they were avian.
during the regular split.
It's interesting. I don't know
So
what
now
the
that they can't use
actual-
coach's
I don't know
voice
what
for the
the
playoffs,
actual-
they're actually struggling
I
quite a
don't
lot.
know what it
Like,
is.
even
Maybe
there,
I
what are
could-
they
if I
trying to
just
do?
Google it,
Top
maybe I
lane?
can
They're trying
figure
to
it
collapse
out.
on the
Maybe
Yorick,
we
but
should know.
What
This is a leading
is
opportunity.
The
just bad play.
collective now.
Yorick is just way too tanky.
Now,
And they weren't even like
of
ahead of numbers
goals.
there. It
maybe
was like
there
a
is one.
2v3,
Not
2v4.
entirely sure. While there is no single official collective now for ghouls,
Oh.
ones used commonly in fantasy and horror contexts are a rot of ghouls.
A rot of ghouls.
I mean, I
lot
think
of ghouls.
coach voice.
I like that one a lot.
If they're gonna implement it, they should have implemented it for the
Because it also
whole
sounds like I have a
tournament
speech
until
impediment while I'm
finals.
saying
Like
that there's lots of ghouls. Oh, that's a rot of
even
ghouls.
finals, honestly. Either that or just
really
don't
strong
put it in the
accent.
game. I think they're trying to
maybe
test
it's
it
not
out
even a
and see
speech
how it
impediment.
is.
Maybe I've just decided to have
Before
an
the
accent when I'm
dissonance.
talking about ghouls. And that makes me feel fancy. Okay, back on track.
I hate
Sorry,
coach
everyone.
voice. I think a lot of people dislike
see
coach
whether
voice.
DRX can find a way back
But
in
a lot
here
of
as
sports
Dom
actually has something
get
like
hit by
coach
a double
voice.
tap of the
Like coaches be
boomerangs.
yelling,
They
like
do
you know,
manage to
like
take
if you
themselves
watch
the
like a
plate.
football game,
And DNS's gold lead
coach
is
is
not
yelling in the
exactly
sideline,
substantial. I think
constantly
we're going
just
to see
pointing
a
and
real
yelling
change
and
in this game
you
in
know,
about a minute and a
waving their
half.
hand around to their players. Yeah.
It still feels pretty close, but I think Dudu's an issue in the side lane, and I just think that Wukong Ari is so strong. But it's Jiwoo. It's can Jiwoo survive the initial engage from
Teams
the
like
other side?
T1 has
That's the
never
question
used
mark.
coach voice, by the way.
But it's going to come down to that dragon fight, as you said. So Hextech Soul obviously puts a lot of emphasis on it. We have a lot of team fighting tools. We have a lot of explosive power.
T1 doesn't need coach voice because they literally have Faker.
There's 2 items on to this Yorick as well as Closer
Faker
doesn't
is like
have
the
quite
macro
as many.
king.
Does have to use the ulti to get himself out of there as Pyoshik once again
The GOAT.
in position. Great orbit deception there to make sure that Yukon takes as much
You
damage
can't hear
as
shit
possible.
your coach
Yep.
is saying.
I think it certainly is a fair bit of flipping heads. Man, that's a rot of ghouls. I
really
love
is.
it, man. I love it. This is my favorite collective now.
You know what's really sad?
What's really sad?
A lot of people have really talked about the pros of Fearless. But you're only going to be able to use Erotic Ghouls once this series. like for one game. Yeah.
DRX 3대0으로 이겼을 때 코치 보이스 없어졌죠. 아니
get
솔직히
the
그냥
most
코치
out of it in
보이스의
this
부재를
game is
얘기를
what I'm
하는 게
saying.
방금 그런 장면인데 그거는 뭐 선수들 이제 컨디션에 따라서 또 나올 수 있는 장면이기도 하죠.
When there is a new thing to say, we'll be saying it.
I'm sure you'll bring it up in the later games as
I
well.
will.
You're like, wow, this reminds me of last game when we had a Rod of Ghouls.
Exactly.
여기에서
Do you know
무조건
what they could
영상
use? They
보려고
could
하는 거
definitely
DRX
use the
just
Rot of
wants
Ghouls
to
right
commit
now.
here.
That's all right. Chains of Corruption comes
Oh
down
my
after the
gosh,
spell
never
shield, and
fucking
Jiu,
mind,
he
man.
flashes, but he's still very dead.
Wow.
Peter likely to be the trade. but
Wheeler
that is
does
not
go
fair.
in and get Peter,
And
but
DRX
ADC's down.
not gonna
원딜이랑
be feeling
서포트
very
교환이라서
happy about
근데
that
이건
one.
Andu, what are you doing,
I'm not sure
man?
about that one, buddy. That was
Today is just not a good day for
Because you
Andu,
want to.
not gonna lie.
Those
아니
are
근데
not
오늘
there.
근데 안디
Yeah, they don't
선수가
have to
별로 안
argue
좋아
there.
보인다, 컨디션이.
Yeah, so into the fight, both teams had a lot
Holy
of
moly,
tools
that
available,
Leona
but
gameplay was like feviknight.
one team killed the enemy's Fed
Sometimes when
Sivir,
my
and the
Bard
other
is banned
team
out, I just have to play like
well,
another
they died.
champion.
So,
I remember last time I played Leona, I
definitely
went
felt
fucking
like one team
0-17.
hit the mark better than the other.
Really bad.
Oh dear, Gulliwell goes down, but Dudu is just focusing on trying to take
I would
away this
engage
blue
when
buff.
I shouldn't be
Yeah, well, it does have
engaging,
smite though, so I
and
think
I
he's
was,
better
oh
equipped
my
to secure
gosh,
that.
getting
That
caught
is,
out in repeat.
We'll put that in
Andrew
the
Knight,
positive
yep.
column
Andrew Knight.
for DRX. In the
Does-
column.
It
Bard
does
OTP getting
distract
banned
Willer
out. Now
enough
he's playing
for
first
that
on
trade to be
Leona. Feels
completely
bad,
free.
man.
Let's have a look at this one more time, though.
Yeah,
It's-
자, 여기에서 그냥
the Rain of Arrows, not the best play.
No.
애초에 근데 포지셔닝이 안 좋았어. 근데 11을 E가 잘못 사용된 건 아닌 것 같아. I don't know.
And then Ant,
Oh no,
Yeah,
Andrew,
look, we
he's
didn't
still
need to.
sick.
We didn't need to
그런
focus
장면은
on
근데
just
멘탈이
because
나가거나 그런
doesn't
장면이라서 좀
we
멘탈
should.
관리를 좀 해야
Yes.
될 듯.
I think that's what we
Yeah,
want.
I think this one is pretty
been
much
having a rough
over.
series, which feels bad because he's been
이거
so
이러면은
good.
근데
in the
캐넨이
LCK Cup.
사이드를 이길 수도 없어가지고 Cannon even can't deal with the Yorick, by the way. This Yorick is an enormous
As
problem.
Yukal looking to make his way in. Oh god, again.
캐넨이 한타 때 궁을 사용을 했는데 지금
turned into 50
캐넨
gold for the
지금
enemy team.
라인에서 지금 라인 클리어용 궁을
Dudu is really he just
사용할
wants to be
수밖에 없는
alone.
상황이고 타워 지키려면은
Rich did kind of just go in.
he
get
keeps like ulting for
bully
top
walled
lane, but he has
yeah,
to
have
ult
to
for
flash
team
out.
fight, or else his
Cannon
cannon pick
flash
is
being down.
useless.
It will be down for Dragon
Like
as
the
well.
Yorick is
Not
very
ideal.
happy here.
Yeah, that's going to be up in 4 minutes time, and that will be.
근데 이제 메인
soul point for
한타를
DNS,
하기도
and
전에
it's
무너져
Hextech soul
내리니까
point as well.
DRX
And they have a lot
사이드
of
지고
both with
한타
this
지고 난리가
Varus,
났죠.
so that Hextech soul will get a lot of
오늘
value.
날이 그냥 아닌가
Willa does
DRX.
now have the Black Cleaver completed. That is going to feel good.
Your
But
ADC is
DRX
dead and you're
it
diving
feels
in.
like
I
they're
know,
circling
right?
the drain, even though this game
Happens like even
hasn't
to pro players it
neared its
happens.
conclusion just yet.
Go on, Max. Say
You
it.
start tilting it, but no, you can't concentrate.
It feels like the
Big boom.
tempo vibes.
It really does, man.
Favor, yeah.
Oh dear. I appreciate you. Thank you for being the one to say the tempo vibes before me. So I don't just
I
sound
knew
weird.
you wanted to say it,
Yeah.
right? But you didn't want to be the first to bring it up, so.
Yeah. Oh, you're just the best, Orcs. All right, well, let's see whether DRX can do anything to mitigate the overwhelming presence
They
of
do.
the DNS
Oh, this
tempo
fight,
vibes.
They do
this
have
game is only
big,
winnable if
cool
Cannon joins
circle-based
and has an
ultimates,
enormous
right?
ult.
Yeah.
So there is that
Maybe they can try to
have
win.
going for them, but it's just, it feels like they haven't been able to really have those circles overlap.
한타에서
you
캐논
know,
궁이
at
막
the same
대박이
time,
터지면은
in a
이길 수
team
있나?
fight together.
And if you make a whole bunch of circles, then that feels like a Beyblade arena, and then that feels exactly
지금
like what you
16렙
need
찍긴
in order
했습니다.
for
3 level
Civ to
ulti now
succeed,
for
right?
Cannon.
Yeah.
So that's
Cannon
what DRX
36렙?
need to try and do.
3렙
That's what
고.
we're going for.
I just don't see this Yorick as being something that they can do anything about at this point in time.
Yeah.
Dudu is just getting very large. Look at this crystalline overgrowth. It is about to pop. He's decided not to press the button,
Full
wants
send it
to
there.
eliminate as many of these minions as possible. As yeah, Rich, he knows that there are people in there, but because there are people in there, he cannot make it towards the turret. So that one definitely goes down, takes a bunch of his minions with it. As DRX
아니
looking for a
휴식이
cross map,
아니
there is
여러분
no one
아직
really
게임 안
presenting themselves,
끝났어요.
and there is a lot
모릅니다.
of vision here for DNS, so they still have a lot of information.
채팅에서
as to what's
벌써
going on
DRX가
here.
진 것처럼
And
채팅하면
Gio's gonna get
어떡해?
interrupted. They now know that
Come on,
that ward is
DRX.
there.
I think one of the things with
Absolutely
playing
stomped
split pushes is
전 라인이 다
you
차이
know,
나는 느낌이긴
when
해.
you're putting so
Like
much
I don't
pressure on
know.
a side lane like this,
It looks
the
like
response
DNS is
typically
just
is
playing better in
stop
every
Baron,
lane, especially
right?
the
But
jungle and
this season,
top.
Baron's so hard to kill.
You call it so does. Can you try to ulti on the
Yukal is
wall?
not looking
벽에다가
that hard
했어야
to
했는데
kill.
뒤에
No, I
텔포
think
타는 거 몰랐구나.
Oh,
Maybe you called it a no.
comes
You have to
up,
like
and that is
ult
gonna be
over the
knocked down,
wall
delivered the
here.
kill.
그러니까 여기에서
Yeah, Baron's so
여기로
hard to kill,
내려와서
but just DRX, even
레오나
with
신장
both
쪽으로
solo and
빠졌으면
is
좋았을
pushing
듯.
in,
이러면은
they
또
were
바론이
just
나가겠는걸?
not even putting
Baron's
any-
gone, no? I
any
don't
sort
think
of
they can
pressure
contest
towards the
that.
Baron. DNS
Just try to
eventually
push
go
mid
fine,
lane.
whatever. Will teleport in, kill Yukal. Now they're starting the Baron. Maiden there for the DPS as well. DRX are looking at contest though.
Trying to get in. There's the flash forward. Decent stun there.
어어어
And
피터 선수
Peter's
이거
gonna go down
W가
before
지금
really doing too much of anything
끊겼거든요.
at all.
W
And
actually
Hill
stopped
looking
by
a
the
little
way.
worse for wear, right in
Gio,
the mixer, and will get
Gio.
taken down.
Gio's doing a ton of damage.
The rest of
Leona
DRX
is down
trying to do
though.
some work. And Gio spell shield now on
Oh,
cooldown. They see that.
holy shit,
Flash
Gio.
out from Gio, but he
Okay,
walks
well,
into the
stop.
goalie wall. What was
Stop.
that? Oh no! Now flash out from Willa, but he is still
Disaster.
going to die.
GG.
DNS put them all on the ground.
Oh,
Turned them
no.
into a rot of gold.
No
They
fucking way,
literally
man.
did, and Dudu
아니, 근데
finding
진짜
the team fight power of
너무
the Yorick
아쉬운데?
apparently
So fucking
catches
soft.
the Sivir
DNS
with
is
the
just
Ghoulie wall
absolutely
somehow.
destroying
Dudu
them.
not-
Was there a
그냥
little muffin in the
DNS가
middle?
겁나
Was something
잘한다.
like that?
Maybe
잘 큰
cover.
요리기라서 방금 플래시 반응해야 되긴 했는데
Yeah,
11호한테 바로
this actually initially I think started off pretty fine
I mean, it
for
was-
DRX. The fact that they mitigated Peter's engage. He gets stunned
And
by
you're not-
Ando, gets stunned
it's
again
probably
by
fine,
Rich, and
but they have
dies
to go
before
for it.
reconnecting. Yes, Ando goes down in
여기에서
return, but
11호가
on
병따를
board,
때리고
stopping
있겠는데
the Baron.
복제된
This is okay.
50한테
They're on the wrong side of the map
있었고요.
though, so they're a bit uncomfortable. Jiwoo spell shields at the wrong time, flashes out, runs into the Ghoulie wall.
Stop.
Just completely misplays that
Just stop.
entire passage.
It's just there wasn't a lot of redeeming that.
No, I just, no other way to spin it.
잘 큰 11이었는데
Everything
마지막
wrong.
희망 11가
And
4대
then you
5긴
get to
했어.
just pick
It's
up the whole
4v5.
lot
I
of
wonder
that
if they
team
could
fight
just
and
given
put it straight
Baron.
into the comms column.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to worry about sorting it. No, we know
don't-
where it all
바로는
goes.
주면 되지 않았을까라는 아쉬움이.
And now, DNS pick up they've already got the Baron. They've already got a huge gold lead.
어차피
They
바론
got
주면
third
질
dragon
거라고
as well.
콜이 나온 듯.
8,000 gold lead. That's a big one.
Well,
Yeah.
right into the
It's
circle.
crazy that
Yup.
his flash was burned by like a flash blob
Yup.
from Yorick. And then he gets caught by a ghoulie wall. The team fighting
No,
Yorick.
he didn't get caught by it. He wandered into it.
Bro, this Wukong is
Oh,
so
dear.
annoying. He even has GA
Well,
button.
now DNS are bearing
아니 근데
down
표식 선수가
on the
오늘 진짜 말이 안
structures of
되는데?
DRX.
Look, if you have a
Pyosik is
trap with a little
crazy,
bit of
by the
cheese in and it catches the mouse, you still say it caught the mouse, even though the mouse wandered into it.
Oh, that is a good point.
That's
but
what
there
I'm
was
trying to
no
get at.
cheese. There was no cheese.
That we
Jungle
saw,
Gap.
you know.
Ah, okay. The hidden
I'm
cheese.
sorry, but Wheeler is
Exactly.
struggling today.
Stu is trying his
Holy.
very best to clear out these minions. He is Sivir, so he can at least do that relatively effectively. Problem is, this crystalline overgrowth is going to get popped. Dudu comes on over. Man, that shovel is very powerful. And the Maiden just going to help take this one down. Pyosik looking for an angle here, but it looks like DRX will play defensively enough. Not going to die for an inner turret right now. But this inhibitor turret is likely to fall. The siege capability of this composition is actually quite high, especially with the 1-4 that they do have available. It's very, very strong. As DRX, they need to force something.
Oh
okay, Andal.
my
He's leaving.
gosh.
They're starting a
Look
fight,
at
though,
that.
as
Cannon
Wheeler
just
is
deleted
gonna
before
go
he can
in.
even press
What
R
a bit of
or
a
flash.
disconnect, as I don't know even where Rich died, but he very much did. And Andal is
Look at
now just
Andal
looking
here.
very comfortable on the wrong
레오나
side of the
뒤로
fight.
그냥 들어오려고 했는데 레오나 저거 타는 순간 바로 그냥
They just
플래시로
blew up Rich,
들어갔죠.
no chance of engaging with the
They
cannons
literally,
on. Looks like
they
this game's
literally
pretty much
hard
over.
engaged once
Yeah.
Leona
Yuko can
decided to
try.
flank.
Yuko still has ult.
Well, he is going to use it now. Presses that
와,
button. It is
잡긴
close to the
했네,
ghost
근데.
now,
They actually
but,
did get
the
him,
Sivir is
though.
already very
Too
dead.
little,
Now
too late,
Yuko
though.
is very alone. He'll get taken out. Pyosik is able to
오공도
lock
잘
that one
커서
up as
딜이
Andal
말이 안
finally
됩니다.
gets to the
더블킬,
fight.
표식,
But the
그때
Nexus is now
더블킬.
there. There's no one left
GG.
alive, and DNS will be moving towards match point in this best of
3-0
5.
today, I think,
I
chat.
feel robbed.
오늘 진짜 3대0 나온 것
I
같아요.
thought we were going to get a series. There's nothing. My hands are empty.
There's no way.
This has been
There's no
very
way DNS is
one-sided.
about to be 3-0
There's a little
today.
bit more. There's a bit of back and forth
The
during this game,
fastest
but just
series
quickly
ever.
fell out of control.
Counterpick this time around in theory. Hopefully that means that Rich gets a better matchup. Hopefully it means that Andal's going to be feeling a little
Bird
bit
banned
more
again.
comfortable here. Maybe that's going to be an
Bird
option that they can go
banned.
towards. Of course,
Birdo,
Andal did
Birdo,
manage to
and
get
Birdo.
counterpick in the last game, but the game wasn't really about him in the end. As the Bard going to be taken away once again, this is something that the DN Supers have been doing all series long. Yunara is likely to leave as well.
I think as well, second pick has gained a lot of ground in this series because a lot of the picks you would expect to have to ban on second pick have already gone, right? The Rumble, the Varus. In some series, they stay as staple permabans for second pick. They're already out the window, and DNS are banning Yunara as first pick, so it just gives a lot of comfort over to DRX.
Same old. They're gonna ban
keep banging away
Nocturne.
the Nocturne from
Okay,
Pyosik.
Rise is open. Are they banning Rise?
That Gwen
DNS is gonna ban
away
Rise.
as well.
라이즈 절대
And what does it mean?
밴 안 할 것
for
같기도
first pick
하고.
priority
They might
here?
actually just
And
pick
it's going
it
to be a
if
big
it's
one. The
open.
Rise,
오픈이면 그냥 가져가면 되는 거 아닌가?
카시오피아,
카시오피아, they wanna pick the Rise.
Oh, I wonder. What is a
라이즈
Cassiopeia
밴해라
ban?
너네들. 밴
Yeah,
안 하면
that
우리
full
라이즈
ban, maybe
한다
they'll
이런
ban
거죠.
Anivia.
I don't know. Yuka could actually
If
give the
the
Rise
Rise
and
now
play
gets banned
Anivia
away,
maybe.
then
If he
the
knows how to
Vi
play
gets through.
Anivia.
And that could be a lot of power for Pyosik as well. We know that he has enjoyed that champion in the past.
That's the thing, you could ban something else and you could try and go, you know,
Is Yuka gonna
Anivia Vi
cook
into the
it,
Rise,
guys?
but the problem is,
Yuka
what
gonna
if you
cook it?
end up leaving them open, they pick Vi, you pick Rise, there you go, Anivia, you end up in a difficult situation.
라이즈, 애니비아 이렇게
Lee Sin they're
나오겠네요.
looking for.
Rise
Lee Sin
first
ban's
pick,
a
I
good
think.
one, because Lee Sin Rise, super strong combo. The point and click CC to
There
set up
it
the
is.
Sonic
The blue
Wave
ball.
is there,
The blue
and
ball.
very threatening.
파란 대머리 나왔고요.
It looks like it is going to be DN Supers committing to that Rise. 100% win rate in playoffs so far.
Nar and Nivea, maybe?
that
Nar
is
and Nivea.
Blind Nah.
I don't massively see the logic behind.
와!
Well,
바위까지
Fine.
가져가면
Second
이거
pick.
나쁘지
You have
않은데?
Panapic.
Vi,
Why the
Nar.
emphasis on
It's not
locking
the
in the Nar
bad.
this
It's not
early
the
on?
worst.
Are
they picking Talia Vive perchance? Maybe.
That
No way,
seemed like a
Pyosik.
tilt
Pyosik,
box to me
please.
from Rich,
Pyosik,
who,
do it.
hasn't necessarily looked
Do
very
it, do it,
confident
do it.
on the
아,
cam. As now
까비.
Pyosik toying with a few different
킨드레드가
ideas.
궁이
Obviously
좀
offering
밸류가
his famous kindred that
요즘
he's named after, but
오히려
instead
안
gonna be locking
좋게
down
궁이
the
사용되는 것도
J4.
있고
Yeah, Jarvan.
그렇죠. 예,
I'm not a
아물론
massive
쓰는
fan of
사람이
this
잘
early in
쓰면
the
되긴
draft. You don't really
하지만
know what you're going up against.
좀 애매합니다.
Bojax.
Some of the mobile picks have been taken away, and it is just generally strong.
바이탈리아하네 역시. 바이탈리아.
Talia Vi, pretty strong, pretty potent.
Because I thought it was gonna be Anivia, but if you pick Vi and Anivia, it has like 0 combinations right there.
And Jax into Gnar, a matchup that the Jax can win out, but not a matchup every player is
일단
comfortable
DRX
taking
이번
due to
조합은
obviously
조금 더
feeling
나은
like
것
he is
같은데요.
happy to take
DRX
that one
comp is
himself.
looking a bit better though.
And then DN Super
The blind Gnar, yes, got countered by Jax, but like it's not unplayable. It's not like you're gonna get absolutely stomped from like the Yuri Cannon combo. Yuri Cannon처럼 그냥 아예 그냥 플레이를 사이드를 못 쏠 정도는 아니거든요. 나름대로 충분하게 그냥 버틸만 하는데.
That sounds like absolute nightmare fuel.
Okay, Lucian and Kalista both down dodge.
So
Maybe they're gonna bounce some supports as well. Nico's
in this
open.
situation.
Poppy
And
and
also,
Nico.
I mean, I guess they banned it because they don't want to play
둘다
Ashe Seraphine
뜨거울
or
것
something
같긴
like
한데.
that. Maybe that's maybe their
DRX can
idea of
play
the champion
Poppy.
that they want to play right
It's
now
actually
is
fun here.
more along the lines of a Kai'Sa or something like that. Not entirely sure. Instead, they're going to be taking away the Karma next, and there is the Corki to be removed. So now DRX likely going to be taking an 80 carry. We'll just have to see exactly what that is going to be.
그만
I'd like
앉아.
to see them just slam Ashe. You know, just let Gio play Ashe. Just have a lane
What
that
are you gonna
is
play?
probably going to win. If you do, then augment the lane with a
Ashe
Seraphine.
into
The problem
Ryze,
is playing it
Jarvan,
into the
Jax.
Jarvan is risky.
No fucking
So
way.
Nico instead.
That's
The
a
Nico
Nico.
is a denial away from Peter, but the problem is Nico into Jarvan is honestly a bit of an uncomfortable matchup because you can just cage you, and then the Rocket Belt doesn't offer anything. I've seen a lot of times playing Nico
니코는
into
디나의
Jarvan
용도긴
isn't a
해
fun
근데
time.
여기서 픽을 안 하면 상대가
See what
가져가니까.
DN Supers
And
end up
Nico's
going
also
here.
denied the Nico
It is
because Nico
into a
Ryze
Vi,
combo is
it is
also a
into a
thing, right?
Nico.
Ryze ult, Nico
Ezreal's
ult.
gone. Zaya can make some sense.
Zyra, but there's
Rel?
no Rakan there. Zaya's gonna
guess.
be alone by
Maybe?
Might be a rough
alone
time
on
in
Valentine's
lane.
Day.
Elise
There's
would be an
no
interesting
fucking way they
choice.
do that.
Yeah,
와
the
이거는
combo family
근데
sense of them
자야
having the
앨리스는 역대급
Nico.
들어보지 못한 조합이기도
has a lot of
하거든요.
BS potential.
룰루가 더 많이
Lulu-
되긴 하지. Lulu makes way more sense. Like Xayah, at least the problem is like there's no synergy there. What are they even trying to do? Oh, there it is, the Kai'Sa
And
for
this is
Xayah.
a handshake that we've
Dive
seen
comp.
a whole lot of. The
돌진
Xayah
조합을 아예
Kai'Sa
픽해버리는
situation
DRX
dates back
과연.
to 2017, as you guys will
I mean,
remember.
the thing is, into Lulu and Xayah, guys, there's a bit of a problem.
룰루
자야라서 근데 돌진 조합을 하하 이게 진짜
It's
애매하네.
very much a die focused composition for
카르마
DRX. You know, it's pretty
밴을
straightforward what you want to do.
안 하고 자야를 밴해야 된다.
Yes, it's not the easiest
자야공이
task
너무 밸류가
because
높을
you
것
are dealing with
같은데,
like a
룰루
Lulu
공도.
peel, a Xayah
Like
has
Lulu
self-peel,
W,
right,
Lulu R,
bulky. But if
Xayah
you get that
R,
any
this is a big
momentum,
problem.
Right, you should be in a good spot. You also
Ryze
have
could
a
build
Nico
Zhonya's,
to bridge the lane for the Kai'Sa.
you know,
My
Jax
main
has
concern
E.
is
Q, like
obviously
there's a
DNS
ways
have
to
been on
get
that
out
to
of
prepare
that
this
situation
series,
as well
but
for
also
Jax.
this-
They
As
prepared
DRX,
better just from
if
draft
they
as
decide
well.
to show up now, maybe, you know, maybe we could get some Silver Scrapes queued up, you know? Maybe that's the angle that we're going to go towards. I was very adamant that it was going to be a long day today, and I feel cheated that it's not. So,
well, you don't know yet.
that's true. I was sorry. Preemptively counting chickens is never something that we like to do here in the LCK. I apologize. That's all right.
You are trying to curse it though. You're doing a pretty good job. You are setting that up.
My friend Chronicler said that curses aren't real.
And we fired him for it, so...
Oof, that's a bad trade from Peter.
Yeah, true.
방금 그
I forgot
카이사
about
큐를
that.
다 맞아버려가지고
That was a pretty
룰루가 좀
speedy
많이
response,
아프긴 합니다.
and I feel put in my place. I'll try to stop with the curses. I've gotten so used to it though. I feel like I do it all the time. That blooming
Peter,
burst
you
got a lot of
are
value.
using up all your potions.
done there for Andal.
그러면 룰루 포션하면 더
Peter
빨아야
and
되겠는
Fuck have
걸?
done a
네,
decent job
룰루
of
쓰는
trading so
포션
far on
사.
the lane.
Looking all right. Now Peter looking to follow up, as we can see. You're not going to connect there out of Docdom though.
Honestly, it's a lot of Docdom trading with these feathers and just
Not too bad
getting
from
some chip
Andal.
damage in.
Trading well.
These recalls are actually working out quite effectively. As obviously in the early stages, the Kai'Sa is not having the most fun time. As Rich with Mega Gnar charging up is likely to be all right.
Mega Gnar, Mega
You
Gnar.
mentioned it already. I believe it was Keen that was quoted saying that he really likes the Jax into this matchup, but not a lot of people do. And the Gnar can do okay. I think a lot of it depends on how the game sort of shakes out. Right now, Dudu is doing just fine, as we can see. Get that wave shoved in. As 6 wins in a row here for this Rise.
Yeah, and the thing is, Talia's win rate is really not great in general.
Yeah, pretty.
A lot of the time we've seen Talia traded, you know, we've
Ryze
had
is
the
such a
Azir
boss
Orianna
to
trades,
champion,
we've had a lot
guys.
of
Ryze
Ryze
개사기
Talia trades.
챔프.
So when you see Ryze's win rate being good, Talia's been on the other end. hasn't been so good.
Even if she's into other stuff, it also hasn't looked very good.
Yeah.
As we've seen, like, Talia into Ari and things like this.
Nothing really happening in the early game. Good night.
It's a bit
sleepy, but
short range. There's a decent amount of champions.
I think this is exactly
like
what
the
you
Jax
need from
and the
both
Jarvan.
teams.
The Unravel
Both
Div
teams
is
don't
good
really
value
want like
into.
flips going on here. 양 팀 다 초반에
You also
사고
have
안
the
나는
Vibe
게
set up, the
중요하긴
Nico for
해서
setup. But
다들 조심스럽게
yeah,
플레이를
not
하는
the largest
모습이고요.
amount of
룰루는
confidence
집
in this
갔다가
pick. There's a lot of
포션
picks
사고
going
왔네요.
around
룰루
in the
went
meta
for
at the
Philip
moment that we
pot and
don't
came
have
back straight.
overwhelming
Same
amounts
thing
of
for
confidence in.
Nico. So Nico and Lulu
I'm
supports
also
both
a
went
little bit
for
worried about
full
this
HP,
Kaiser
full
in the
mana.
lane. Right now, it's not
Potion
necessarily
bot.
functioning the greatest. Zandil has made his way back to it. Let's find a decent snare onto Peter.
Peter just lost
Also
half his
gets
HP
3
again.
Nicely done. Fair bit of poke damage down.
안딜 선수 지금 포킹 되게 잘하고 있거든요. 스킬샷
And does still
좋습니다.
have the heal available.
Andal
As
is
does Peter.
connecting the skill
Very
shots.
even
It's
game as
happening.
far as the some of the spells are concerned.
Okay,
And
wait,
now
hold
looking
up,
for a
he's in
little bit.
danger.
Zandil's in a lot of trouble.
Have to use his heals for the move
Managed to
speed.
throw down a blooming burst
Not to
there,
mention the
but
heal, obviously.
Peter very happy to tank one shot of that.
And Anno might just be recalling again. Does help? I assume have
당연히
the
자야
running.
룰루가 초반
So
이제
it's not-
안전
I need to go
일어나는
back. Yeah,
모습인데
lane not going too hot. So I was talking about how the
사고까지는
Nico
안 터졌고요.
obviously
아직.
help Kaiser get through potentially some trickier lane spots, but not really working out.
사고
Now
터지기
Jiwoo,
직전.
you're getting dove.
Yeah, he does have barrier. He's going to use it. The closes here as well, and just comes past, picks up first blood, and leaves.
Yeah, I think before Closer got there, the chances of Jiwoo surviving were maybe like, 3 to 5%.
Yep.
Kind of bad.
Closer
Even
turns up
if Nico
straight to
stayed,
zero.
guys.
Yeah, I'd say
And
that's
nothing would've changed.
the 100% death chances.
오, 이거는
that
좋은데?
feels
집
bad.
가는 거 방해한
there
거.
was
Barrier on cooldown.
Stops
the
his
chance of
recall, very
survival
good.
was minus 3% with a 3% margin for error.
Aha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
저건 니코가 집을 안 가고
As Closer does get knocked around just a
옆을
little bit here.
봐줬어도 그냥
And Dudu
죽는
just
거
giving a good old
아니었습니까?
thumbs up to
라이즈까지
Rich.
걸어와가지고
Trying to rub it in as best he can. The
라이즈를
mental
나 먹기
warfare.
is level 5.
Pretty strong.
우리 라이즈가
Dudu
걸어오는
right now.
거는 예상
Level 6
못했어.
for Yukon. Got to stick around
바텀-
in the lane.
바텀이 저래서
Weave as
힘들어.
well. Not exactly going to be employed off cooldown.
바텀이 이렇게 타운 밑에 박혀 있으면 상대가 들어와서 그냥 다이브하면
really good.
끝장나.
2 dot seal stacks
It's
as
just
well
a big
on the
tragedy,
rise
I think.
already. I mean, getting a roam up before you
Getting
even have
pushed on the
ult
tower
rise,
and then you get dove like that for a man.
you'll
Just
take it.
that.
That's pretty
Very
absurd.
tragic.
Did use his ghost in order to make that happen. DRX are able to come on over and grab themselves this first Cloud Dragon.
DNS,
So Willer
yeah.
able to help lock that one down.
Good
as
job from
Goshen now
DRX.
looking
Willer
towards
grabbing the
top side
dragon.
of the
Look at
map.
that.
Not a whole lot
하이의
of camps
감점이죠.
there,
용을
but there
겁나
is
잘
a
먹어요.
node that's very pushed up.
굉장히 빨리
So that might be
먹을 수 있는
an
부분이네요.
option. Decides instead
You can
that
get dragons
he's
so
going to
quickly
scry
thanks to your 3
and
hit
gets
passes
control
coming
ward in
through
to make
from
sure that he
Vine.
knows exactly what's going on. Going to settle for this crab. And so DNS still with a decent gold advantage after that first blood, but the dragon going over to DRX is certainly better
아, DNS 잘합니다.
than
진짜.
what we've seen from them in the
지금
prior
이거를
games.
지켜보는 DK랑
It's a little
T1도
bit of a
긴장을
demonstration as to
해야겠는
how
걸.
things have been going so far
DNS가
in this
무서워요.
series. DRX haven't quite managed to make it work.
Oh,
'Cause now
Yukon needs to
may
flash,
have used the
perhaps. No, he just goes
as
out,
there's
and then he
Cataclysm.
flashes.
There
Okay.
is that flash we were talking about.
Good gank from
As that
Pyoshik,
feather
and
recall
Jiwoo is in big
ridiculous.
trouble.
Jiwoo
He
taking so
doesn't
much
flash.
damage, has to
He might just flash
He's
over.
on like
Oh.
1 health, and Peter flashes
What
on
do you
in
mean,
to
Peter?
pick up the kill. And DNS,
Peter's
it's feeling
absolutely
like a
destroying
repeat of
today.
the last
Peter and
couple of
덕담.
games.
아니 근데 오늘 피터 덕담 선수가 진짜 너무 잘하는데? Peter 덕담 was kind of like the weak point. Honestly, DNS kind of struggled.
덕담 out trading Jiwoo constantly in this lane, manages to find the feather call. And then Peter,
Their
it
last
feels
series,
even
they kind
better
of
because
struggled,
you're
but
trading summoners,
not today.
Jiwoo's flash goes down, you trade your support flash, you get the kill secured.
I'm in like.
Just in a great spot already, and that bounce back
Oh
from
man,
DRX just
this
doesn't
one's
seem to
looking
be coming
cooked,
through.
guys.
It's not there
DRX
yet.
fans are
And
not
I
eating good
wouldn't
today, are
hold your
they?
breath, ladies and gentlemen. That's
looking a
what
bit
you're
cooked.
looking for. As DNS
이번
once
판도 좀
again
간 것
just looking
같은데
in
이상하다.
fine form.
I'm telling you, the competition is so hard, especially when Zaya Lulu just
Counter-Strike, just try and mitigate.
wins
There's the
lanes.
flash
It's like
in as we got the zoom from Jonas Strong
he
as
has his two
well.
again.
Rich does have that Mega Nart charging up, and Dudu is not going to party
Look at
underneath
Wong.
the turret, and so it
Rich
is going
almost
to be
dies
DRX
there.
making their way out. So
Holy,
Flash
the
is
blind
traded
pick
here in his
Nards,
top lane.
though.
But Dudu, I think,
Getting
won
destroyed.
the mental battle.
I think every top laner feels like that playing into a Gnar eventually. Just wants to flash in
아 이게 Q가 이게 살짝 걸쳐져가지고
set it up actually.
덕담 선수이 너무 잘했었고요. 근데 여기서 플래시로 쫓아가기에는 좀 아쉬운데 막 룰루가 마무리하는 모습. 룰루가 진짜 개세죠. 와 나이스 갱 from Wheeler. There it is. If he didn't pull the trigger right away, that would have been big trouble.
Geodes have anytime doing so. We'll get the ping out on that control ward as well. So DRX back on the board.
프로게이머였어. 그
The flash death from
뭔
Willa
얘기를
had to
하는
make
거야.
sure the
선수님
CC was
감사.
layered, otherwise knockdown would have gone into the air.
프로게이머였으면이 아니라 프로게이머로 안 되죠.
But able to just catch him off guard.
Yep, did so before the wild growth was available as well, as Peter just hits level 6 immediately afterwards, and
damn.
flashed for this.
Yeah, they were trying to set up play, gone aggressive. And the thing is, they had
프로게이머
vision
발가락도 못
initially
땄습니다.
on Willa.
Such a good play
Did
from Willer.
sweep though,
윌러
so
선수 그냥 너무 잘하고요.
maybe didn't have the exact timing of when he was going to come
1세트,
in.
2세트
Made it
살짝
hard to flash
부진하는
it.
모습인데
And,
방금 바이 플레이 너무
Willa able
깔끔했고요.
just to get in. Good
Maybe
read from
winnable,
him.
guys.
Finds the angle, able to punish that
was
aggressive
such a
play
good
from
play.
DNS's bot lane.
Beautifully done.
Kai'Sa was about to die again.
Closer then has to
honestly.
put his flash on cooldown
You
as well,
just have to
so
lock in,
that might be an
no?
avenue of attack here for Willa next time around, as now
하기
Kyoshik
다이브. Oh my gosh, the Rise is here as well. It's a fucking problem.
who's holding this minion wave away from the turret, but Closer's moving
Yo,
in as well.
Sophie, thanks for the raid, really
That's a very
percentage.
dead
Hi.
Yep, Closer's going to come on through and just take another freebie.
We're watching LCK right now,
time,
by
he
the
just
way.
walks
Because
over,
League
picks
of
up a
Legends
kill.
Champions Korea.
See you later. Yep,
Esports.
going back to mid lane.
It's happening live.
This game is
So
just feeling
this
like
is like
feed
the
the
losers
rise
bracket.
here for DNS.
DNS
Just doesn't even
vs
look
the
difficult.
DRX.
He's not even using the realm warp to like
DNS
make these
currently
plays.
leading 2-0,
You know, the way he
best
did
of
in the
5,
bot lane,
so
he
if
didn't
they
get
win
killed
one
for that. He
more,
actually
if
just
they win this
flashed out.
game, it's over.
Yep, just
DRX
wandered
is
on
out.
in. Well, now Yukal is having to
두두가
deal
오늘
with this
진짜
Fed
그
rise. He
두두는
doesn't
그냥
have damage built
이번
just
연도
yet.
그냥
That is
역대급
gonna be coming
폼이신 것
shortly.
같은데요. 진짜 볼 때마다 말이 안
His
되지.
mana.
지는
And mana
판도
translates to damage.
막
That is
두원
true.
혼자서 막
That is very true.
하늘을
Rotovage
들려고 하고
is not
그러거든.
quite done.
DNS, the games they lose, Dudu
probably
is just
has
1v9ing every
scarily
time.
enough.
Even when they lose.
As DRX is trying to pick
Crazy.
up the pieces as best they can. Slight gold advantage somehow for Geo here on this bottom side. So that's good news for DRX, but
Yeah,
looking at how things are going, you'd say that it's not good news for DRX.
Yeah, he got a
나르가
kill credit
잭스한테
earlier.
잭스.
So that helps him out, but plates coming in will put knockdown back.
또
in
이제 사이드에서
control.
뚫리면은
And I feel
진짜
like I've seen
잡아먹는데 DRX.
handle recall like 7 times in this
Yeah.
game already. Every time I look bot, he's just recalling or not there.
룰루가 초반에
surprised he's level
딜교환을
6, actually.
니코가 잘하는
Yeah.
것 같으면서도 계속
little bit behind the next
결국은
competitor.
집을 지금 한 7번 정도 간 것
Very,
같은데요.
very close to 7 here for the Lulu.
I mean, like, I don't know, guys. It
Yukal
looked like
does
the
have his
Lulu was
Seraphs
trading
now
really
done.
badly,
The Rod
but
of Ages immediately comes
the
through.
Nico had to
Closer.
go home like 7 times or something.
And he does have
Like
that
the counter
500
scene.
gold advantage. It's not a massive
Really
lead,
tragic.
right? It's still only 700. The problem is, every game this series has felt kind of like this at the beginning. However, the
Let me give you a
Dragons have
shout
not
out. Sorry,
been
my mods are
unanimously taken
AFK
by
like
DRX
usual.
in the early game
Monka.
at all. And this time might be a difference.
I was
As
literally
Kyoshik is
complaining
coming on
earlier
over.
to my
Spot on
friend. I
that
was
ward
like,
is now
my stream,
Closer looking at face check. Does see a bunch
have
of rocks
mods,
coming at him. Gets
but, like, my
control ward
mods
down,
just
but that
don't
dies
mod.
immediately. As Peter here to help back
I don't
up
even
Kyoshik.
know.
Let's
Is
see
this
whether the
normal
Jarvan
for
can
other
get
streams? Like
in,
Salty, you
or
have
whether
mods
DNS
too,
are gonna
right?
give this
Do your
one up.
mods
Geo moves
mod?
over, that is
Because
the
like my
Dragon
mods don't
secured,
mod.
and that's an
They come to
infernal
my
soul for
stream, they
DRX
type
as
some,
well,
they
if
type
they
some
can
messages
continue
and they
taking these
leave.
dragons
They
down.
just-
Yeah, pretty good one. Especially
just
some
lurk.
Cloud Hextech, thinking maybe what if we end up getting
Or
a
they
lucky
lurk.
Chemtech would have felt really bad, or an Ocean, but it's
I'm just
an
complaining.
Infernal Soul.
We thank you for your attention to this
For
matter.
the sake of complaining,
Orcs,
don't
you're
get
my
me wrong.
best.
Hey,
Really
thanks for
appreciate
10 months,
it.
please.
High rolling there.
또
That's the
two.
win con. You know, the dragon stacking.
To be
the
fair, my chat
aggressive
doesn't really
composition
need
they
too
have,
much
especially
modding,
with the
because
Kai'Sa as
everyone's,
well,
like,
the
super
long-range
nice.
poke feels really good with Infernal Soul, but they do
Straight
need
at
to.
things. Like,
I mean, they're not really
welcome
that
back to the
far behind
Maple
yet,
family.
but it's just these mistakes in the mid game.
Yeah.
They've really started to bleed out, and just making sure they don't fall into that trap again.
Okay, Rage is
Ooh,
cooking
Handle
it.
is here
Hold
in
up.
position.
Nico's here.
Dudu does have the
아,
counter strike
Q를
now,
근데
but,
안상에서 그냥
gets a bit of movement
도망가겠네.
speed and is now
오,
looking for
Q로
a bit
오히려
of angles.
들어오는
Kyoshik's gonna turn
모습이고요.
off. There's
Rage.
the Cataclysm onto Rich.
Oh
Bottom
my
does
gosh,
not
Nico was
hold
looking as
anything at
well.
all.
이러면은
And the
안돼
Nara is just
선수까지
dead,
닦게.
spiked by the flagpole.
No, DNS,
And Kyoshik
you
gonna grab
were
yet another one.
looking
1-0-3 now for this
every
guy.
single time.
And it's
바위가
looking like a
지금
Kyoshik
아예
palm
없었죠.
angle, as
Like,
this
it was only
coin
Nico
is
looking. It wasn't
looking
actually
rigged. here today.
Vi was
Just
not.
feels like the set plays from DNS. So often they'll go for this proactive play, and it's like
They're going for play. DRX keeps going for plays, but the whole team is not connected on that play. One or two players are not on the same page. This time it was Wheeler. The other time, like last game, was Yukal was trying to push mid on Aurora, right? While they're trying to look for a red invade.
Just make sure it happens. And it's similar here. The whole team.
Vi was coming. It was just very early.
You see the Talia's
너무
a bit
일찍
late.
갔다.
Wheeler's a
진짜
bit late.
바이탈리아 다
It's just
오려고
not as
했었는데.
coordinated for DRX. It's just everyone's on a bit of a different
They
page.
pulled the trigger way too
Yeah,
early.
they're
They were
getting
not
caught
in
off guard.
range.
And Jiu is in the bottom
탈리아
lane,
궁
right?
쓰면서
This
바이
is one of
궁
those
딱
things
거리
where
됐으면
DNS
몰랐는데
just read them like a book.
너무 일찍 들어갔다.
Let's see whether it's going to continue that way. As gold lead, 1.5.
Just some miscommunications all around.
Peter in the river. I'm not sure about this one. The snare does go wide though.
Reaches 0-0
does
now.
manage to proc the passive, and that is a lot of damage. Not looking for a killer instinct or anything like that though with
Okay.
wild growth yet available. Do get the heal
You need a
cooldown.
mom
I guess there is that. As Rich
Yeah.
just continuing to
Mom's
push up
wearing
here in
you
this
guys
lane. As Dudu
To be
with
fair,
Counter-Strike.
The time right now for NAU is kind of bad, though. Best time for you
Wall
guys.
comes down as well, and that Counter-Strike did not a whole lot of anything at all. There
Dude,
is the
just
cease
not
of assist.
dying.
Xander was
Ando's
taking up
just
that tower
dead.
for way too long, and he is just going to die now. Dudu
Oh,
gets
snipe
sniped
from
by the
Jiu, but
Voidseeker,
Wheeler's in big
but I have a
trouble.
feeling
He
that
flash
Wheeler is
cues.
not going to make it out, and
No,
Dogtown is going to seal
Toror.
his fate. So 2 for 1 in favor of DNS.
Still favorable for DNS, even with the snipe from Jiu. And it makes you think if that Voidseeker had been blocked, hadn't connected, would have been even worse. Now Pioshik won't find.
Yeah, not the
그냥
greatest of blast
절망이다.
angles.
But the bot tower going to go
DNS가
down.
그냥 압도적인데요,
some
여러분.
get stolen, and it's just going
Oh,
from bad
DNS
to
just
worse.
absolutely
Yeah,
cleaner in
the
draft,
respite that we
cleaner
were
in the
hoping for
early game,
DRX
cleaner
to
in
try-
lane.
to finally find is just not
And they're
quite
completely
getting
on top
there.
of
Well,
each
there
other.
is some
Pioshik
respite.
is just everywhere.
I mean, they haven't lost the
솔직히
game yet.
POG 하면은
Well,
POG
I was
선수가
gonna say,
POG인 것 같은데 진짜 1세트, 2세트도
You know, if they
그렇고
lose this game,
지금
they won't be able to
자르반도
lose anymore.
막 너무
Hey, that's a really good
맵에서
point.
무빙이 너무
Man, your
좋아.
cup is
막
always
미드
so
갱에다
hard
탑
for
갱에다
us.
난리가 났죠.
Just trying to stay positive.
I
No,
appreciate it.
POG
they
is
tend to
just
play
popping,
around
guys.
the
I don't
Pioshik
know.
just to try
The
and
jungle gap is
disengage.
insane. Wheeler isn't really
super
playing
low.
bad this game, but
You know, they don't see the Voidseeker
Pioshik
coming.
is just
Maybe if it had been
everywhere.
blocked, would have been really bad for DRX
goodbye.
if Dudu didn't even
Love
go
it.
down. But yeah,
It was
ends up
it is a
not
3-0,
working out.
huh?
Again, it's
Looking
DRX
like
trying to
a
make a practical
3-0 so
play.
far.
DNS
DRX seems like a
always
miracle,
having the
but their
people
comp
in
is so
reserve
bad.
to turn up
It
to
didn't lose,
counteract.
They're
When
gonna
they
try
make
to
the
dive
plays, they
in.
have
It's not
enough
really gonna
members,
work
they have
out
the
for them.
coordination, they make it happen. For DRX, it just feels like it often takes too much time, or someone
Yeah.
responds, or even when it works, it's
EU's
like, well,
around
they got it,
there,
but how
you know.
long did it
Good
take,
afternoon,
you know? And there's
lunchtime.
something being answered. This set plays, I think, have really dictated this series. And it's been Pioshik who's been at the head of most of them.
Yeah, he's just kind of figured it out. He is in tune with the game here today.
이러면은
As
DNS
Peter going to shield up Doctor, but that Voidseeker did
내일
not find.
DNS 대 DK인가?
And so, DRX, there is a dragon up in 45 seconds. Pioshik is focusing on the Herald
Only
right now.
5 a.m.
Does have
Eastern
vision on
time.
it here, so
Only.
DRX kind of know they have the ability to go down and set up around that dragon, which is going to be very important for them. Soul Point would really help alleviate a lot of the pressure here that DNS does have. As now Dudu and Rich going to be fighting. Nah comes on down. House is going to connect as Rich decides to go in. Wallop avoided though beautifully, and the Grandmaster's Might from Dudu is going to make things so difficult. Cinders and a flash will get Rich out of there. But I'm
Jax
feeling
was
like
gonna
this
get his
Jax
Q back up,
is,
so-
is working out as far as the counter pick option here for Dudu.
우와.
Some
He's
just
down, yes.
exciting plays, honestly, in that one.
He's smiling out.
Dodging the stun.
다이가
with
이게
the
다이브
leap
하려고
strike
했는데
as well.
없어.
Both
뒤로 완전
of them
빼가지고.
on the trifle spike.
Damn, dude
Pretty
just
intense
smelled
one.
him
Rich
out.
having
Like
to
he
back
didn't
away,
even have vision
losing the
there.
Mega as well at the end of the fight.
아니 와드도
And against
없어가지고
DRX,
내려오는 거
they're
그냥 직각으로
late,
안 돼.
though, not able to pick up the
어머.
kill.
안 보인다고 콜이
On the way
나왔어.
out,
빗박으로.
they are looking towards the dragon now, but DNS are in the vicinity.
야,
I
이러면은
don't think
다이가
should be
욕
letting them
먹을
get
수
this.
있나요? I mean,
No,
third
think so.
dragon
Teleport
maybe.
back for the Jax.
They're committing,
So that
the TP
means
coming
that Dudu is
through.
on the map, and Doctor and Peter are very scary
DRX
right now.
win
2-1
con
and
is the
3 on
4
the Xayah.
dragon, so
As now they're
maybe.
going to try and collapse onto
Dudu!
Dudu. The wall is going to be set up, and Dudu is
Big
going to try and buy
trouble.
as much time as possible as the Realm Warp is
I don't know
delivering
how
the
long
rest
he
of the
can
team
live
in.
here. He's
But they
just
couldn't get close enough. And
Well
down
played by
goes the
DRX.
Jax.
That's the first
Just
time in the
bring
whole
all your
series
friends.
where they played
That's the way
together.
to deal with it. Is that's a
드디어
just thrown down. Pioshik
같이
immediately mounts. And
플레이를
Shelly is going
했습니다.
to try and do what she can. Look for another knock-up here, but he's just going to take the river
아니 두 바퀴
exit.
돌고 뭐야?
As, yeah, Pioshik will
I mean,
get a
look at him
charge,
drive!
but
Look
may
at him
give
go!
up this
Boom.
dragon. That was a weird maneuver.
Yeah,
I
trying
mean,
to
they're
use
gonna
it for
give
the
the drain. They
team
have
fight,
to.
but they just don't really find an angle in. Losing the
이러면은
Jax
근데
a
잭스가
big
죽어
hit before the
있으니까
fight, and
3연까지 챙기는
DRX, the
DRX.
Dragon win con really coming
여기
online.
이거
Yeah.
어떻게
That
될지
is Infernal
모르겠는걸?
Soul point.
Okay,
All
wait,
three
hold
of them
up.
going their way, and now
Closer!
is so far up. Okay, well,
Oh, there is a buy Talia combo though.
working out here, but
아
does
이러면은
flash,
근데
and
사는 거
Closer has
같은데?
the ghost
He might
now
be
running,
alive. Yeah,
and
he's
so will be
alive.
able to get himself out.
Yeah, Closer almost falling for the same trap Dudu just died too, but
I'm sure
No, just not enough damage yet.
You know?
Talia.
you know, maybe
딜이
DRX
부족합니다,
just found
탈리아,
their winning
진짜.
strategy. Whoever shows up bot, just kill them.
That's a good strategy. That'll get you some gold, you know?
And maybe a fourth dragon. The
Well,
gold lead's not that crazy in this game. As much as DNS have had that lead and do still have that lead, right? You have 2 items on the Kai'Sa, it's a big spike.
Signs of life
You
from
have those 3
DRX.
dragons in pocket. It's a winnable game. It hasn't felt super good. This game hasn't felt like DRX suddenly have
tempo
bounced back
vibes
in
are not
DRX
in
having some
DRX's
hopium
favor.
here.
Yeah, but the 3 dragons in pocket gives them a
Still
win
think
con.
Zion's
It's
gonna
gonna
carry
come
the
down
game.
to that 4th dragon fight.
자야
Make or
엔딩
break
나올
for
것
the
같긴
series,
한데.
if we're being honest.
Oh no, UCal is doing the 0 damage build.
Oh no.
I heavily dislike this build.
Oh my gosh.
Heavily.
Yeah.
He's going tears into what?
Dear.
Twilight?
Just, it feels so sad. You do at least slow them a little bit when you hit them with a rock.
You have a lot of slows in your kit already, though.
I never said it was a good thing. Oh well. Handle gonna try and use his decoy in order to block some damage.
미드
here, but this
타워
turret
그냥
is
녹네,
just
그냥.
gone. Docked arm there with a bunch of
공호충
autos. We'll be able to deal with it. Rich being a little bit
Boy
frustrating
grabs
now.
broken
As
confirmed.
after that kill, feels like it's added a bit of gusto to this Nah, who is all of a sudden 30 CS in the lead. My goodness. Kind of ridiculous. 300 gold, now the advantage for Rich as well. Trying to take matters into his own hands. Pioshik turns up top lane, but the cavalry is arriving. As Andal will be able to get that Feviknight back under their
Oh yeah,
control.
but Rich is doing better. He's
As
faring
Rich
better,
just
guys.
desperately trying to take
아,
this
나를
turret
이거
down.
지금 나쁘지 않습니다. 근데 CS 차이 벌리고
Pioshik
있고요.
on vision here, gets his flag
Dudu
down,
has to
spots
recall.
that Andal is
He's ready to
still in the
roll here.
vicinity. Rich is
DRX,
he really wants this
they're
turret.
looking alive, guys.
Should be able to get it. I mean, DNS are moving to defend, but Doctor in trouble.
Yeah, that featherstorm timing, fantastic, but now
자영을
it's on cooldown
가져갔는데요.
as the
이러면
wall
한 번
comes
더?
in. And Doctor,
There it is! He doesn't have ulti! Oh, there it is! Don't use everything at once. You get the Zarya ulti, you wait, you go back in, boom. 이러면 표식 선수도 도망을 가야 되고요. 난리 났는데, DNS 이러면은. Such a split fight as well. Ryze has to recall. Ryze is like really low there.
Finding something that actually works.
And Doctor opting to
Well
go back
played
in
by Wheeler.
after he used his ultimate. I was like, oh, he ults, he stays alive, he gets out, and then he's like, you know what? I still have it in me. I'm like, I think you should just leave.
Yeah, the just leave
잘
angle
큰
would have been
자야가
a really
저렇게
good
또
one.
잘려
So, you can
버리면은
tell this ult is just on reflex.
미드
'cause he
타워까지
ulted in the complete
밀려버렸고요.
wrong direction.
Mid tower's
It's like,
gone
cool,
down too.
You're out, the wall comes in, I'm like, you need to start moving, but it's like, hey, I'm gonna try and position, I wanna save my flash. He gets ulted by Vi.
Yeah. Maybe they thought that he could bait, and so Pioshik could then get the wrap around. They bide their time so that Dudu can teleport in, and then he can, I don't know.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell
Pioshik
you,
had to use
no,
flash
they
there
can't.
as well.
Yeah.
Hold up.
As was demonstrated. But he did save his flash. I think that's something to be said for that.
DNS
It will be
with
up
the
for
throws.
Dragon's fight in a minute 30. I think that was the right
Goal gap
call.
was about to close.
Willer's flash is down though, so
골드
Why not
지금
have that tool
차이
available?
400골드,
Everything really, I
200골드.
think, comes
Oh
down
my
to this
gosh,
dragon
goal gap
But
was
the pressure is
basically
a
gone.
bit more on DNS
DRX가 오히려
within this
골드를
game
역전시켰는데요,
specifically,
100원으로.
in that they not only have to win the fight but also secure that dragon to deny the soul. Pressure's very
아,
heavily on
이번
DRX
판
because,
유일하게
you know,
진짜 같이
they're
뭔가
2-0 down in
하는
the series.
1세트, 2세트는
this
이런
game
장면이
specifically,
없었거든요. 3세트도
They're
지금
starting to pull into
두
a bit of a
번째로
better
이런
spot.
장면이
Yeah, I mean, that's a
나왔고.
gold lead now. 1
Not
minute
too bad.
until
DRX looking
the
like they're
Infernal
actually
Soul
playing
point
together
can
now.
be cashed
They look
in
so
on.
clunky.
And that will be so much extra damage.
And on different
UCal
nodes, different
definitely
pages.
needs that. Because he's got the no damage build. Maybe he just knew, oh, I'm going to get Infernal Soul. That's fine. You know, this adaptive force will help my 0 damage build do a damage.
There you go. You
Yeah,
know,
that's-
and
it's
then
perfect.
with my
No, they just have to keep
Rylai's, I
doing
can
that.
pretend I have Hextech Soul.
Get the
but
Zarya
yeah.
ulti with one skill, and then try to, like for
Gorgeous.
example,
You
Nico
love to see
ulti, and
it.
then Zarya ulti that, and then you
It's just the
go in
way
with
of counteracting the
Fine
cinders.
Talia.
As Rich and
Zional
Minina,
are
not exactly
killer
too psyched, but man,
in-game, of
that
course.
boomerang proccing the hyper, able to answer back that trade quite
Easy.
nicely. As Willer realizing that he's not having a very good time, the Weaver's wall to get UCal out.
Nice.
And now, Andal's also
Kai'Sa can
surfing
wait. They're
over.
actually committing here.
Looking for that pop
안 돼요. There it is. 자야는 R. 자야 노공이라서 자야를 모든 걸 다 아니거든요. 컷. 그 다음에 DRX. 오, DRX looking alive there. And there it is. That's what I'm saying. The pop blossom for the Xayah R, and then you go in afterwards. No Xayah R, full combo and buy. Boom.
He just walks out, I guess.
There it is. Dragon Soul secure for DRX. They are alive. Holy. Silver Scrapes incoming. I knew it. Chat all gave up and they all went to bed. Now the game is on. The series is alive.
Can you do a hands check?
진짜 근데 다들 포기하고 자러 가시니까 다 갑자기 DRX가 살아나는데. 그냥 3대 0인 줄 알고 다들 그냥 다른 거 하러 가시는 분들이 좀 계시거든요. 충분히 그렇게 생각할 만한데 와 안데일 선수가 자야공을 뺀 다음에 바로 그냥 바이탈리아 콤보로 아무것도 못하는 Not even Lulu can save you there. Goodbye.
The Cataclysm just traps them as well. It doesn't help.
What a good TP location for Mitch. 한사가 그리고 멀리 있는 것 같으면서도 바로 궁으로 날아오기 때문에 진짜 유일한 챔프적 원딜 중에서 이러면 바로 나가야 될 것 같아. This Baron looks gone. Are they committing? They're committing, guys. 늦었는데 먹혔는데 이러면은 내가 나른데 포켓몬인데. Those are just leads at this Rising skills gone. GG. GG. Dudu's done too. Wait, look at that for you, Wait, no way! Zaya's alive! Flash forward from Yukong! That was actually a good effort from Dokdam and Peter in the backlane there. 아니 근데 진짜 자야가 정말 최선의 플레이를 보여줬는데요. 이거 그냥 그대로 미드 밀려가지고 다 깨지는 줄 알았는데 끝나진 않았겠지만 여기에서 한타까지 대피했으면 몰랐지만 팀면이 좀 일어났습니다. 자야가 I mean they used everything here. Oh, the flash forward from Rich! 이거 방금 아플레스 나르가 노렸는데 이게 안 됐네. 그러니까 이제 스킬이 없는 상황이에요, DRX가. DRX doesn't have any like all these skills left. That seismic shot was so fucking clean from Yukong. Holy moly,
launches a boulder at his head and says goodbye, good night.
Yeah, beautifully played, and that means 4-0-6 for Yukong.
No damage build, they said.
Down the
damage was there.
God damn. He's completed Azonia's as item number 3. It's not likely that he'll die, and he might be able to hold on to these Dark Seal stacks that he's built up as well. Let's hope it's a Magi. So maybe the Magi's angle is going to get there. You go full defensive. Make sure that you stay alive.
탈리아도 좋냐고 근데 카이사도 좋냐라서 카이사 스티커 잠걸 completed. 할목 보호대 나온 상태죠.
His plan is go in and just kill whoever my team engages on.
라이즈 3코까지는 근데 버텨야 될 것 같은데요. DNS 지금. 오 라고 말하는 순간 바로 그냥 ultimate EQ.
The pop blossom is actually baited quite nicely. As Willow with the flash forward, there's the cease and desist and no feather storm.
That is absolutely insane, bro. Miller, you are fucking crazy this game. 이 바이가 진짜 저렇게 플레이하면 반응을 못해요. What are you supposed to do every time she Q's out of range? You have to flash? 또 Q를 바깥에서 차징을 하고 있기 때문에 저거를 플래시를 쓰면 바보가 되는 거야. 뭔지 알지? 그냥 바이 Q만 사용했을 뿐인데 뚫어가지고 플래시 쓸 수는 없잖아? 그렇다고 Q풀을 저 반응을 하려고 하면은 또 안 됩니다. 그리고 그 맞는 순간 그냥 풀콤보 군까지 풀콤보 당해서 자야가 궁도 못 사용하고 죽었죠. So crazy. You cannot react to that because, like, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to flash out every time Vi charges Q? Are you supposed to flash out? No, you can't. You don't really do that. So Dokdam is stepping forward because look at that. Oh my gosh, it's an absolute tragedy, bro.
Immediately presses the R button and kills it.
Just can't move either.
There as well to follow with the seismic shoves after the knockbacks. Closer does get the trade kill, but you know the blind Gnaw, he's done his job.
Yeah. The blind does not see death.
Miller's crazy angry.
Oh dear. I mean, the game isn't over just yet, but it's a 6,000 gold lead. It's Infernal Soul. The
솔직히 DNS 입장에서는 그냥 무난하게 이길 수 있는 판인 줄 알았을 텐데. 이게 또 게임이 이렇게 되네.
Zhonya's as well in pocket, which makes them really
I mean,
hard
what
to deal
went
with.
wrong here? Let's think about it. I mean, the
It's a tricky
Zaya
spot to be
here,
in.
여기 자야가 블루 쪽에서
certainly does.
궁 쓰고 플래시 안 쓰고 죽었잖아. 잘렸잖아요. 거기에서 좀 이상해지기 시작했어.
Different angle once again.
그쪽으로 애초에 가면 안 됐는데.
Oh,
wow.
is now in an awkward
Just that,
spot. Goes
Byoshik
down
is just
immediately.
caught.
They do take out the Nico's. The Wild Bird is decent once again.
what a
but
good ult from
unfortunately,
Nar.
there is no
Rich.
follow-up. And DNS,
나르가 궁으로 그냥 벽에 붙여버렸고요. 떡담한 flash was probably just didn't use it. 자야 룰루 엔딩이 나올 줄 알았는데 이게 그냥 썰리네 계속. 와우, DRX. 이거 진짜 이렇게 역전하는 판이면은 갑자기 흐름 탈 수도 있거든요. 뭐 5세트까지 갈 수도. I think it could go game 5. DRX has this like momentum here. Because like flipping a game like this is crazy good for your confidence. Game 1 and Game 2 they look absolutely dance.
Reverse sweep start now.
You know what? I love Jonah Strong, but God bless DRX for shutting down what did.
Absolutely.
What Dean was predicting 3-0.
Oh my goodness, it was really getting frustrating.
와 이번 판 그냥 3대 0으로 끝나고 POG 딱 표식 선수 딱킬것 같았는데. I thought it was gonna be 3-0 at the beginning of the game. DRX looked completely sleeping again. You know, like the bot lane was getting absolutely destroyed and everything.
On the Talia, but we all know the real hero, the blind Gnar.
Absolutely. As let's get into the draft here, second pick for the DN Supers. And DRX, first pick on the blue side this time around.
Bar, Yunara, banned again. There's at least a ban immediately.
Thinned out, I feel.
Pardon?
We're still kind of maintaining
all
this
4
DN
games,
Supers,
Bar just banned out.
Bard,
That's
presumably
crazy.
Yunara, gonna be the ban here. Pyoshik being targeted heavily.
Yeah.
Again, Lee Sin and Nocturne being taken away. But it's just really clamping down on his pool, and more jungles
아니 오늘
are
바드
being
나올
thinned
줄
out with
알았는데
it being
아쉽다.
fearless. So
꽉 그냥
he will have
닫아버리네요.
his pool tested more and more.
DNS
There's
not gonna
still
mess around with Bard, I
definitely
guess.
picks he can lean on. You know,
Found
the
every
Hecarim
game.
and the Kindred.
Hey, yeah, true. Certainly some pocket picks for Pyoshik, as we know.
Wow,
As
they're just perma banning
That's
all
also gonna be
supports.
not,
이거 그 우리가 T1에서 많이 알던 그
first pick angle or something like that. to
아니
make sure that isn't as
서포터만 다
scary.
자르는 그거인데
Weird one.
They're doing the T1 carry and special.
Going to be taken away here. Feel like that kind of hurts
Ban
Rich as well.
Bard,
I feel
ban
like Rich
Poppy,
has
ban
looked
Naomi,
fantastic
ban
on the
Nico,
Cassante
ban-
when he's picked it up. I believe still
ban
undefeated
everybody.
on the champion as well.
So interestingly, Gwen left open.
안대 선수가 봐도 거의
It was opening game
장인급이라서
one, but that was
밴을
when
계속
Rumble
하는
had come
중입니다.
through, right?
DNS.
But Gwen left open for the first time since then. Going to be banned.
Nando
by
Bard
the
is
DN
too good, I
Supers.
guess.
Yunara open and
He did have a
available.
crazy game
It
on Bard,
has
and he's been playing
been,
a bunch of Bard throughout the whole
banned
year,
out
by the
the
way.
DN Supers for the whole series so far. And DRX is just going to lock
You
it in.
know,
And we're talking
raw,
eggs in the carry
open,
basket.
because you decided to ban Nami
That is
instead.
eggs in the Jiwoo basket right
네,
there.
아니 나미를 배나니까
That'll do
유나라가
it.
오픈이 돼버렸는
Also,
걸.
Renekton stocks through the roof.
Ryu
because
Yunara,
Ken and
though.
Gnar, two of the picks
they have
we
anything
typically
to
pick into Renekton
Play into this.
are gone.
코르키
Yeah, and now the
아직
Corki
나미는
available as well.
본인들이 다
We've seen this picked
샀는데요.
into Yunara many, many
아닌데
times.
다른
Peter won't be able to
Nami
go the Nami route
themselves,
because they
maybe
banned
that was a
themselves.
mistake.
Kind of interesting there.
Yeah, maybe they were worried. They were like, we wanted to potentially go the Corki. We were scared they might, so we banned the Nami. But interesting adaptation. There is no Lulu to pair with the Yunara, so the ideal pairings, I guess, that these AD carries want to go with, the supports they want to go
Oh,
with,
there it is.
aren't on the cards.
There it is.
Mundo
being
Mundo.
toyed with.
문도가 나
Obviously a
문도.
pick we've seen, not the most early impact, but can just farm up the
Boosh,
storm, be kind of
boosh,
unkillable
boosh,
later.
boosh,
Great at
boosh,
smiting Elder
boosh.
Dragons, we've
Yeah.
also established.
As we found out. Jace going to be the lock-in here as well
Oh,
for
Jace
Rich.
top.
That is his answer to the Renekton. I feel like
Jace
that
top
can
to
go
get buffed his pouch.
horribly wrong.
That certainly can.
Jace jungle got nerfs, top got buffs.
Would you be crazy enough to go
근데 이게 맞아.
something
DRX 지금
like
탑에서
Jace?
괜히 애매하게 탱커
But I'm thinking
뽑으면 안
for
됐지.
jungle for Pyoshik, would you just kill the Jace over and over? You could go
전반 나르도
Sejuani, you could
나쁘지
go
않았습니다.
Nidalee.
Nar was pretty good
God,
last
yeah,
game.
you
Blind
could.
Nar.
I'm not.
You
Nidalee
go
feels.
Kindred.
Nidalee feels crazy. I'm not sure, but I mean, who knows really?
Jace
at
can
this point,
absolutely
where you
shit on
go.
Renekton, by
But,
the way, from my
definitely, if
knowledge.
I'm thinking if I have a Renekton and I just go a jungler where you just farm the Jace, that's a viable strategy.
It absolutely is. And also, Rich has been targeted already in this series and is not feeling
뽀삐 밴은
fantastic.
무조건 해야
Maybe
되는
he's the weak link
뽀삐
that they
밴을
could try
버렸고요.
to take
일반
down.
퍼비. They're literally banning all supports. 바드, 나미, 뽀삐까지 이게 지금 뭐? 설마 마지막 밴까지 서폿을 밴하는 건가? Maybe they bounce support last as well or what?
Sort of top of the tier list.
That's crazy.
Haven't had any weird ones come out just yet.
They're just target banning. They're banning Braum as well.
Galio is open and available.
That feels nice.
Andel's getting the carrier
Selected
treatment.
Ali
There's
as an
no
option.
fucking way.
Syndra are some of the higher prior ones that are on the cards.
Carrier treatments.
Zoe.
Zoe is also one.
It's closer. He's always been a bit of a Zoe fan.
Yep.
Don't know whether this necessarily gives away what's going to be picked here by DRX.
The question is, do you secure a mid now? Are you like, there's something we really want here? And do you save the jungle to last? Because if they do that, then I'm thinking it might be something interesting. You know the jungle matchup already.
Pyoshik counterpick is a thing that we have seen, as that is a doggo. Okay. Pyoshik thinking about the Nefiri. Not a lot of time left, so that will be locked in.
Interesting, because we have seen a little bit of Nefiri, but you know, we saw some last year. We saw one game this year.
It was picked into Vi though.
Yeah.
It's like the classic Vi answer.
You know, if it saw that last game,
yeah,
I could have understood it. But it does have that point-and-click ultimate. If you are trying to farm top lane, you know, it can do that. Toying with the idea of the TF, that global pressure.
Blind TF is kind of scary though.
What are they cooking, guys?
And a Karma going to be the consideration. That's going to help get a little bit of lane control here.
Yeah.
And a Yunara that can actually get to
What
the
are
wave
they cooking?
feels pretty good.
I mean, the
but
Karma
does
is
take away
fine.
from Ando's
Karma with
ability
Mundo
to
is going to
start
be
fights.
so nice.
Not a ton of lockdown on DRX. Not a ton of CC. It's basically gold card.
나피리 픽이 진짜 근데 히트다. 이거 근데 나피리가
So very much like
스페 블라인드 어떻게 해야 되는 거 아닌가? 우리들 gonna pick into TF? Victor.
But on the side of the DNS
Guys, we might see game 5. I don't know, guys. DRX looks like they have the better comp. 아,
DRX
DRX 조합이 훨씬 좋아 보이는데 이상하다. 아니 이거 5세트 가는 거네? 이렇게 되면?
Which is, you know,
I think it's a game 5 angle, guys.
Break down a brick wall.
Holy moly, though.
Yeah. Just gets briefcased. Oh no.
Wow.
Just put a little hot dog in his briefcase. Now he's got lunch for later.
There you go. That's good planning.
It is fantastic planning. However, it's not what you want if you are the Nefiri. As Pyoshik will at least be able to rekindle the doggos by pressing his buttons, so that'll be okay. Gio and Andal should probably
one
have
wants to
a
gamble
fair
and
bit
shine.
of control in this early game.
Come on.
We've seen so much Yunara into Corki, and I feel like there's so many times where the Yunara is done
Karma's
pretty well.
eating the
But
bush,
especially when you have
Montague.
Karma into Rel, this is going to be a very good matchup.
Peter,
I feel like
Rel
it
duty.
snowballs as well, right? Because as soon as Yunara
쟤는
can
근데
touch the
나올
wave,
때마다 뭔가
then the queue
요즘은
is actually
막 엄청
scary.
강력한
Then you can
느낌은
actually get
아니죠.
some stuff
I mean,
done. Whereas
Rel
if you
isn't
can't
really
get to
a
the wave
main
because
tier
you're getting
support
zoned out,
anymore.
then
Not
all of a
that
sudden
strong.
you lose a large portion of your kit.
Yeah, for sure. Also, the slow setup.
I
from
really
the
think
Karma means you can
DRX with
easily
the
hit your
Karma,
staple.
Mantra Ease is also going to
There's
go
a
like
lot
what?
of Slurkle value because in theory,
You could go
Andal, when he
Diadem as
mantras
well.
his Q, it's also a Slurkle.
Along with
as
the
you saw
Mundo,
there.
gold card
Well,
coming
that
through.
was just a regular Q.
Oh yeah, I mean that is a smaller Slurkle.
Yeah. We have
DNS
layers of
comp
it
is
here.
like,
Yeah. I was
what are you
actually
even
asked,
trying to do with the
on
Nefiri?
Twitter
Rel,
what a
Renekton,
collective
like,
amount of Slurkles
they have to
would be.
cook really hard if they want to win
And I've
this.
decided it's a slurp of Slurkles. What do you think? Do you think that sounds okay?
I don't think any
mean-
of it sounds okay.
The
I
faces.
don't think that's something. I don't think anyone should utter that
dodge
in
in the
their
queue there.
entire life. But
Oh, really?
no, I think.
Do you want me to utter it again? I'm not afraid.
I know you're not.
All right.
확실히
how
미드는 근데
many
빅토르가
others are
이게
there? Not
사거리가
too many.
길어가지고
So we're not.
Victor
not
has
gonna
such
need
an
to deal with
insane
too
range,
much
so
Slurple talk,
Victor
although I
is
guess
bullying the
Bradley will.
TF here.
Is a little bit like that. So we do have a slurp on the rift at this point.
Man.
We do. Okay. Well, looking for a little bit of an early drive-by.
Oh, Yukala's not
이거
having
진짜
fun in
근데
this matchup.
잘못하다가
No.
미드.
Let's have a
오,
gold
근데
card, though, so
Wheeler.
Wheeler will be able to close the gap. Doesn't
There.
find the briefcase though. Just throws paper all over the floor. That's a grab
He has
as
his
well.
passive though. He
Not too
closer.
worried about being
Flash
CC'd,
is
and
쏘도
Closer
죽겠는데.
doesn't have
He
very much
flashes that,
anything
no?
left over, but doesn't want to
Oh,
go
he
too far into
he
the
backs
enemy
out.
jungle
He backs out.
in case there's a doggo.
오, 나필이 오는 거
Yeah,
냄새를
they just saw a warning
맡았는데.
sign, you know,
1대
people outside the
1이었으면은
houses.
당연히 빅토르가 플래시 쏘도 죽는
Careful, the dogs.
각이었는데.
Oh. I just
Wait,
love the
Wheeler's
idea.
hot
Oh
dogs.
no!
Wheeler's hot dog
We've got a
doggers.
bit of an engage
Hot
here.
doggers.
Crash down onto Gio.
Gio might have to sit flash
Does
in
have to
there.
flash over the wall. High
Not
value.
bad.
As Peter
There
does
goes
put
the
a whole
Rel
bunch
hard
of buttons
engaged
on
there.
cooldown, but DRX lose more.
Yep, a lot of summoners picked up. Peter still has
Wow.
Hex Flash, so you unlock that.
네, 미드가 힘들었는데 그래도
Also, I love that they
또
buffed Corki's
지나갑니다.
ulti
갱
damage. Like,
좋았고요.
I think they did turn it back again, but they buffed it like 4 or 5 times in a row, something crazy. It's like ungodly levels. And now
I
every
mean,
time there's like an
This
all-in.
Peter. I
Yeah,
literally
you just
said
need to
Rel,
be
this pick is
Valkyrie.
bit questionable, but look at him, he's
over
cooking
them
it,
to
guys.
maximize the damage output.
Holy
And it was
moly.
Gio that did this, right? He's the Black Cleaver
사실
Randuin's
바텀이
Corki
지금
guy that
전반도
just
그렇고
Valkyries
계속
at you.
Yeah,
힘듭니다.
Doctrum's done it too, though. He even did.
I mean,
he had a game
Bowling
where
is
he
just
did it,
struggling,
last
guys.
year as well.
I don't even know if
You
you're
know,
Karma, you're not
innovators.
supposed to like lose
Face
this much
tanking on the
into
Corki.
Rel.
Good old frontline Corki. And there's not a lot of true tanks here for DNS, so maybe they'll
Peter and
need
Doctor
a tank
cooking
Corki
today,
in
guys.
this game. Having a look on the... Oh, there they are again. Look at them. Just phenomenal.
Look at the ball goes there.
Pastry wrap instead of a... It's not a hot dog, is it? It's like the pastry wrapped like sausages. We have them here in Korea at a lot of the bakeries.
Yeah.
They're quite delicious. But wow, they're just... You can really
채팅에서
see
그거 일부러
something.
채팅
There's
그거
something
이상하게
in
친
those
거
eyes,
아닙니다.
you know?
그러지
I don't quite
마세요.
know what
Is
it
there?
is.
경고,
It frightens
경고.
me.
I see absolutely nothing. in those
Really?
eyes.
Maybe that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a void.
Just
And
absolute
that's what's frightening about it.
emptiness.
Oh, someone said pastry time because it was pastry dogs.
Oh,
Love that.
that's cute.
Yeah. Shout out to Julian. Okay. Yukal might be in a little trouble as Pioshik has turned up. Flash to get him out of there as we do miss a dagger. But Yukal now with Flash on cooldown, certainly very gankable.
Yep, good pick up there. And Gojek going for that before he even has a 6 available. Obviously, the point and click of the ultimate making a big difference. Not seeing any moves towards top lane, though, which is what we kind of expected.
Poorly moly,
there to be
나요.
some
I mean,
forward movement now. Bot lane
Will
having
are
so
getting
much fire
dragons
means
again,
this
just
is
like
an
last
easy
game.
pick up on the dragon.
전반처럼
And
그냥
Mundo,
용을
a champion who can
챙겨버리는 모습.
do this
전반
one with no
좋았어요,
problem.
용 4개
Yeah, sort of
챙겨가지고.
hoovers through that as now Dudu slice and dice and acting all
Nice,
cool.
that's what I'm talking about.
Does have to flash to get the stun here on
아니,
the
리츠
wrist.
선수
but that
그냥
closes
이러고
the gap,
걸어
and Rich
나가요. He's just gonna
walks
walk
it
out.
off.
He's fine.
Yeah.
와,
There's the
이러면
form change.
일방적으로
There's
다
some movement
썼는데
speed.
하지만
If he
표식
can get
선수
the snipe,
표식 is
might
here
be
for
able
the
to get something
dive,
going.
level
Doesn't have the
5죠.
ulti, though.
근데
And
5렙이라서 아직.
I don't think he's going to be able to find too much. Rich actually electing to go away from the turret, away
He's gonna
from the
have to flash.
crocodile, and he's just dead even though he flashed.
Oh, that
I'd
feels,
say
I
there's
think
a
he
little bit
probably had to
to
flash
be,
earlier.
talked about there.
that feels so bad.
아니,
If
아직
Pioshik had the ultimate available,
오랩이어가지고 아니
he's just
플래시
100%
그냥
dead.
일찍
You don't
썼으면
even
어땠을까라는
fucking know
아쉬움이
it, but
있네.
I
이렇게
think he just
되니까.
thought maybe he can make it out.
아니
But
표식
the
would
fact
have just
that he got
flashed
hit by
after
that
him, I
Q,
guess
the
that's fine.
bleed,
But
was
maybe he
on
should just
him,
flash
the dogs were
earlier,
chasing
right?
him. The fact you burn Flash before Pioshik even had
아,
ultimate
문도가 가주는
available.
와중이라서
Now
좀
you're in a terrible
아깝네.
spot. Now
문도 was
the
actually
Tyrion
hitting
guy
top
can
as
set
well,
up
so
for it.
that's
Speaking
sad.
of terrible spot,
Oh dear. Yeah,
Snake
Valkyrie.
literally took
That
him
flash
out.
hurt,
Yeah,
yeah.
Valkyrie is going to be able to get Doctor
So
out of there,
fucking
but
sad.
it is not looking great.
I wonder
This
what
Blazer
would
is
have
just
happened if he
gonna
just
arcanely
matched the
storm
flash from
the wave.
Renekton so he
Crazy seeing
doesn't
Doctor
tank his old
knocking
HP.
away from
그러니까
danger,
레넥톤이
you
플래시
know?
I know
썼을
that
때
is
그냥
not how you're
피
supposed to play Corki.
그
It's not an escape.
관리 용도로 그냥 썼어야 됐다.
So it's
Hindsight
like misplacing your
2026 though.
equalizer on Rumble.
Because he didn't see
Spear.
the Fury coming because the
Having
dive
a
went too
wave.
late.
Yeah, we're just going to go into a replay to avoid
그러니까
watching
와드가 없어서 나피리가 온다는 걸 몰랐기 때문에 여기에서 그냥 걸어 나간 거야. 그러니까 피를 좀 깎으면서 그래도 프레쉬 아끼고 이랬는데
And then here, so first Q misses but stops the
그냥
recoil.
쓸
Second
걸
hit, so the bleed is
이렇게
ticking.
돼버린 거죠.
The dogs, the
체력이
auto,
너무 많이 깎였어.
gets
체력이
the dogs to hit him as well.
킬각은
So they just
아니었어도
finished him
다이브를
off.
완벽하게
Yeah, a little bit
준비해준
unfortunate there.
두두 선수.
As Rich now, I mean, does have grasp.
I don't think this
stacking
matchup
that one up
changes,
here
though.
against the Renekton over and over
이
again.
정도
and
가지고는
still
근데
retains
제이스가
parity as
르넥톤한테
far as
밀릴 것
CS
같진
is concerned.
않습니다.
Somehow Dudu actually gets an assist for that kill as well, which I wasn't expecting. I thought the timer had worn off enough.
I mean, the longer the
It's
game
getting
goes,
pretty close. It
the
must go,
better
like,
it is
down
for
a
Jace.
second.
Yeah.
Jace is going to do massive amounts
So
of damage.
that's definitely good. Does mean that there is a slight gold advantage now for Dudu as well. And 300 is the lead here for DNS just in general. As we have a Mountain Drake coming up second. Possible double dragon angle for DRX once again.
You know what's crazy? Peter didn't die. Because last we saw Peter, he
Yeah.
was like 20% HP, being tethered by Karma in front of a wave. But he lived, so we don't know what happened. I can only assume something crazy.
Here, post it
And he
on
didn't have
X
to
if you guys
flash
want
or
to drop a
anything. So I
like
guess
real
he
quick.
just held the wave, went down low, and
Drop a like.
Andil couldn't
Thank
kill
you.
him. And that makes some sense.
Apple.
He is calmer after all. Slurkle connects, but there's a Valkyrie used defensively once again. Sad, but effective. And Doctor just getting sniped over and over again here by Andil.
It'll be hard for
Keeping
Renekton
up
to reach
decently
every
well
world.
in terms of farm, all things considered. This is not a fun lane. This
Well,
is
we're
not a
talking
lane
about
that's
Dudu here.
going well. you are into Yunara,
Dude, they might start cooking. You never know.
Plates,
Oh,
so it's not
Wheeler?
good,
Bush.
at least the farm is not in a
Bush.
dire spot. That's all I can really say.
Just walks up, smites the
connects here.
Voiger.
As Willer is looking to try and follow up. The wildcard's not really landing. And it is just Pioshik hanging out in the back of the grub pit. I believe was able to take down a couple of them. Yep,
윈도가
one was
다시
smote away there
두꺼비를
by
먹으러
DRX
가는
as well.
모습이고요.
So not able to
와드
get all three.
보이겠구만.
Still feeling
Windows gonna be
very,
seen on the
very good
wards.
about how this one has gone. As Rich is utilizing the range advantage quite well. Outside of that,
He's
I think
on
Dudu is
full
kind of okay
vision.
with
The
how things
Fury
going. Maybe
is
less
counter
okay now
ganking
as
here
Willer is
as
moving
well.
up. Pioshik is here
So
at
they have to
2v2.
be very
The Rich
careful. The
looking
Fury
worse
is
for
level
wear. Cannot be in
8.
melee range, but that is Dominus now on cooldown for Dudu.
탑에서
I
그냥
think they dive.
다이브를 하는
Looking at a possible
설마.
avenue
No
to
way
do
they
so,
dive
as
this,
we do
right?
have multiple people rotating over. My God,
What the
that
hell
phosphorus
going
did so
on
much
here?
work.
Andel,
And
you
he'll
are
have to flash.
overcooking.
And Gio, I don't think he's going to be able to get that one as he's down to sub 100 health. The barrier, beautifully done, walks out of the way of the
No way,
phosphorus bomb.
he got it right. Oh my God,
There it
Andel.
is, Gio
Okay,
able
he's
to
dead
get
for
that
this
last hit. And actually
근데 결국은
wasn't
원딜이
him.
죽었기
It was
때문에 the
Cosmo that
ADC's
secures
done.
the
I need to
kill.
listen
And so
entire
therefore
wave on the
Andel
tower.
dies for
저
it.
교전
Now
중에 당연히 상대팀을
Willer
때려야
is
되니까
trying to deal with
CS를 못
Peter.
때리잖아요.
Looked like Rich
그 웨이브가 다
survived on
타는
that top side
거야.
until
웨이브도 타고
pullback.
지금 하나 더 밀어 넣으니까 웨이브 하나 더 손해요. So he's losing the entire wave. Yes, getting the XP, but he's trying to auto-attack the enemy team when he's getting dove. That's because Peter is top. Look at the Rel's location, by the way. He's left alone,
Yeah, listen,
1v2.
they did manage to kill them in the bottom lane, right? So
I mean, yeah, they
does
did.
eliminate this
Carmel did die in the
entire
end.
wave.
But
Yeah, it
you
doesn't
take
feel
that any
too
day,
good.
honestly.
The barrier for Dokkan does absorb
Look at
max
you with a
damage,
barrier
so
bait.
Couldn't really ask for better than that.
아니,
Gio
베리어
does
사용
bait
너무
him there,
좋았는데
bait
여기에서
flash out.
빨리 하는 게 맞긴
That was
했어
a little bit of a
근데.
weird scenario.
I mean, doing it
as we
fast
saw
was
there.
good.
I believe Andel sort of queued a
And yeah,
minion
he's able to
point
crash
blank,
under the
but
wave.
then
Look at that
got the
CS
last
gap
order
in the bot
to
lane.
lock down that
원딜
kill.
이거 CS
So
차이
they got what they
보이시죠?
wanted.
25
Made sure
CS.
that the Corki couldn't farm the wave, and that's why you see a huge
I mean,
CS advantage built up
It's
here
looking
for
kind of rough
Gio.
here. They had a good 2v2
And
but
Drake has now spawned.
like earlier,
and
like
there is
Gio
another
had to use
right
everything
here.
and like run away.
DRX, they
but
know what they want to do. They
it
want to
didn't
get
really change the
dragons,
bot lane matchup.
and they want to get him quick.
That they do.
Barrier for
With
flash,
all this
I'll
bottom
take
lane
that
control,
trade
it's certainly
deal.
something that they can make happen. As Yukal wandering down, but is taking a little bit of damage as he
Anything.
does so. Willer has his ultimate, and so even though he's at half health, he's probably still fine.
Now the top laner with TP, so it's just a 4v4 for this objective.
Yep.
Nicole just using
Rich
heal,
is going
yes,
back to
spellbook,
base,
so.
or is at least considering it for the moment.
Oh,
Pioshik
Rel
gonna try
might
and
be
make this
cooking
with
it, guys.
50-50 as
Andel
G
has
throws
no
a
flash.
circle in. There's the
Science,
Destiny,
not
as that
TV.
is going to be double dragon secured by
Closer
DRX.
is a big
And
trouble.
down will go
Victor,
Closer without
focus
too much of
first.
anything
Oh,
happening. As
Andel,
Pioshik
no
gets
flash,
himself
just
out of the way.
dead.
As
And
Dokkan
look at
comes
that combo
through,
from
pulls the
Peter.
meter,
There he is, the Rel.
Willer goes down. Dokkan gets a double, and Yukal running for the hills.
Andel takes so much
No
damage.
way!
ends up
This
setting
Rel
up
pick,
for
man.
Pioshik to
아니,
get a
레일이 근데
reset in that
미쳤는데,
situation.
아니.
And then Peter gets a huge engage.
딱
and
그
look at the
해줘야 되는
summoners.
그 타이밍에
On the
계속
side of
해주고
DRX,
있습니다,
Gio,
레일.
flash not used. Willer, flash not
I
used.
also kind of like criticizing the Rel pick a little bit. I mean, just like in the current meta, Rel's just not picked as much anymore. But goddamn, Peter on this Rel.
So much
He's
value
cooking
with that
it.
Mega Storm as well. As we check this out one
Yeah,
more
I mean, they
time.
focus.
really nice
This is
on
such a
Closer taking
good
that
ult
target out
from
in this situation.
TF,
But
by
they
the
could
way.
just back
유카이
off here.
선수가
They
이게
look
위로
for
돌면서
more. Andel's low
그냥
instantly
빅토르를
dies. That means
싸먹었는데,
Pioshik gets
와,
this shield
미친
on the
플레이.
reset ult, and Peter's
Really had
engage
to
is
flash
great.
out,
No
like,
summoners
Gio and
used
with-
from either the AD carry or the jungle. They just get
아니, 유나랑
exploded
문도
there.
둘 다 플래시
Bulldog
있었는데 저희
approved.
반응을
Yeah.
By the
못해서가지고.
looks of things, as Closer is going to
Crazy
continue pushing
engage
things
from
out.
Peter now.
Arcane Storm also managed to get a lot of
Hot
value
dog
as well.
skin.
Bulldog approving
Diff.
of the dog gameplay.
That's true, and of the Corki gameplay.
아,
Because he is,
나피의
of
피가
course, a
이제만
Corki
잘못인가요? 이
aficionado.
표식
There you
선수가
go.
오늘
There's layers to
미쳤구만.
it.
Yep, support
표식
combat.
just popping off today.
As Peter gets
I really
a
don't.
bit of a shield.
I didn't really
believe,
like the
from
Fury pick,
a,
honestly. The Fury
barrier that
connected.
he's no, he doesn't actually have unsealed spellbook, so that was just his passive. So never
I
mind.
don't know.
It's you.
I
Looking
guess
for an
the
angle
Fury's-
towards Doctor.
the Fury's
Is he
like
cooking or is he
like
cooked?
a greyhound?
It's getting kind of cooked here.
Yeah, Greyhoundy vibes.
Yeah. Well, in this game, a hot dog.
The eyes definitely look very Chihuahua in this skin.
in this game. Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like Doctor should have definitely played the Corgi skin this time around. Isn't that a missed opportunity? That's a missed opportunity. There's a lot of quadrupeds in this game.
That would have been good actually. Also, just the animation needed a little dance.
Yeah, it's very funny that
It's
Victor
great.
is like, he requires a staff, you know, like he's basically got 1.5 legs, whereas the rest of them have all got 4. Especially, you know, that's assuming Peter's wearing the pants. That's all right. It's a weird sentence. Never mind, we're fighting over a red buff here, as the briefcase is
Wheeler
really starting to hurt.
kinda
Moving
cooking a
forward,
little bit.
Closer getting flanked, and there is the gold
Oh,
card. Flash over from
플래시
Willer, trying to
문도,
lock down
문도
Pyosik.
뭐야.
Meanwhile, there's a fight on the other side.
Okay,
Gio
wait,
flashes
Gio
over the
just
wall to
gets
take down the
the
row, and
Pete-
now Dom is in a
Oh
lot of
my gosh,
trouble.
DRX
Pyosik goes
is cooking in
untouchable.
this fight.
There's the
그래,
dash,
이거거든요.
and the
아니.
Ruin comes on through to
이러면
take down
클로즈
the
선수도
goalkeeper.
골드 카드를
Pyosik gets
맞고
out of there.
Wheeler is
Another
just
gold
hitting
card
every
comes
single
on
briefcase
around.
here.
But that gravity well,
Look at him,
a
he's
lot of
like-
value. Can Willer go where he pleases? That's the question. And as Mondo
Oh, he actually
generally,
lives there.
yes,
Good
but
W.
That's a death rate. That's a little bit scary. Unable to get the fadeaway blue buff. Pyosik does at
야,
least
이거
get that.
근데
DRX
확실히
in good standing
DRX가
once
밸류
again.
조합이 또 나오나요, 벌써부터?
You get so much gold.
Let's
off the
watch
back
it
of
again,
that.
but
Just
like
makes me
this
question,
Wheeler on this Mundo,
was
he
that
was
red
hitting
buff gonna
every
offer
single
something
briefcase.
extra? You know, was it gonna give
You
them?
don't know
또
what
이제
that
레드
particular
버프에서
red buff
사고가
was offering,
터지네.
okay?
Yeah, it
DRX도
seems like there was
레드
something
인베했다가 사고
extra
터졌는데
on offer there,
DNS
because
이번에
DNS heavily
No, I mean
overcommit to
literally
this.
this is the same thing.
Pyosik
DRX
slowed
invaded
it,
a round
so
and then they
many
lost
cleavers,
like
and
the
there's
skirmish
definitely a
and
point where
game
I'm
boom,
like,
and same thing happening for
It
DNS
is
this
just
time.
a red buff,
DNS
right?
is the one invading
And
that
then
round this
Peter's
time.
super low. Jiwoo flashes
Oh,
over the
such a
chase.
split fight,
He's
and
still
Wheeler
getting backed up by Andal.
foolish
Oh,
Bimundo.
what is going on?
Peter is dead. Or
Well, yeah,
Peter.
I can see.
See, I
believe
praised Peter,
may
he
have
just
been
dies
hit
twice
by
in a row
Swirl.
in a terrible manner.
Mayhaps.
Yes.
Terrible fashion.
As Pyosik not exactly finding the daggers here.
아니
As
근데
DNS
아니
really, okay, that's
이러면은
just Yukao flashing
oh
in,
my gosh,
looking for
Dom is in big
Pyosik trying to get
trouble.
rid of him,
He's trying to run.
but Willer is just going to walk after
Wheeler
them.
doesn't want to overcommit
And
because
so
he doesn't
that
have
was
ult
a
right now.
weird
지금
flash
문도가 궁이
from
없으니까
Yukao.
문도 궁
Things
없으면
have
몸이
gotten
너무 약해.
Yeah.
A little weird in this game in general.
Yeah,
그래서
I would say
코르키한테
so.
좀 받았으면 어땠을 거라고 아쉬움이 있지만
The stun
문도
turtle
피가 그
just
나피리한테
working
그냥
out very
A
well.
lot of
쓱싹쓱싹
fighting,
당했을걸.
a lot of scrapping, and honestly,
Peter's might go with
I think
sometimes.
DRX
Yeah.
are okay with this. They have two dragons in pocket.
He is
Everyone
he
has
was like
been-
1v9ing and now he's 91.
It's just holding his flat.
Like I
forever.
kind of ended it again. Let's watch this
Okay,
again.
how did Peter die?
아 여기에서
Oh, I
레리
see it now.
아니 이거는 근데 그러니까 집을 못 가게 끊은 다음에 다이브를 보려고 했는데 애초에 윌러 선수가 뒤를 봐주는 각이라서 다이브도 쉽지 않았을 텐데 he probably thought Wheeler wasn't there and then by the time he noticed so what he was trying to do was like stop her back with Ignite and then try to like
let him go back, guys.
not die on the tower but he ended up dying.
He's not in the league anymore.
I can't even protect that gameplay. That gameplay was like fucking Iron 3 gameplay.
I see
Peter,
it too.
what are you
I see it
doing?
too.
Mr.
Oh,
Peter,
man.
Mr. Peter. The guy's
The
into
spirit
it.
of Beryl will never leave us. I assure you.
아, 조합
man,
조합
his team
빨로 그
isn't even on the
5세트
rift.
갑니다 이거
I guess
진짜.
DRX
Game
is,
5
so it's
incoming,
fine.
guys. Wake
Beautiful.
up!
Okay. I got my dose
I would've
of
want to
Beryl
went to
play,
bed in the shop.
here today. And,
I think I know like 3
think
people went to bed
anything
thinking
can
it's a
really
3-0
improve
and look
from
at this
point
guys.
on,
We're about to go to
outside
game
of
5.
games. And DRX right now moving us in that direction, although the gold would not
I
tell
mean,
you that.
like more and more
Is
time is
control of the
passing and
drakes
Mundo
they
is just
certainly
becoming
had.
more and more fat.
Dudu might
in
be able
game.
to help this though. He's the one with the
Hold
teleport
up.
advantage. That's why Rich
Dragon,
just has to
2
run
dragons
down here,
already
and
secret about
DRX
DRX.
are being
They're dragons.
apprehensive on the play.
Soul point.
Gio just going to push out this wave.
근데 이거
and it looks like
이용이라서
they're just
어차피
gonna give
그냥
this dragon up.
주고 DRX는
DRX
미드를
still
미나요?
sticking around, but it is gonna be
미드
Pyosik locking this one
게이트까지
down. That is just gonna
내려와서
be the
그냥
turret
순삭을
taken. That's
해버렸고요,
first
타워.
turret over to the Yunara,
오,
which is a little
저-
scary. Doggo's blocking a lot of stuff this game.
Yeah.
Nicely done, little pastry sausages.
All
Blocking
7 to the
cleavers is a lot
sleeper.
of value, to be honest.
Yeah.
Imagine
Ultimately, though,
sleeping
I
when
think
it's an
getting the Japanese
absolute
huge, denying the
series is
stacking
on,
from
guys.
DRX, but still a bit concerned. You're
Absolute
playing into
cinema.
Yunara, Karma, doesn't feel good.
No, but if they didn't
Yunara,
go to
Karma,
sleep,
Mundo,
like, if
in
people just,
general,
like,
the game
didn't go to
extending isn't a great feeling.
non-believers.
There's a flash from Peter. This time we're going to try and take down Yukao.
Yukao,
As he is able to get that gold
wow.
card out. Slice dice from Dudu.
He's actually dead. He's actually dead. There's no way that actually saves them. They're so deep. There's no way they actually get out from this, right? 와 이걸 살아간다고? 와 미친 너무 기뻤다고 생각했는데 제이스가 지금 텔포가 없는 상황이라서 제이스's no TP. So even if it looked really really deep, they couldn't really punish it. DRX actually coming down on the backside. Backhands.
Take a tower and trade on the top side of the map. So
Of that
it
play.
doesn't feel like a huge advantage.
Jace
gained
does get the
from
top
a lot
tower here.
committed
Should
there.
be able to. 이러면은
But
탑 타워는 밀긴
DNS
했지만
definitely
DRX 입장에서는
being
분위기
proactive.
좋았다가 또
Yeah.
갑자기
But that being said, you should be able to get that tower with the next wave, but there are
역시
people
쉽지
moving
않습니다.
back in
DNS
return. Peter,
tracking
what
back.
he learned from last time. This is the exact same position.
탑이
This time he has
텔포가
real
있는
flash,
걸
not
통해서
hex
이제
flash, and also
바텀에서
he jumps
세게.
in when he's outside the
Wow.
tower range.
So deep and the Karma almost
Let's have a look at the
saved
same
it.
play again, as this time it's on to Andal. He takes a lot of damage, but
Oh,
Willer,
the Rage is
he's
here!
so healthy, and that's the
Boom!
flash hammer from Rich
이번엔
to try
제이스가
and take down
있거든요.
Peter.
레넥톤이 뭐 느렸고요. 와, 5세트 간다 이거. Game 5, I think this one's looking over, guys. So this time the Jace was here. Perfect EQ, the flashboard, Hammerform Q on top, boom.
They love that song, and they're looking for even more.
They just charged them down. You know, they had the speed ups from the Karma. The Mundo is too tanky
We
to cut
have
through
a
quickly.
series.
It feels like Pyoshik, he's strong,
Ladies
he's
and
fair,
gentlemen.
but he's kind of just waiting for an opportunity to go in that just never comes up. Peter sets up
3대
on Handle,
0이요.
but
3대
you don't
0이라고
really have the
다들
backup
얘기할
right
때.
now. Jiwoo jumps in, instantly
와.
starts shredding. Pyoshik gets there, he's put his
Boom.
bleeds
자,
down. but he
리치
can't
선수한테
really do
오른
enough
절대
damage
주면 안
quickly.
되고요.
And
Never
the
give
time's
tank
closer
to
and
Rich
Jiwoo are there,
again.
too
Look
late.
at this man.
Way too late.
And Jiu,
Jiwoo
just
is
such a good
fully online at
dash
this
over the
point.
wall there.
My
Boom,
goodness.
boom, boom.
That was absurd damage. As Joker, very, very happy.
Mr. Joker.
Oh, I told you this all glove silver scrapes. Oh,
따라라.
they're singing it already.
Ba-da.
This is what they wanted. They're like, throw away the first couple of games. We play better in game 5.
That's the strategy.
Yeah, make them tired. You know, it's like those tennis players that were really good
Yeah,
at the serve,
I
but
don't
they get
know,
really
guys.
tired later on.
Yeah.
I remember
this point
a
in the
long
game,
time ago,
can
Mark
DNS actually win?
Philippoussis was definitely like that. Talking about Australian tennis
They need
players
to have an
on a
insane
League of
rally
Legends
engage with
broadcast
Victor
that's
being
global,
like full
it's probably
items, I
not
guess.
going to make a lot of
빅토르가
people understand.
템이 나올 때까지 좀 버텨야 되나?
It worked in my brain as a reference. So there we go.
That's the main thing. As long as
굉장히
it works for
애매하네요
you,
이거.
I think Widid may have understood as well.
Karma went
you got a
Helio,
really
and
strong
she's just
service
gonna
game,
go with
you
Mikhail's,
kinda
I
wanna
guess.
end it early.
he
그러니까
might
이게
have followed
레넥톤이
that, but I
아플래시
feel like we did this
박으면서
more than
풀콤보
new age
할 때
tennis
그 딱
players,
비칼
you know.
주면서
He did recently watch the
유나랑
Australian
대시,
Open, though,
아.
so a bit of Australian Open history is probably for the
trouble.
best. As Closer not
Big,
being
big
here would
trouble.
also be for the best, as he's booped back towards UCal and eliminated.
He definitely isn't there anymore.
No. And DRX are now going to start pushing here in this mid lane. Should be able to do so pretty comfortably, but the rest of DNS are able to get on over here.
Oh, Closer's gone actualize a second. We expected to see some more of
It's a
this
bit
with
cheaper
the...
on this patch, right?
Yeah, so expect to see more of this from the Aegis. Unfortunately, it won't help.
오 이거.
Alright, Gio is just going to walk up to Peter and try and hit
아니
him.
근데
He's
투패
banging
위치가
balls away.
투패
They
공
take down
위치가
UCal.
안 되면 why isn't that too? They're all hinting it. What was that TF ult location you called? Come on. 아니 이게 뭐 이게 미드가 없는 상황이라서 일반적으로 이득 봐야 되는데 이거 너무 아쉽다. Should be a kill onto Corki though, right? 이거 살아가나요? No fucking way. Jiu doesn't want to commit flash. Oh, he does want to commit flash.
I thought no, he'll hold on to that because he might want
아니 근데 이거 플래시 솔직히 안 쓸 줄 알았는데
And actually, it was quite a late
우리가
death, so if he
얘기하는
can get back in time,
선수는 지우 선수고요. 지우 선수는 바로 그냥 플래시 박는 선수라서. 그리고 킬 먹고 그 궁이 있으니까 한 번 때리면 또 궁 받으면 되는 거라. 아니 여기 유칼 선수가 궁 위치가 안 좋아서 이게 칼마도 너무 몸이 앞으로 썰렸는데 방금 좀 아쉽다. Karma was like walking forward trying to help Yukal because Yukal's location was so bad. But honestly, the Karma should just let him die. In-game. And then he could have just like helped around the team fight in the back. Yeah, it was such a sad fight because like
and the cleaver from downtown
for
was enough to do
DRX,
it.
it was a
But,
4v5.
not
Victor was
able to get
dead.
himself out of the pit.
So-
They had the control ward over.
And now,
I mean, in the end, they did come out on top of that, though.
Oh,
very late to the Dragon. It's only third for
필이
DRX,
지금
but still a
403이긴
heavy
해,
blow
근데.
they can
The
secure
Fury
it.
has 4 kills, but I feel like this
Willa
champion,
is just packing that lunchbox over and over
it's
again.
hard.
Rich.
It's hard for
possibly in a
the Fury to
difficult
actually do
position here
something,
off to the
though.
side
We'll
as
have to
DNS
watch.
just going to brute force.
Can Pyoshik
walk
cook
their
it?
way
I don't
into
know.
this river and look to try and take down this dragon. They know that they need to deny this sole point as DRX in position. That's a great shock blast onto Dr. but not doing a massive amount of damage right now. As Will
이거
tries to get
빨간 팀이 용을 샀고요. 이거 근데 연속기 차단을 했지만 4v4 나 4v4 문도가 그냥 터져버렸어. 이거는 그 DRX는 아쉽지만 그 뒤로 가야죠. DRX has to walk out.
1-for-1 is the result.
And the Dragon picked up for DNS. I think they're more than
DNS
happy
gonna be
with
so happy with this. Yes.
Ultimately, Jiwoo, his flash being down makes it a bit harder for him to team fight. The Mundo gets bursted
텔포로
through.
미드 타워까지
And it's just
막아
hard for them to chase
버렸네요. They
after the
also
fact.
TP
You know, good
mid
fight
and
there from
stop
Pyoshik. He's
the
still pretty
push.
strong on this Neferi and being solid with his smite so far
Damn.
this series. The game, it feels like this
Game is starting to become
Yunara is
kind of
just too
iffy
big of a
for
threat them
DRX.
to really
Now they have a
handle
scaling comp,
consistently.
but
they are keeping
look at
themselves
this
in it.
actualizer,
Yeah, I mean, if they kill
Victor.
Jiu, like if Jiu mispositions
Let's look
what
at
she has
Wheeler
done
just
in this
completely
series
melted
so
here.
far,
Let's watch the Mundo.
then they still stand a chance.
문도가 여기서
As
와
much as getting
딜하려고
Dr.
궁 키고
down,
앞으로 간
so
건데
he was
그냥
late to this
와우.
fight, you know, was an aspect.
딜
DNS
방금
still got
무슨
on top
딜이요
of the
저게.
objective, right?
Yeah.
So him flashing for that kill, being flashed us for that is perhaps not the right decision. Oh,
Yeah, we are destinying our way forward.
Flash Knight
Okay,
out
well-
for closer.
Yeah, actually turning it onto Dudu here is Yukal actually doing a fair bit of damage.
Oh,
Rich comes up forward,
Renekton.
lays down the hammer. Now they're looking for even
Renekton
more.
is so
Gio just
useless.
loves pressing R. And he does so, but Kyoshi
아니,
gets himself
Renekton
over
지금
that
벌써
wall. Will be able to
상했어.
get out of there alive. However, now without Dudu, it's going to be very
What do
hard
you
for
mean?
DNS
This
to
Renekton is
teamfight
already
around
like
this Baron, which is
expired.
where DRX
Really
kinda
crazy
looking.
about this champ is so
Gold
useless.
lead isn't
this game.
gigantic, and it's double dragon to double dragon.
Like,
Two
gold card
Infernals
on
here
your
for
stats.
DNS.
You try to do something while Karma has Mikhails. Karma has bunch of shields.
They'll be
Sweet
able to stack up for themselves.
Really soft.
All right,
I
there
mean,
is still
Dudu is
game.
crazy good at the
Here
game,
this time
though.
around,
There's
it was
no
looking
way
like
you can
DRX
actually
was
do
starting to
anything
run away with it.
Renekton in this game.
But in this series, I mean, the counting of chickens is illegal.
Oh.
100% illegal. I
Renekton
don't even know where
이통캐서
the
빨리
tempo
왔다.
vibes are now. I can't even feel it.
It
You know,
feels very tense. This one feels very
이게
tense.
진짜
It
근데
definitely feels
DRX
like
뱀픽부터
DRX has
너무
the
잘하긴
edge just
했어,
with Jiwoo being
이번에도.
so strong. Yukal
DRX
has gold
뱀픽.
cards just every time he lands.
Game
it feels
1, Game
like
2,
someone's dying.
there were
but
like troll drafting. Game
it
3,
doesn't
Game
feel
4,
clear
they're
cut.
cooking it.
DNS have this
Let them
big
cook.
engage potential. If Jiwoo missteps and dies, it's just game over.
Bow, bow, bow.
So far, he's been
I
solid.
hear the silver
but
scrapes
all
in
it
the
takes is
background. Do you
one
hear
bad
it?
fight, and
Bow,
it's
bow.
series over. DRX are the
Bow.
competition. So
Bow, bow,
yes, they're in a strong spot right now.
bow.
Yes, odds are towards them in this
I'm not
game.
a Renekton enjoyer,
But
yeah.
it's still tense, and they don't
Is
get
Ellis
a second
co-streaming
chance. DNS still
LCK
have
right now?
another game
Because
if they lose
Ellis
this
hates
one.
Renekton so much. Even back when Renekton
Peter
was
looking for the
broken.
angle as he flashes into the crash down. Actually, no, doesn't flash. The flash was
Oh, look
Look at the
going out.
damage! Actualizer.
And if they manage to get that, and Jiu is out of the fight, then
근데
they
딜이
just win, right?
진짜
That is
센다.
so much money
근데
removed.
DNS 잘못-
Like the entire gold lead
잘못하면
is
DRX가
represented
그냥
in Jiu,
쓸릴 수
right?
있겠는걸?
I mean, honestly,
방금
in
지금
terms of
보니까.
damage as well, like a TF isn't putting out crazy damage. The Jace as well, they nerfed his shock blast, and he is a lot about that poke. Like, yes, he can do damage, but the Jace can't really go in
앞뒤리가
easily into a lot of
변수인데.
these threats on DNS. So much is on Jiu, not just the goal, but just the
They
the
have to
DPS
have
in
Mikhails
fights.
though. I'm surprised they're not
Arnold
building
is walking
Mikhails
up
into
again
TF
after
고가야.
just losing his flash. A little bit dangerous.
아니 근데
He
이거
could've
피터
maybe just
선수가
done the
미칼
same thing
가져야 될
again.
것 같은데요.
I think the rest of the team
지금
wasn't quite
지크스,
ready this time round, but yeah, it's a little scary.
지크스?
Rich just plays a little bit of tennis himself
가는 것
with Dudu
같은데.
here as Willa moves over, delivers him a briefcase.
아니면
Okay, that
솔라리?
was some DPS.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
아하이.
Maybe
골드
we spoke too
카드를
soon.
무조건
As
미칼로
he does now
끊어야
have his
될 것
last whisper
같은데.
completed. Yoshik takes a briefcase as well, but the doggos eat that
Don't
one.
question our goat Peter.
Willa actually commanding
I don't know,
control
that bot
over the
lane
enemy
play,
jungle.
bot lane dive
And
play
DRX
was
going for the suffocation play
bit
right
of a
now.
questionable
Twisted
gameplay,
Fate
though.
in that mid lane will be able to put on pressure. At least Victor is pretty good at clearing out waves. DRX working on this 4-1.
So it's kinda
So
looking
far,
weird
it's
now.
looking all right.
What the hell?
With the amount of jungle that they get to remove as well.
Yeah, but rapid fire for Yukal.
Level
very scary
16
to
from
deal
closer.
with. We do see the
There it is.
Serpent's Fang coming out for Doctor.
빅토르 16렙 찍긴 했어.
Some shield shred into the Karma.
Serpent's Fang for
specifically.
Corgi. Nice.
And thankfully for DNS, Jiu has gone like the worst two parts of the Infinity Edge. And does now have to wait quite a long time to complete that.
It does just mean though, especially with this build from Doctor, trading autos with Jiu is so hard. And once he gets to IE, it's just going to feel terrible.
문도가 개
If he
아프다.
autos you,
Q
you auto
맞으니까
him.
그냥.
Yeah.
문도 Q
When
is
you
not
don't
a
have
joke
any crit going, it's going to be really hard to ever be up close to him. So
That's a lot of money.
it
Wow.
was scary.
Rich is
10
rich.
seconds on that dragon. Feels like time has flown since the last one, and it's DRX that
Damage
complete
dealt number
control
one,
in the
Rich.
area,
Yep,
not even
he's been
letting
bullying Renekton
DNS
all
really
lane
get
as well.
close to set up any vision.
두왕이
Yeah,
지금
kind of push
날개를
up
못
mid
피고
and
있습니다.
get a look in.
Dudu is unable to do anything.
Now
here.
Yukal throws out a gold card.
Don't use over the
and,
wall.
Then walks very far away. Rapid fire cannon certainly helping him here. But
What do you
that
mean, dot,
lead
dot, dot?
doing some work onto the Twisted Fate. As
What are you
Jiu just going to
talking about?
start up this dragon, teleport in from Dudu. DNS not wanting to give this one up as gold card to try and catch him. He
Oh,
slices
the
forward.
Dudu!
Not sure about that one because he
Oh
doesn't have
my
access to the dive. Now
goodness,
looking
they're
for
hard
it.
engaging
Jiu is
onto
surrounded.
this guy.
They're gonna
아니
take him
피칼
down.
주고 다 줬는데. Give the KLC flash, the barrier, and he's still dead. DNS, what are they doing again? They're cooking it.
DNS will be able to pick
Holy.
up soul point here. Triple Infernal. And the
와,
10
근데
Karma
이거는
goes
유나라도
straight back
유나라
to
입장에서
them.
진짜 할 수가 없다.
They might just be able to go
유나라
Baron
literally
immediately
couldn't
after
live.
this.
Serpent Stiff, yeah.
See
The
the recoil
barrier
because I
and the
think it's
shield
gonna
from
TP for
Karma just
mana
not
as
enough.
well.
The
Man,
chaos
that looked
not enough.
insane though. The fact that like,
두왕이
Dudu was
못하고 있다고
caught
하는 순간 바로 그냥
mid-slice,
두왕이 해주셨는데요.
and then still
I literally
just
said
gets the
Dudu
flash
is
through
unable
those
to do
Predator,
anything
and
this
down
game, and then
goes
boom,
Jiu.
Dudu did
Yeah,
it.
he just went
He did what he
crazy
needed to be
there.
done.
They should
Yeah,
have
you
damage
can
to
give
get
the
this
kills
down
onto the
before
Renekton
anyone
stun,
from DRX
but-
can really move in. They're going to look for some poke, though.
And then what?
We'll see
And
if
then
they can
what?
force him off. His shock blast hits
Peter
Peter
just flashes in.
Yeah.
The Fury flashes in when you're dead.
Gold card comes
Quirky
through on the
flashes
closer,
in.
but it's not really doing damage. As Andal taking the Crocodile for a walk, that's always dangerous. As Peter's just dead.
Peter's in
but he's
the
just
inter.
trying to buy some space.
I mean, they
That
just
is
get it and
Purish
they run.
taking down the Baron, and Baron for one, you'll take that.
Yep, I like the setup as well. You saw how Closer was moving up towards the exit. He was the only one who couldn't get over the wall easily. Everyone else moved to the back of the pit. They could escape with their mobility. So they just had an exit plan. They were like, Peter, you're going to die. We're going to sacrifice
Peter,
you.
you're gonna
this
die.
was crazy, though. Doo-doo.
Feel support
The
now.
thing is, he dashes
Look at
forward,
that!
he's
It
like,
looks like
Stun Card's
Renekton's
coming
trolling,
down.
but
I'm
no!
going. He dashes in,
와,
gets the kills.
레이터 진짜
Peter
미쳤네,
immediately
두 번.
follows. And Dogdam just W's
Doo-doo,
in like
crazy.
we know what the plan is.
I said this Renekton useless. I would like to apologize
they
to
kill
Doo-doo.
him, and then,
I'm sorry.
as we said, the damage is gone.
I'm sorry,
Even though the
Doo-doo,
health bars get
for
quite
doubting
low
you and your
from the
Renekton.
initial salvo, the
Crazy
damage
guy.
is just not there to
Crazy
follow
guy.
up, and they can just push forward and not really be contested. And now that gold lead is really thinned out. They've got 3 dragons. They have the Baron in hand.
And
Jiwoo's still a major threat, but you know, if they do that, that's the answer.
Yeah, and Closer has now got a death cap. I mean, this guy actually does damage. Yukal, not so much. So it's all about you.
Yeah.
And we
Renekton
just
useless
saw that
Fabienta.
sometimes it is hard
Hey,
for him to
hey.
stay alive. As Yukal
Oh,
is trying to
Yukal
go
is
back
in
home,
such a big
and
trouble.
now he's just
All
going to
thing
have to
else,
gate
smart.
away.
Okay.
Finally, the Infinity Edge is complete.
Yeah, quick response from Yukal there. Just
아
to get out of
이거
dodge.
유나라만 어떻게 살면은 근데 할만한데
Obviously,
진짜
no CC on the
DRX.
Fairy to stop you from doing
DRX
that.
just
But,
like
yeah,
Yunara
Jiwoo got the
alive then
Infinity
they can
Edge,
do
gets
it.
him through that bit of a power drop he was in. Dogdam. Oh my god. They are collapsing on them.
Let's see whether this actually works for DRX as Yukal. He's got a gold card and a dream. He manages to
Oh
lock down
my gosh,
Closer's
wait!
shield. Massive damage. As now that Arc of
Closer's
Rage
10
has slowed
HP.
down Peter. Arcane Storm
They're
in the
cooking
choke
it.
point is dangerous and they jump on top of Rich.
Oh,
But
Dogdam has no
it's
flash.
Dogdam.
Look at the damage from the
But he
Fury,
trades his
though.
life for the Jace.
And
Maybe
look
that
at the front line
works,
just
but
melting.
Jiwoo's
Closer,
still
no flash
alive,
is in
and
big
Closer,
trouble.
he is
레넥톤이
not.
텔포도
He
없는데
eats a
여기서
Swarkle, and he dies for a double kill
바론을
for Jiwoo.
먹고 바로
He doesn't want any of this
잘린다요.
silliness. He's in
They
the
got
top
Baron
lane.
and they're
Dogdam
for the
needs to
Baron. They're in
chill a little
Baron
bit
power
with
play.
these very, very aggressive
Holy moly,
Valkyries.
Dio.
He's not
Rich is
playing
going
Who's a
Serpent
Corki,
Fang
and
as
even if he
well.
was, I
But
don't
the
think
shield's
that's
coming through from the Fury.
I don't think that's the play. You know what's the thing as well?
And
I was
Victor,
about
I
to
guess.
say something nice
Rel
about
has a
Dogdam.
tiny shield
He
as well.
will get through this replay first. Look at this
Look
damage
at that
from
gold
Jiwoo.
card
They
with
just
Yukal.
one-shot Closer.
야,
They end up immediately on the
They're
back
just
foot.
running them down.
They don't have their Renekton here.
여기에서
It's a
그 나피리가
5v4.
생각보다 딜이
And
셌는데
Dogdam
덕담
just
선수가 W를 쓰는
absolutely
순간
insanity.
이제 플래시가 없고
Yes.
도망갈 수 있는 상황이 아니죠. 그리고
I appreciate the
아니
vibe, the
문도가
gusto.
그냥
Yeah.
풀피 문도
And the
어떡할
nice thing I was
건데.
gonna say
This
is
Mundo is a
we've
fucking
talked
problem
about
now tier
struggles
level
that Dogdam
16.
has had with his addiction to collect a fourth
Really
item,
Yeah.
and he's beaten it. He has gone
After
a
Wolves,
last Whipter,
문도
last
should be level
Whisper.
16, no?
Last Whipter.
저거
Whipter.
늑대
It's not the
먹고
last Whipter
문도도
last
16렙
item.
찔나요?
Well, it's not even the last item. It's Dogdam.
Okay, wait,
So
Gio's
he's
cooking
not
more?
going
Okay,
to
never
collect the
mind.
fourth item. He's going last Whisper. He's actually going to have some real
Gio
pen,
is such an
which is
aggressive
good when you're against
ADC man.
Mundo. But
Gio just
I'm not
traded
sure.
all
Gio
for
is just
Valkyrie.
going
I'm not sure it really
in,
matters
in.
too much what item he's going when he's Valkyrie.
There it is,
like
level
that.
16
Maybe
Mundo.
a GA would be a good buy.
Push.
Very true. There's nothing to fight for, so just ulting and dashing forward there didn't
Negative
actually...
70
Yeah.
gold power
If I
play.
got minute 10 and it is sold for DNS, it would be a
바로
big
먹고
sold.
근데 저
everyone
바텀에서 맨날 사고
LDR
터진다
finish with
진짜.
Dogdam, big pickup.
Is it just me or like after you get Baron you try to push bot lane and every single fucking time some accident happens in the bot
He got
push?
CC'd again.
I think it's
Might
a
be tricky
bait,
to
like
pull
pushing
off.
bot is a bait. Maybe we should just
It
push
still
like
needs
top.
to be deal with you. He's doing insane damage right now.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Superstition?
With
No.
Cyrilda's done here, Rich is also starting to do more. He's
Statistics.
also got his Serpent Spang done, so he can cut through some of these shields.
He does do a lot of burst, and over the course of the fight, he will put out a lot. But it's just
Bot
like
lane is
it's
just cursed.
anyone near Jiwoo melts. So
Yeah.
it's definitely kill him.
And they have no tank, right? It's bruises at best.
Yeah, it is. It's just bruises, and
And a Rel.
yeah.
A metal pants lady. As Pioshik now is in a weird spot, but it is Neferi, so if ever
Well,
mobility.
I mean, Dragon's
He's
coming
just
up in
getting
20
some poke
seconds.
downs,
Both
cooning
team
around.
really wants it.
Never use that as a verb. It's a weird one. As,
I
alright,
mean, 4
Doo-doo on a flank
dragons,
angle as
Dragon
well.
Soul,
Oh my goodness,
Infernal
he's gonna
Dragon
do it
is gonna be
again.
crazy.
That is the question. Let's see how safe Gio can be.
That is an
As he looks
early
to try
knife
and turn
coming
it back.
through.
It's on
Look
top
at
of
Wheeler in the
Onto
front
the
line.
Dino,
Closer
Doo-doo
is getting
flashes
gunned off by
forward.
Mundo.
He just
No one's gonna
doesn't
help
have
him.
enough. The rest of the team are
Oh
not
my
there.
gosh, what
As
is
they
going
take
on?
down
Gio's
Rich, but
dashing
he's not
forward.
very
Gio
targeted.
flashing
If
out.
Gio flashes
Dashes
into
forward,
them,
flashes out.
then it might work
You
out,
call
but he does
Zonyas.
get himself
Wheeler
out of it.
is
Dogdam
untouched.
doesn't
Look at
find
this
the
guy.
fast bomb and will
아니, 아니 문노가 괴물인데? 아니 문노 뭐야? 문노 맨날
finds it though. Is now
문도
Ando.
down! 문도
His
down!
formation gets
아
into
급했습니다.
Fusion.
이러면은 유칼 선수도 낚이고요. No way, 유칼 did leave, but like he's so low.
Standing against all of these tiny
아
health
이거
bars.
어떻게 안
Can he get enough? That
되나요?
is the question. Is the Cinder on the ground? He wants
No
to pick
fucking
up
way,
Yoshi,
W, the
but he
gold
can go
card.
untargetable.
Dash
So
two.
he eats it. The sidestep's not enough.
아
And down he
너무
will go.
아까운데
That's an
이거
ace, and
진짜
that
DRX.
is a
They were so close to winning the
Infernal
fight.
Soul.
Yoshik is massive in the fight. It
No
looks
way, you
like
overdived so
maybe
hard,
they've
Mundo.
overstepped 'cause they don't end up going for
He
G with a
should have
good
maybe played
angle
around
to
G
Rich. They go
there.
for the Jace first,
See,
but
let's
don't
look at
even
this fight.
immediately get him.
Peter
All
flashing
they
on
engage,
Rich.
committed
Rich
onto him. He survived
able
for quite a while.
to do enough
Yoshik
damage to take down
does
Peter with
take
him,
him
but
down.
이
And then they end
앞대스를
up looking
했는데
for
바로
G. Yoshik gets a bit of
나필이랑
damage, he forces his
덕담 선수가
flash.
플래시를
They end up switching
들어왔거든요.
targets over here.
근데 여기에서
It looks like
문도가
maybe DRX
적당히
trying to
했어야 되는데 너무
stabilize.
깊이 들어갔어.
And G was starting
So
to push
Mundo
forward again.
was
But
trying to
there's
get for the
W
kill,
to
but
block
he
the
didn't have his
stun
heart
guard.
so
And now
sad.
he knows it's
So
down.
Gio was completely
Pushes in
exposed and then
and
gets
just stat
destroyed
checks.
there.
And remember, this is the point of the fight where
And
you know,
Doctor
the
had barrier the whole
Inara doesn't have
time
the ult
too.
available
Courtney had barrier.
anymore. Not as strong, doesn't have the stacked
이거는
up Q.
문도가 좀
And once
아쉽다.
again chases in the
초반
Neferi into
싸움까지는
TF specifically,
괜찮았는데
just having such a
무조건
bad
이제
time. The
유나랑
only
같이
CC
나필이
that
때렸으면
this
좋았을 듯.
composition have is that stun card. Other than like the tether or like the Jace E, they're relying on the stun card. It just does nothing to this Neferi.
And with Infernal now, they just have so much damage. Another fight is broken
He is
out here as
tanky
now
though.
Rich
Look
fighting
at his
Peter on
guy
the
getting his HP
offside
back.
As Willa has to throw down
Oh,
the
Rich
ulti. That's
has
going
to
help him
roll
out,
the
though,
fucking
as his
roll.
health bar is
Rich is
massive.
trying to
Now the
run.
rest of
Oh,
DRX
Peter got
are
baited
just gonna
so
turn on
deep.
Peter
What is going
instead.
on? 아니 레일이 근데
Now
왜 이렇게
DNS
깊이 들어간
down.
거야?
They're metal horse pants lady.
Rel is literally in the enemy base. Like, what is
We'll
even
set up
going
another
on?
fight.
Okay.
Are we still
Another
singing
throw.
Silver Scrapes, DRX?
This
That's
time
the
from
question. As
DNS.
Yoshik, he can do that all day.
Beat them.
That's all right. DRX wanting to get
Peter
themselves a
Barker.
Baron, and I am a little bit worried
Peter Barker?
about their
Peter Barker.
prospects. As Willa now with ulti down is not quite as durable as now Yukal.
Why is Realm 1v1ing the Jace? Oh, Yukal is the wrong location. He's dead to the Baron.
And then just dies. And so that is now the TF
No fucking
down.
way.
Now Pyoshik goes
Oh
in,
my gosh,
goes on
Pyoshik
top,
is a
he's got so much
problem
value
here.
out of that ability,
Flashes
and
out, he lives,
manages
no?
to get
The
out.
Realm?
Dudu gets into the
I'm not the
mix, but
Realm.
he
The
goes
Knight?
down
No.
immediately.
No.
Kite it out,
No
but Rich
way.
is gonna be cleaning
No
up.
fucking
Dom
way.
Dom with the cleanup as
Ju,
now
Ju,
He's
ulti,
taking
boom,
advantage with
boom,
his own
boom.
hands, but Dom
Ah,
just
실드가
barely
쿨이었나봐.
survives.
The
And
shield
it's a
just let it
double
know.
for close, and now
And Pyoshik is
has
back.
back.
Pyoshik on this
Oh, they're getting
Neferi.
away with
GG.
it.
They
The
end.
crazy play from DNS
There's no
is
way. I thought we were gonna see
9-0
game 5.
down.
아니 5세트 보는 줄 알았는데 이게 이렇게 된다고. 이렇게 되면 그냥 탑 밀고 끝났는데. Are they gonna end here, guys? 26 seconds for Yukon. Can they do it? Oh, I think they can't. 아니 못할 수도 있다는 걸? 잠시만.
18 seconds on this twisted fate.
I don't know, guys. Can they do it?
I think this is the 3-1.
10 seconds. 10초야, 10초. 이거 it could be a throw here if they can end. It could be a reverse throw. No fucking way.
The Nexus, the last one
GG.
in their LCK Cup run,
All
will
seven.
be going down, and Peter will stand in the way to stop Yukal from watching. And there it is. DNS will progress to take on
POG POG. Holy moly 다요. 와, 나필이 가지고 저렇게 캐리하는 거 진짜 처음. 와. 조합이 나필이가 또 막 엄청 캐리할 수 있는 그런 적도 아니었는데.
And you know what? We have seen
캐리를
many a
해버리는
time
모습이고요.
caster
Pyoshik was
curses.
fucking insane
But
this
this is the
series.
first time we've seen a coach curse. Some early singing of the Silver Scrapes coming in, and DNS said we ain't
What
going
a
to game
gameplay
5.
from
We're getting it
DNS.
done here. And
What a
Pyoshik in
gameplay.
particular had a phenomenal series, but on the Neferi,
GG.
Neferi feels like
What
that
a
sort of
game,
pick,
though.
similar to the Kiana.
와
where
이거 5세트
it's
진짜 무조건
rampant in
갈줄
solo
알았는데
queue.
이렇게
We
되네 또.
do see it work. Well, the Kiana we haven't seen work at all, but Neferi
Yeah.
has had
Pyoshik
some
player
games it's
strikes
worked, but it
again.
always feels like, you know, even if it gets ahead,
Good try,
it's
DRX.
hard to
They
execute
really,
the
really
late
were
game
bringing
fights.
it. They were
Yeah.
really
See a
so
Fed
close to
Yunara on
cooking
the enemy
it.
team. You're betting on the Fed
If they
Yunara
won here,
every
I think
single
they could have
time,
actually swept
and
it.
yet Pyoshik
level game
pulled
5
it
as well.
off, made you uncomfortable.
여기서
took
이겼으면
him
진짜
down
5세트
in
가서
those late game
모르겠는걸?
fights.
네.
What a performance! And think about this is a
I
player
know.
who was part of that
Pyoshik
DM Freaks roster last year,
popping off.
Yeah.
It's too
where they
good.
just did not win games.
Nope.
And now, you know, winning this match, getting to go further
Dom
in
Peter
the
the better
bracket,
bot today.
in playoffs. It's so early in the
Although
year, and
Peter's
already having
rel
so
was
much
something,
more
that's for
success
sure.
than they did last year.
Yep. Doctor
Peter's
not
role
really
was
into the
definitely
celebration here as Peter
3-2.
3-2. I think it was a 3-1. It's alright. Felt like a 3-2 maybe for Peter here, as they had a little bit of a rough
이러면은
one.
내일 또다시 플레이를
in
해야
some
되는
of
걸.
the
DNS
engagements,
gonna
but
play
ultimately,
tomorrow again.
It's outcome-focused assessment that we really need to
3-2?
head towards. And DNS 3-1 victory, pretty clean.
그러네,
He said
3대2가 아니라
3-1.
3대1
Now
아니야?
there's 2 left before they're going to Hong Kong. That's what he meant.
Peter's
He cut down one of the teams
2
that's
left
in
for
front
Hong
of them.
Kong.
I get
Okay.
it. I understand that.
I get it.
Well,
I get it.
that
It's not the
is,
it's not the
what
series
they're
score,
gonna have
guys.
to do next.
So there was
is
3 games
take
left for
down
Hong Kong. Now there's
DK.
2 games left for
And
Hong
it's going to
Kong.
be a tough one. Let's have a look at some of the
There's
highlights
no
here,
way.
as at the beginning, it was all DRX
There's no
this
way
whole time.
DRX ended up throwing this.
I mean, this fight was one
This
where, yeah, this was one where we
no,
really saw
it was
the
like kind of a
angle
throw
on
from
the
everyone actually.
Pyosik started to get some goal behind
아니
him.
근데 이번 판은 진짜 근데
Some oversteps.
정말 왔다
This
갔다
one in
했으니까
particular,
어떻게 될지
the
뭐,
red
한 치 앞도
buff,
모르겠는 걸.
That seemingly tempted them,
충분히 양
whispering
팀 다
in their
이길 수
ears,
있었던
G was
그런
starting to get
판이었어.
monster fed. And honestly, I think after this one, I was starting to feel a game 5. And
I thought it was a
few
game
more
5, honestly.
like
I saw this part and I
where
was like,
G just getting
damn.
more and more fed.
And then this
Here,
happened.
kinda
아니
showed
근데
that
진짜로
we know
이
what the plan
장면이
is.
너무
We're gonna
너무
kill the
컸다.
enemy AD carry.
그 레넥톤 두 왕이 날개를 피지 못하고
But we'll make
어쩌고저쩌고
it
하다가
work.
갑자기 그냥
And
날개를
a lot
확
of these
펴놓고요.
fights,
아,
Pyosik was just
레넥톤이
getting insane value because there was just no
This
one who could
Renekton
shut him
was just
down.
absolutely
The
crucial
gold
there.
card
That engage.
couldn't
근데
really
DNS가
respond
또
to the fact
바론을
that he's
먹고
going
여기에서
powerful so
던져버려가지고
frequently.
they got Baron, but then they ended up throwing here. They don't even have
And he was
TP.
just playing around his
Renekton didn't even have
cooldown so
TP here.
well.
They're just
He
like
obviously
trying
had
to
opt out,
overpush the
they had a
bot
bit
lane
of
and
a
overcommit in the
oopsie.
jungle there.
But this fight
Go
in
cut out and then
particular,
Mundo over diving
the
onto
only
Corki
kill they
here.
had was that gold card,
코르키한테
and here they're backing
너무
up.
몸이
It
앞으로
looks
쏠리는
DRX
윌러
favored.
선수였고요.
Gold card from
독담이 지금
Mikal Pro.
베리오가 아직 안
Immediately
돌았긴
say, okay, you
했네.
have
독담
nothing
didn't
left.
actually
I don't
have
care if
Barrier
you have a
out,
shield
so
bow.
he was actually very close.
I have enough
But even if he
stats
killed Corki,
to go
that fight
in.
was doomed anyways, because you died and it was over.
Beautifully played.
Video was still alive and everything.
Yeah, this was just like Yukal. He blast coned because he
You see the
thought he'd be able to
down
get a
dude?
gold card, but used the gold card in order
아니
to pump the blast
여기에서
cone, so
와
also died.
투페가 그냥
Doctam, he's been
쓸려버린 게
vouching
너무
all day,
아쉽다.
all
Yeah.
game. I
And
mean,
actually, that doesn't work, right?
Keep
So it did
dying there was
time
so
out. I think
bad.
you don't use
They
the,
needed that gold card.
to hit a blast.
Without the
I'm
gold
pretty sure
card, there
that's
was a
how it
big
worked. It's not how it
problem for
looked
the
like it
Fury
worked.
and
I think,
Renekton.
yeah.
Just
And then Doctam's immediately vouching because of course he's going to.
Yeah.
딜이 미쳤구만 그냥.
And then Gio.
아 근데 이게 계속 상대가 개피로 계속 산 것도 민거야.
Absolutely obscene.
They keep leaving like 10 HP by the way. Even the Fury there, the Fury was 10 HP and he just got out.
At about
Really
6
crazy.
health, and then just comes back in at 0. My goodness, what an incredible performance out of this Nefiri. 38.9 thousand
Wow.
damage. Doctam doing almost 50k this game. In fact, the damage number's just kind of ridiculous. But look at the gold. Like DRX had it in the bag, and then Pyosik took it out.
They had 2 elite dragons
진짜
as well. And they
진짜
got
아깝다.
4 infernal
DRX가
dragons.
진짜
Like, think about that
조합도
final
2인 줄
fight,
알았는데
the
이게 이렇게
extra
되네.
infernal dragon and infernal soul damage.
Yeah.
That comes like you think how close
Are
it
you
was.
jumping into solo
Take away
queue
all
post trap?
those-
I'm gonna take a
all
break,
adaptive
finish my
force
dinner
and the
because I didn't
extra
finish my
damage from the
dinner yet, and
infernal
then we'll
soul
we'll come back
yeah.
for solo queue. Heal chat.
And Pyosik, the most obvious
Pyosik,
POMs that
POG,
we've ever
yeah,
seen,
poor you
only
guys.
died twice
POG
in the
맞다니까요.
entire series.
What a
That
smart.
is
He died 3
ridiculous.
times in the job again.
Oh, right.
So he died
Wait.
5 times.
All the wins.
In all the wins, yeah.
Twice in
What
the
do you mean
wins.
twice?
And I guess maybe I can get away
And
with that.
only 3 times
Atlas,
lost. Like,
where's
it
your
was,
mathematics?
honestly, some great scores and
Do you
generally some
enjoy
clean
dinner,
gameplay.
We'll
all
watch
day.
the POG
You know,
interview and then we
Pyosik
call
is a
it.
player who sometimes,
Seems
you know,
like a good
is a bit
plan.
inconsistent. Today he was just
Pyosik is back to
locked
form this year,
in.
yeah.
And
He's
if he remains
popping
in this
off.
form, that run is looking
He's been
promising.
playing very well
I was
this
going to
year.
say, maybe DK going to be a little bit worried.
이번 년도 표식
series,
선수가 폼이
honestly,
장난 아니죠?
is looking very, very fun. If DNS continues
DNS
with this form,
과연
because I kind
내일
of thought this series was going to be a
정배는 DK이긴 해
mess,
근데.
and maybe
I
that
mean,
doesn't
everyone's
give
gonna
us
expect
a
DK
lot
to win,
of
but
hope. But now we get to have a
DNS
chat
does
with
have
Peter.
the
That's absolutely
momentum.
fantastic as well. Get to pick up some of those vibes, and we get to see whether DNS can carry this forward to take on DK and give
그
us a good series
정도인가?
there.
아니 그 정도는 아닌가?
Oh, we're blessed.
It is a
Hey.
good day today. Even though we didn't get maximum games, we got a coach curse and then a Peter interview. Oh, that's incredible. We get to have a chat with Pyosik now as well, which is getting set up
Pyosik
on
interviewing
the Law Park
coming.
stage as well. So, man, DNS looking fantastic here.
I wish
picking up the
Berserker
3-1
could be here
victory.
for it.
A little
What
bit
team is
disappointed
Berserker
in,
playing for
DRX,
right now?
But
I
the
forgot.
fact that the last 2 games in this series, they did manage to finally step
Did he go
up,
back to NA?
meant that we did at least get to say goodbye to them on a decent footing.
100% agree because at least, you know, they showed some fight and came
OPL?
back into a decent amount.
Exactly right. But now it is time to have a
Oh,
chat
he's
with
in Leon.
Pyosik,
Oh,
so let's throw it
he's
over
on
to
Leon.
Div.
Okay.
Translation.
That's the Latin American team.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation. We have Pyoshik on the side of DN Supers.
오늘 지면 완전히 탈락인 벼랑 끝 승부에서
If you were
Giga
to
chat.
lose, it would have been an elimination, and you were the survivor and the winner, and also the first POM today for you. So how do you feel? You know, I haven't been able to get POM, but getting one after a long time makes me pretty happy. So how good would you say your performance was in the series? I don't think I would say that I was incredibly
글로벌
well,
통역사
but I think I
해주세요.
did my
제가 하고
job.
싶어서 하는 게 아닙니다. 실력도
A
없을
humble
뿐더러.
answer indeed.
아까 누가 채팅에서 나 프로게이머 막
Until today,
되면은 뭐
DN Supers had some
페이커급
time
어쩌고
to
막
prepare. So
이상한.
what was the key point you guys emphasized against
선생님
DRX?
저는 그냥
I think
바닥에 있는
DRX
먼지입니다. 이런 거 못합니다요.
does a good job playing as a
It's
unit
kind of weird.
and
Like I
doing
can
a good
speak both
job during
languages, but that doesn't mean you're
team
good at
fights. So
translating.
I think we just wanted to make sure that we always are also in sync when it's our tempo.
또 뭐.
So it looks like you guys
Can't
had
translate.
a lot
I'm just gonna talk like an
time
idiot.
invested
That's why.
into practice.
와.
Yeah, honestly, during the holiday, we didn't even get a single day of break, and I think
No
that
way.
actually
아니
really
설날
paid
연휴에
off.
지금 하루도 못 쉬고 계속 그 연습밖에 안 했대요. They didn't even get a single day of break. It's
From
been
game
the
one,
New Year's weekend, by the way.
that
Lunar
win
New Year's.
With an
Saturday,
overwhelming lead helped
Sunday,
you guys
Monday,
assert your
Tuesday,
dominance.
Wednesday.
There was
5
a lot
days.
of OP picks
Long
on the
weekend.
table during this game. So what was the main discussion
Big holiday
going
for
into
us.
game one? I don't really remember
But
what
no,
I
the
did.
pros
You
didn't
played
get any break.
Pantheon. So Pantheon, I think with what we had
Pantheon
in
broken.
the comp and with the consideration of what was available on the table, I think we just tried to come up with the best possible comp, I guess, with the Pantheon pick. And I don't think we were really too concerned about feedback after game
Pyoshik
3.
fan.
I think we just tried to
Sounds like a
focus
bulldog.
on creating a better draft. So what did you focus on with you guys having to face that Fed Yunara on game 4? You know, Yunara was getting supported by the Karma, so I think it was just that we shouldn't have overextended. I think we just have to really focus on positioning ourselves well enough to win that. Yeah, you guys won a seemingly
fans.
impossible game, and it has to be exhilarating to win a game like this. So, how did you feel when you lost that? When you won that last team fight? Actually, we were starting out the team fight with a 4v5, and I don't think we were expecting it to end that way, but we actually fought very hard until the very end. So I think that's why we were able to win. And today, Bulldog came to cheer for you. Did you see?
Bulldog is here.
Yeah,
불독
you know,
선수가 왔다고요.
before our match
Bulldog was
started,
playing on
Bulldog
EMEA, no? I think he was on one of the
actually
European
paid a
teams.
visit
I remember.
to our green room.
불독 선수가 유럽의
And I
2부
think we got
리그에서
a good energy
뛰었던 걸로
from him,
기억하는데.
and you know, given that
작년에?
he is a bulldog, I think I got that energy from the dog.
나필이
Any
픽으로
word of
샤라.
thanks to Bulldog?
고맙다 태영아.
Oh man, thank you, Bulldog.
큰 힘이 됐던 것 같습니다. 이제 바로 내일 D+ 기아를 만나게 되는데요.
And tomorrow you will face D+ Kia right away. Since you guys were defeated in the group battle,
Or maybe
this
I'm
is your
getting
time
confused
to
with
get your
Bull.
payback. So what is your
Bulldog and
mindset?
Bull, both are Bull.
As for us,
Search
I
with
think
Bull, so maybe I
for
got
the rest of the
confused.
group battle,
작년에 DNF 그러니까 제가
but
지금
then
헷갈리고
I do
있네요.
remember that
불독
we
선수가 아니라 불 선수,
lost
불
hopelessly
선수.
against D+
원딜러.
Kia. So I hope that we
한국 선수들이
pay
생각보다
enough
근데 다른
attention
리그에
and
뛰는 선수들이
prepare
많아가지고.
ourselves well enough so that we can defeat